and gentlemen, welcome to the 243rd episode of the GeekVerse podcast. I'm the Clown Prince of Broadcast, Travis Snell.
Broadcast.
I screw up because I'm trying to think if it was 243. I think we're 244 actually, so my bad.
So one or the other.
Yeah. Either way, it's in the 240s.
Either way, I'm the Adam Hart caster, Dylan Musk.
I am your friendly neighborhood caster, Kirkland Patzer.
I feel like you could turn your chair if you wanted a little.
You probably could a little, yeah.
He's more focused on the board than he is.
I could just put my leg through here.
There you go. You could also turn the chair.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
Yeah, I mean, you do you. You do you.
I'll do a little pivot.
Yeah.
Little pivot. We got two more people.
I am the 5% prepared Jessica.
Hey,
not bad at all.
Well, I'm Tyler Briggs.
There you go. And Taylor Phil will be joining us mid-cast at some point. That's why there's a chair there. So I'm sure, Taylor.
Actually, no, we're just going to provide, leg comfort for Briggs on every pass from now on.
This is
Because we find that he
comfortable,
makes better points when he's comfortable.
Let's just do this, alright? We'll just, for now.
Excellent.
Okay.
Yeah, it's true. Last
But when
cast
you
I
get
was on with
serious-
you, you were on the opposite side of the table and you were shaking my chair because of how bad you were shaking.
Yeah, no,
Impressive.
I shake a lot.
Yeah.
He's a shaker.
It's
2019, that's all going away. Don't worry.
it's a disease.
It's a disease.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for personally my favorite cast of the year. We got E3, we got Comic-Con, we got the anniversary, but this one is fun because we get to have fun, lots of debates. A few years ago, we started this cast because the Oscars, but I want to give a big shout out and applause to Kevin Feige because the first. We started this because Oscars would never nominate geek stuff. Well, we got Black Panther nominated for an actual Academy Award. They read out producer Feige. So Feige's been nominated for an Oscar, so it's great. It's fantastic. Yeah. He cut all those checks for him. But this is our version of the Oscars. We nominate geek films, and Dylan, you're gonna probably stress upon that a little bit more in a second.
I do have the full list of them. Yeah.
But what it's gonna be is we nominate things in animation, comic book, horror, sci-fi, or fantasy. Those are the ones we keep it something we made the agreement last year, like what could have a Comic-Con, sort of like that. So that's what the requirements are, and they had to come out in 2018. So that's the other thing. What else? The winners will be coming out in February. Look on Facebook because we think we're going to have a fan voting system for one, either just to say who the fans vote for, but also because Kyle left. There's 6 of us, so it's an uneven number. So if we have a tie, you, the fans,
It
will
actually is
decide.
an even number, which is the problem.
Yeah. True. But if there is a tie, you fans will get to decide. So the same way the Star Wars polls are going on with the happy face, whatnot, blah, blah, you're going to get all 5 nominees there, and that's what's going to happen. That's what we do. We nominate 5 in every category. Dylan, you want to take that away before we get into some
Yeah, I'll go through here. All the comic movies include Ant-Man and the Wasp, Infinity War, Black Panther, Venom, Aquaman, Deadpool 2, Once Upon a Deadpool. I don't know what's going to happen here. You have some particular scene or something from that anyway. Incredibles 2, Into the Spider-Verse, then all the other stuff is Solo, A Star Wars Story, A Quiet Place.
What was that one?
I'm not sure. Anyway, I don't know. I just said it just kind of word vomit.
Strange.
Hereditary, Halloween, Predator, Tomb Raider, Rampage, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, Ready Player One, Fantastic Beasts, Crimes of Grindelwald, Ralph Breaks the Internet, Apostle, Cloverfield Paradox, Mom and Dad, Bandersnatch, Overlord, Christopher Robin, Bumblebee, and Slender Man. I think that is all of them. There might be 1 or 2 more that kind of sneak in there, but...
According to that list, I am more than 5% prepared.
I think you've seen most of these.
Yeah. I think that this year we have a good ratio because we threw out some films at the beginning.
Oh, one more.
of this year.
Winchester. I think I'm the only one who's seen it, but boy, I'm nominated for something else.
I've seen that. But we tried to see as many as possible. We made a Facebook group to nominate some stuff. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. You guys have anything to say before we get into this?
I wanted to quickly show 2 movies that aren't eligible, and we haven't talked about in the cast. Well, I think you did a review of Black Klansman, but I saw that in mid-90s, and I love both of them. Both fantastic movies. I did finally post my top 10 movies of the year. I posted it on my Twitter. Those were both in there for sure. But they're not eligible here today, and we never really talked about them elsewhere, but those are both really good movies. I wanted to show
A Star is Born as well was last
We
year.
did a review of that.
Did you?
Fantastic. No geekness, but the sequel, when she becomes an alien.
But that was probably my favorite.
Huge. So we're going to start off with the big kahuna in Best Film. Jessica, if you want to write down Best Film.
Not Big Kahuna?
Or Big Kahuna Best Film.
Yeah, Best Burgers.
I'm going to put Big Kahuna and then
That's
best film in like brackets.
I feel like these pens are not going to.
I know they'll wash off though.
We should say.
Look at it. Look at how like can they even see that?
I can't even see that.
I don't know. Well, you know, you can zoom in. We're talking. Really, the board is more for us.
We should say for people just on the podcast services. On YouTube, we do have a whiteboard that we're writing these things down on. That is the concern that maybe you can't read it so well, but yeah, I don't know. It might help you.
It's more for us to keep track. We put tallies by one, whatnot. Before we start, I want to read the nominees of previous years, and then when we do the winners, we'll read the winners. 2016, nominated 2017, we nominated Arrival, Civil War, Deadpool, Doctor Strange, and Zootopia for Best Film. And then last year, we nominated Blade Runner 2049, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, It, Logan, and War for the Planet of the Apes. So
last year was
that was sad.
Yeah. So I want to start nominating Logan again. I think it just carried over. It's the most film I've watched. No, Kirkland. I'm gonna make Kirkland because this is the first time he's joined us on nominations. Actually.
Wow.
So
Exciting
what? And the rule is for the listeners: we throw up a nomination and it has to be backed by 2 people. If it doesn't, we don't discuss it because the first year we did that, we let Taylor throw up 10 films and we just erased them all and nothing happened with them. So it has to be backed by at least 2 people to be.
We went through 2 extra markers than we needed to.
Yeah, to be a contender, there'll be a bunch of contenders, and then we'll nominate, or we'll whittle down to 5. So, Kirkland, you can start us off. What do you think you'd like to nominate?
I'm gonna nominate Into the Spider-Verse for Best Film of the Year.
I will second that.
No, I'm joking.
Put it on.
Okay, so Spider-Verse is 1.
The one.
Done right.
Okay. Let me know when you're done there. Just kind of.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh yeah, that's a really
That's good
nice
font.
soft color. Nice soft.
I like your
blends
font
in.
usage.
I can try a different. This is a
Maybe
dark.
try the dark.
Okay, that looks pretty dark.
Yeah.
Put 2 like
Looks can be
overwhelming
deceiving.
when we look at it, you know.
Okay, a striking difference with Spider-Verse. I'm gonna nominate Hereditary.
Okay.
Ooh,
We'll back it for now. Yeah, let's get the contenders.
Yeah,
I'll back
do
it.
that.
Boom. My man.
That's a bit better so far.
That's better.
And then
Yeah.
it starts to go away.
Her.
That's good enough. We know.
That's a good movie.
That's a great movie. That,
Yeah.
that should win.
That's
Just
a
you
good
go.
I didn't nominate her.
Walking Phoenix, Joker, you go. We'll just go like this way. That's what we'll go.
You don't want me to throw
Wait, what?
that.
So,
That's a weird
Kirk
pattern.
went, Dylan went, Jessica, and then
I think we can go anywhere. I think this is a free for all.
Then go.
Yeah, whatever.
I was just throwing it out, you know.
We don't make the rules. We
We
just
do
live
not.
by them.
Well said.
I'll just throw the obvious Infinity War, just because
Oh,
that's on
man.
everyone's tongue. Well, you can win. I was
Established the free-for-all
I
rule.
was having you go before, and then like no rules. It's mad
Alright.
So Infinity War, did it? People
I'm
backed
not
it. I
backing
imagine.
it.
oh yeah.
I will back
It's
Infinity
already
War.
written, so there's no.
Infinity Her.
Her.
What else? What else?
You know what? Let's keep the Marvel train going. I will nominate Black Panther.
Yeah, got
Black
the 2
Panther.
hands up right there.
Black Panther.
Look at both my hands.
First comic book movie ever be nominated for an Oscar for you, and Spider-Verse as well. Great year for comic book movies.
It's a time of change for sure.
Black Paw.
Black Paw.
Black Pan.
Okay.
Black Pan.
What
That sounds
else?
like
What
a
else?
scary movie.
I guess I better pull mine.
Anything else from you there, Briggs?
No.
That's only 4. That's only 4.
I have nothing.
It's only 4? Okay, what the fuck's happening?
I will nominate.
I'll throw down A Quiet Place.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll back it up. Yeah, I'll back
Go
it up.
back.
I don't see your hand.
Backed.
If I don't see
I
your
touched
hand,
my
it's
foot.
not-
If I touch my foot, then I'm backing something up.
I'll see if this is the first one that gets shot down. Deadpool 2.
I'll allow it to be on the nominations list. Yeah.
Someone else?
Let's see it.
Or is...
Is that came out last year?
Yeah, 2018.
2 Deadpool movies came this year.
I don't want to just give it like a mercy vote. I feel like it's not that worthy, but I feel
Well,
like
there's still, it has to be broken down
Right.
after.
This just gets things to be talked about. Do you
I
think
think he knows
Deadpool
that.
deserves to be talked about?
What's that?
Have you ever listened to one of these?
I think he knows that. I think he's not even...
This
willing
isn't
to
a
put
question
it-
of
He
is
doesn't
Deadpool
want-
2 the best movie of the year. It's does Deadpool deserve to be in
Is
this
it the
discussion?
that's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm debating internally right
I'll
now.
back you. I'll put it
Okay,
in
so
there.
then we got 2 backs there.
Alright.
I will nominate Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Oh, that's a good pick.
Hold on.
I'm gonna.
Boom.
Yeah, that's I think all the ones I have. Honestly.
Is that
I don't think that's how you spell Ralph, but I'm
But
down.
it's gonna be Ralph Rex.
Right.
I get it.
It's like you're mixing Rec and Ralph
It-
That
Rex.
is how you
Ralph
spell
Rex
Ralph,
things.
though. That's
Is it actually with a
Yeah,
W?
that's how you spell it.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's why it's Ralph Breaks the Internet, and everyone's mad.
They're
It's
lying
supposed to
to
be
you.
Wreck-It Ralph. It should be Ralph
That's
Rex.
all the ones I have.
Me as well.
I
not
don't
throwing
think
out
it's
both
gonna
of
get
them.
anything, but I will throw out Ready Player One. Super enjoyed that movie.
Hell no.
I really liked it, but no.
I super enjoyed it. I'll vote. I'll do my one vote.
I mean, I will quickly check to see if Taylor's list, because he also obviously had some on
we
here.
just ended
I thought
voting
we were-
Taylor's
Well,
vote.
no, I was waiting till the end once everyone went. He did not have it. The two that I'd throw up that we could vote for is some movie called Soul. I don't know what that is. I feel like we shouldn't even nominate
Soul?
that. It's not even a real
Can
movie.
you spell it?
Soul.
Solloto. The T's silent, apparently.
Solo.
Solo.
So, to break the joke, I would not... we'll do it for this cast. I would not put my hand up for Solo.
Hell
To
no.
be
No.
honest.
Heck
No.
no.
Okay. And then the other one he had was Bumblebee, which I would in a weaker year, but I already like more of these than that.
I haven't seen it, unfortunately. So.
I liked it, but it's not
Yeah.
not comparable.
Okay, Taylor. His other ones were Infinity War, Quiet Place, and Spider-Verse, so he's representing there. So
There you go.
It's a good picks from him.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm surprised we're talking about like a Quiet Place, but not Bird Box. I feel like they are very similar.
I feel like Quiet Place is just a better Bird Box.
I feel like Bird Box is overrated.
I feel like I haven't seen Bird Box.
I wouldn't put it out there in place of these.
No, I wouldn't even.
The trick is to
it
watch it
wasn't even like
blindfolded.
on the list of things
right,
to.
right.
And then you'll enjoy it, right? Or
Yeah.
no?
I wouldn't
Also listen to music.
I wouldn't put up Aquaman for people, for the fans. I was gonna put up Christopher Robin early in the year, but there was just too much strong stuff coming.
Things change over the course of the
Yeah,
year.
they do. So
change.
okay.
He doesn't even have like Jurassic World or his.
No, he doesn't. I think he
Predator.
knew. I think he knew. He is Predator in some other places. Don't worry. But okay, so everybody, that's good. That's our
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's talk about.
Satisfied.
So we gotta knock this down to 5.
I say we do the locks first. People can say if I'm wrong, but I think the 3 locks honestly are the 3 Marvel movies on the board. I'm not talking about Deadpool because that's Marvel Fox, but I'm talking Infinity War, Black Panther, and Spider-Verse. If people don't think that, they can
I'll back that.
say that, but that's what I'm feeling. I feel like Infinity War is really strong, Black Panther's very strong, Spider-Verse. I feel like those belong in the top 3. I know there's still other ones we can talk about, but that's just the early.
I
favorite
will
right now.
I will agree with Spider-Verse and Infinity War, but there's 2 other ones I want over Black Panther, so I wouldn't be okay locking Black Panther yet, but I'm okay locking Spider-Verse and Infinity War for sure.
Briggs?
Yeah, I can support what Dylan went with there. Spider-Verse, Infinity War for sure. I'd like some more discussion before Black Panther.
Okay, Jessica.
I'm kind of similar. I agree with Spider-Verse, but I would put Black Panther in for sure over Infinity War.
Okay, so
Ooh.
Spider-Verse sounds like a
Okay,
lock.
so put a check by Spider-Verse.
Way to go,
Because
Spidey.
Taylor also had that as well, so that was a
Way to go,
unanimous.
Spidey.
Boom. So
Sweet.
that's one. We got
Sweet
4 more. Let's say. Well, do we want to save Infinity War and Black Panther, or figure that issue out right now before we get to the other ones?
I'll just say it. Hereditary is my front runner for this. I wanted to make it in there. Hereditary for me is the one that shows up in the most amount of these categories across the rest of the categories. I think it's a fantastic movie. Very unique, really amazing acting. Really fun, interesting story. Takes you on a lot of surprises that I wasn't expecting. I love Hereditary so much. I want it to be a lock for sure. I'd love to see it in this list.
What's the rest of the gang feeling here?
I really enjoyed it, and it was a movie that it totally blew my expectations out of the water. I'm not gonna lie. It's hard when we do get 5.
We
so
do.
Yeah. But you're saying it's not an instant lock for you.
It's not an instant lock.
Okay. Briggs.
Hmm.
Because Hereditary is my Black Panther, where I want it on the list, but I also want to see what else is more there.
Yeah.
So that's the thing.
I smell that.
You smell
smell
that?
I smell
That's
that.
his.
Okay.
That's my coffee break.
Briggs, Jessica, you have
That's a tough one. I think I can support Hereditary being locked in, though. I think there's. I mean, I just watched it the other night. Phenomenal as a horror film, just absolutely. It just gets all the points that a horror film needs, and I think there's enough for it that I can fully support it. I think it 100% deserves to be on the list there.
So that's down to Jessica, because Taylor was, I took it, not a fan of this film. He just said very long when I asked him if he
It felt like it was a long movie, not in a bad way. I was like, when is this going to end? Because I want to be not unsettled anymore.
So Jessica, you're
I just wanna
deciding
feel
right
good
now if you want to lock
thoughts.
it or if you want to put it on hold for now.
I will actually pull out of this one because my stream cut out, so I couldn't finish it. So
Okay.
How much did you watch?
Abstaining.
not.
I will say this cast is going to have lots of spoilers, so if you've not seen many of these
Yeah.
movies, tune out. This is your warning, because we're going to do best scene and stuff like that, so we're going to talk specifics, so I don't want any complaining. So this is your last
I
warning.
know enough about it, and the internet has spoiled everything that happens in it.
Okay.
But I would still
It's hard to say if you haven't watched the whole movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely something though. If it does make it forward, that I want to 100%
Right.
put in the time to watch before voting.
Okay.
Well, I think, if we look at Infinity War, if Jessica's the only holdup on that, I feel like Infinity War is pretty safe then,
Yeah.
I would say. to lock in?
Since we have 5 slots, right?
Because Taylor's in on that too, right?
Yeah, Taylor's in on that, so you could lock Infinity War, yeah. I nominated it, but I'll throw up Deadpool 2 as a possible getting rid of. I think I threw that got that out there because I like a lot more than everyone else. I think me and well, actually not, I think only 2 other people, maybe Kyle and Liam, agree with me, that's better than the first one.
It would probably be my
I
number
agree with
7,
that.
so I would get rid
You
of
think
it.
it's better than the first
Yeah.
one, so maybe it's not gone.
I would put it as number 7 out of these for me, so I would be okay getting rid of Deadpool. Yeah.
Okay, Briggs,
Yeah, it's definitely a consolation movie for me.
Jessica.
I like it more than some of the other things that are on here.
Ooh.
Spicy.
Yes. Okay.
So,
Okay.
that's on hold then.
Okay, I'll frame it this way. Convince me of A Quiet Place, because for me that would be, I think that'd be my number 6. After Deadpool, that would be my number 6. So that would be the next one I would be ready to kick off. But I don't know how you guys feel about that one.
I think it's similar to Hereditary. I don't think it's as much as you were talking about, but I think you got good score in there. You got Best Actress. I'm not sure if I have it, but I think there's some other people that have some Best Scene nominations here and there. So I think it's one that's in multiple categories. I think it was unique as far as the way it handled dialogue and whatnot. Unique world. I'm not even saying this is not. I have my 3 locks are those top Marvel ones. All these for me are a big blender because I could go either way on a bunch of them because I love to really enjoy all these, but also have cons for the most part, other than honestly Deadpool 2 for me. But Quiet Place, I could see Ralph and Hereditary all going at some point. But that's I guess my case for Quiet Place is it's a fun, unique romp. It's nothing. It's nothing to the extent of Hereditary uniqueness, but it's more of an action-packed kind of thing. If I had to watch one the other again, I'd watch A Quiet Place just because I don't agree with Taylor going, it's very long, but I feel like there's a good 20 minutes of Hereditary I would cut out in the middle, so that's where I lean, but I know it's not between those, but A Quiet Place I really enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it has really good visuals, great. So I mean the cinematography. There are a couple scenes, and there's one scene that I picked out that is definitely I'm like really rooting for best scene from A Quiet Place. I think just it's such a unique take on things. I mean, Bird Box always was like no one can see, but no one can really talk thing. It's such a cool way to make like a silent movie in this day and age where silent movies aren't really a thing. And then I mean the acting I thought was absolutely phenomenal.
I think
I do have some issues.
I think like the first 15 minutes, big shock. Like they kill a character, other characters get killed. I know we'll talk about spoilers, but like I think it did play it safe, which I really appreciated. Which I feel like most movies, all characters would make it through the end and they're all good. But this was like characters are dying left and right. It's like wow, like boom.
You guys make some good points.
I think it had a lot of like a really good, just like emotional storyline as well to it, along with all the horror and thriller aspects. There was like a strong like emotional bond between like a lot of the characters, and they really built on that, which it's tough to do in that sort of a setting. So they had a lot of really little things that stood out a lot to me. So I would really like to. I would like to see at least one other movie get kicked off before that one does.
So then, well, I guess Kirkland and Jessica, you talked about Quiet Place too. What do you guys feel about that?
I don't feel justified to vote because I have not seen that movie.
I should have put on the list and Robin.
It was on Netflix
It's on
too.
Netflix
Like,
right
that would
now.
have been an easy
I'll have to
one.
watch it.
You just watch it for your own personal if it's on this top best film category, then it's a movie you should just watch.
Taylor does also have
I
it
can
as
watch
well.
it before we vote, obviously.
Really?
Yeah.
Tyler?
Taylor has Quiet Place as well. Yes.
But you didn't like Hereditary?
No, I
Too long.
That's too
Too long.
I can
That's too
100% get why Taylor does not like Hereditary.
That's not a Taylor movie.
It's not.
I imagine he was very disturbed the whole
No one has fun in that movie. Taylor is one of those people.
Then let's talk about Ralph then. Well, unless have you seen Quiet Place, right, Jessica?
Yeah, I actually watched it the first time back when it was that sweet cam copy.
Oh, nice. From a guy named Cam.
Yeah, it was my friend's cam. He lent it to me.
He was worked on the film. He's like, look what I'm working on.
So
quiet on set.
Speaking of Quiet Place, did you challenge the demonetization on it?
Yeah, I did. We won.
Yeah, that was on group chat. It's pretty rare. I actually know what's going on in the group chat more than other people.
YouTube, fix your system for demonetization.
I don't think they're gonna listen to us.
I know, but like,
Bigger people have complained.
come on.
Yeah, just
come on.
No, we need like a new
It's
YouTube.
guilty
like,
until proven innocent. And
somebody
just,
needs to come
get
up
out
and
of
make a
here,
new
YouTube.
big video thing.
All right, guys, we need to get.
Well, hang on, Jessica hasn't even said on Quiet
Yeah.
Place yet.
Yeah, we started talking about my friend Cam. So.
All right, got your friend Cam. What does he say about this movie?
I enjoyed A Quiet Place, but it's one of those ones that I would not mind watching again now that it is on Netflix. But when I look at these, like, I can remember specific things about A Quiet Place that, like, I don't really remember as much about Wreck-It Ralph or Deadpool 2.
Okay.
So there was definitely scenes that, you know, whether it was shock value or just filming or things like that, that stuck out to me more. They were more memorable than some of these other things, which, like, even Wreck-It Ralph I've seen more recently, and I don't remember as much about it.
Okay.
Okay.
I could agree with Ralph on that point. I really like Ralph, and I think, again, in a different year, was at one point when I had first seen it, it was automatically my top 5. But then, even though it came out in November, there were still a few things whether I was catching up on movies or I had seen. I was like, oh, Aquaman. No, I'm joking. But I was like, I prefer one's better or I like it more. So I really like Ralph. But for me, if I had to throw down my vote to get rid of one, my personal taste, I'd go Ralph. And that's saying that's a movie I love. I feel I read off our best 5, but this might be the toughest year so far because I feel like best film we usually narrow that down pretty quick, and again, since there's a lot
This is a lot. There's a lot different.
there's a lot of gunslinger moments or like what are you gonna vote for? So
Yeah.
I'll start off by saying I would vote for Ralph as my take.
I'll counter your point. I feel like the two lowest. I mean, I'm not gonna vote for Quiet Place because I haven't seen it, but for the two lowest right now, I feel like it would be between Deadpool 2 and Wreck-It Ralph, and I would rather see Wreck-It Ralph on there than Deadpool 2.
I'm gonna be a big Wreck-It Ralph apologist here. I love that movie so much. I think there's so many like memorable scenes in the movie. I have a couple to nominate in the best scene category itself. I think it was a really interesting take on like a Disney sequel because they like switched up who the main character of the movie is and they developed that character a whole lot more. They did that along with like a really fun like Disney princess song, like a really different take on that, like a comedic take. The music is like, I don't know, some of it's like kind of like childish music, but like the kind of atmospheric music of like what the internet would sound like. I think like throughout is really good. There's a lot of like those part when that like, section when Ralph is just making all these internet memes to post on the video and he's wreaking karma.
Oh my!
I love Wreck-It Ralph, and I want to see it. It's definitely in my top 4 for sure. Out of these.
What was the bee pun again? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
I laughed about that for like days.
So not that necessarily these are for sure on the bubble, but this was Kirkland brought up. Jessica, what would you pick if you had to gun you had Deadpool 2 or Wreck-It Ralph 2?
Now you made me think about Wreck-It Ralph.
It's a damn
Okay,
good
brought some
movie.
good points, yeah.
Great sequel.
Hmm.
Don't you want to see a video game movie in the best film?
That's not a video game. That's not a
There's video games in it.
Well, you don't see fucking
Maybe
Rampage on the list.
You threw up Deadpool. What's your argument for Deadpool?
I think for me, and I'm still very emotionally torn between those two. The emotionality caught me off guard. So again, we're getting spoilers when they kill off Vanessa right away. I think some people dislike that. I like that as far as Deadpool could have just been another hijinks. They even do that. The first 15 minutes is the exact same as the first movie, right? He's with Dopinder, they're doing all this stuff, he's killing people, but she gets killed. It takes a whole different shift as far as, I really like those emotional scenes when he gets sucked up and he's trying to figure out what's going on. He's helping the kid. I think both Domino and Cable are really good additions to it, when it could have been really flat with just Ryan Reynolds doing the same old thing again. So I think those were 2 good additions. Even the kid, who I think if you added that kid in the movie, that could have gone haywire. But him doing his stupid, like, don't walk away like the mime, and he does like the rope pull and stuff like that. Don't say I don't have arms. There's just little moments they have with the kid that I thought could have went really flat. I like the team dynamic, so I think that's about it. I think for me, I like it better just because the emotional aspect. Because I was not expecting that. I was just I was expecting more just raunchy comedy, but they changed it the same way Ralph, not the same premise, but the same way it's a different sequel. It's not like a carbon copy of Deadpool 1. So that's why I appreciate it. But that's why I feel like those 2 are very close for me. I'm very stuck in
I think for me, Deadpool 2, like I do love the movie and I have a lot of things for it in other categories. But overall, like comparing it to just these 4, Spider-Verse, Infinity War, Hereditary, and Wreck-It Ralph, all those when I walked out of them, or when I was done watching the movie, I was like, man, I love that movie. Ralph surprised me a lot. I was like, man, that was like my favorite movie this year. I love that movie so much. Infinity War is obviously just like, it's been building towards this movie for a million years and it actually succeeded. It was kind of wild. Spider-Verse obviously just took all the Spider-Man lore and changed it in 100 different ways. And then Hereditary was just such a uniquely done movie with, just fantastic acting. The soundtrack is on point, a lot of surprises. Whereas Deadpool 2, when I walked out, I was like, that was fun, it was Deadpool 2, but it didn't change me like these other movies have. And then I didn't mention Black Panther and A Quiet Place, because those 3, Deadpool 2, Black Panther, Quiet Place are, for me, like
In the blender.
the bottom three are, I'm not really decided on which one of those ones I want.
Yeah.
I just really, really want Hereditary mostly, and then I really, really want Godfrey after that.
It's interesting because when you talked about things that you enjoyed, you know, there's memories that I was like, oh yeah, like I remember that. But when you started talking about Deadpool, I was like,
No.
I remember that,
Yeah.
but the emotion, I will definitely side with Wreck-It Ralph over Deadpool after
Yeah.
hearing both of those.
Okay.
So I'm down to get rid of Deadpool.
I will also vote to get rid of Deadpool.
You brought up a lot of good points though. I like just bringing back those emotions that I felt while watching it.
Mhm.
I kind of forgot about it because it was whenever when did that come out? February or something?
May. It was the same month as
okay.
Solo and Infinity War, so that's probably another reason why too.
A weird
I think,
spot, yeah.
I think it was a bad timing for it. Was successful, but I think coming right after Infinity War, nothing was gonna be as memorable.
You
as
did bring up a
Thanos.
lot of good points though, and like I remember leaving that movie and like for sure I was like I like that more than the first, and like it took like brought out a lot of emotions.
It's-
So I am hesitant to take it off.
It is weird because I do have
I
Deadpool
don't
and I
believe
think
the
and I
numbers.
think at least 5 other categories. So my Deadpool shows up a lot for me, but just overall in the best film, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we can get rid of it because.
He's already got the clock.
Well,
lit,
it's true too.
so-
You know, Taylor didn't have it, so there's no comeback there. So Deadpool, first one out of here. So
That's
you're down to got 2 locks. I want to go back to Black Panther because Jessica surprised me as far as putting it over Infinity
Yeah.
War. I'm the same. I think they're tied for me. I like them both equally. I'm a lock for Black Panther. And Kirkland, are you a lock?
Yeah, I'm a lock.
So we would reverse Deadpool, you guys, as far as kicking Deadpool out. I would be down to lock Black Panther. I really do because I feel strongly about that. I think the way it covers race in a Marvel movie, which is supposed to be cookie cutter and just fun, was caught me off guard. On all these trailers, they just show big explosions and Michael B. Jordan with his shirt off. You're like, oh, this is going to be fun. But the second he starts talking about slaves and committing suicide and culture appropriation, stuff like that, took me for a wild ride. So that's why for me it's a super lock.
For me, I'm not that confident to lock it because, you know, Quiet Place is sneaky, and I don't want it to sneak in there and kick out one of those other two.
Dylan?
That's the big thing for me.
You lock Black Panther, I'll lock Hereditary.
I don't think you guys can just make those.
We can,
on your
because
own.
you're on Hereditary lock zone, right?
Yeah, I can lock Hereditary.
So if you lock Black Panther, I'll lock Hereditary.
I could do that.
Okay.
So you have.
Golden Geeks, like
So
any
fraudulent.
but hey, all award shows are fraudulent.
So
So that
then, who's your 3 for Hereditary? It's you 3, and then who's 3 for Black Panther?
you, me, and Kirkland.
Okay. So
Okay.
you're in both of those.
There we go.
You're kind of playing the field.
That's the way it works. That's how I found out.
Give us Taylor's again.
Taylor had, for the
Just
movies that
for
are left, Infinity War, Quiet Place, and Into the Spider-Verse. So obviously the only one that matters right now is A Quiet Place. So it's A Quiet Place and Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah, it's tricky because Kirkland hasn't seen this.
Yeah.
Hasn't- So he's.
I apologize, everyone.
Yeah, wow.
Well,
But
no,
we didn't
no, 'cause
recommend it.
that's a tiebreaker then. We're at 5, really.
I think
It's uneven.
They can't
Yeah.
for this one, I'll go ahead and say I want Wreck-It Ralph in there over A Quiet Place.
I would agree.
Okay.
After hearing your spiel, I'll back you on that.
I was gonna back you too.
King's speech.
Yeah,
I think I really love A Quiet Place, but just
A hard year.
it just can't sneak in there. You know, not quite enough.
We're not gonna ever do more than 5, but you know I can see why Oscars does more than 5. You know, because it's so tough. But that's part of it. So yeah, Quiet
I
Place,
mean, I
is
think-
which is tough because Quiet Place is so
Well,
strong.
what I was gonna say is like if I look at these, I don't do number ratings anymore, but those 5 that we have checked, I'd probably just give them a 10 out of 10. A Quiet Place, I think I have there's enough like. There's not really problems with it, but I don't think I'd give it a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it's not. It does.
Enough dialogue.
It's a great movie, but not enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't do anything as exceptional as those other.
And Jessica, you're saying as Ralph then?
It's already been checked.
No, I'm just saying. Yeah. Okay. So there we go. So.
Best film category,
That's a
Into the
good one.
Spider-Verse.
So I can write it down.
Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay, there we
He's
go.
not ready yet.
Avengers:
Spider-Verse.
Infinity War. Hereditary. Black Panther. Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Ralph Breaks the Internet. 2 animated films. Look at that.
That was wonderful.
Big year
Great
for
year.
animation.
Jessica,
It's
you
a
wanna
big year for me.
wipe those down, and then I got some
Oh, I
water
can't
here
go
too
on.
when you need it.
Oh,
Everyone
okay,
break
so-
out their lists for best actress. 'Cause
Well,
that's
that was
what we're
like
gonna be
your
doing
bowl
next.
of water you were
I'm
drinking.
gonna bring up my
I
lunch.
was like, that is bold. I
Yeah.
respect that. Actress?
Best actress we're doing. Yeah, best actress. Best performance by a leading female.
By a leading female.
Which I'm sure we'll debate a bunch of what's a lead, what's supporting, as we always
it's
do
gonna
every
be
year.
tricky.
But
It's gonna be tricky.
yeah, so where is my list here? I know Jessica's not
I'll
right.
start us off. I'm sorry, A Quiet Place, but I'm going to nominate Emily Blunt for her role in A Quiet Place.
100%.
As the character's name is
Emily Blunt.
Evelyn.
Yeah.
Evelyn is her name in the movie.
Yeah.
I second that immediately. Emily Blunt is a wonderful actress.
Yep, I would.
She
for
absolutely
Quiet
killed it in
Place.
this film.
Mhm.
So that's a contender. I'm gonna throw up after you're done writing it. Person that lots of good things about this movie, but I'd say arguably the best is Toni Collette for
Mhm.
Hereditary.
I can second that.
Yep.
You can just
I-
put Toni
I
if
was
you don't want to spell
right
last name,
behind
'cause
you
I
on
can
that
spell
Is
it.
it Y?
No, it's an I.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
Tone I.
But yeah, she's fantastic. She's
Is it
someone.
Tony with the one?
It's Tony with an I. Yeah.
Wow.
She's somebody that got.
Are you sure it's not Tawny?
It's Tony. She got snubbed big time for every awards this season. She should have been all the Oscars just because that's
she
why
the
we
kid?
were. What?
She's a kid?
No,
No.
she's the mom.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. She should have been
Phenomenal.
best actress in all those, but award shows don't like horror, so that's why they don't look at it. So
Fair enough.
that was
Well, not fair enough. Stupid as
Hey,
fuck.
that's why you got the gold geeks, you know. So there you go. That is who wants to shout anything next?
I'll throw out Zazie Beetz, Domino,
Good
and
one.
that'd be
Ooh,
that's
that's
a
I
good one
agree.
too.
I got that too. Zazie Beetz.
I have no idea who the fuck
Domino.
people are.
She's
Domino.
she's Dom in Deadpool.
There's
She's very
two Zs.
lucky.
Yeah,
Two
yeah.
Zs,
Yeah,
and
that's not cinematic at all.
That's not how you spell it at
You
all.
made two
It's fine.
mistakes.
It's fine.
Take the E from.
There's a lot. No, there's a lot. of
If you go back last year, Taylor just started
There's a
doing
lot
the
of
worst
mistakes.
names ever. He'd be
Yeah.
like Grassbender, and I'm like, who's that? Like, oh, it's Fassbender and Aliens, and I have some weird way. Okay.
All right.
I will
Evangeline Lilly.
Yeah.
Okay, Emma
I
Watson.
agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which we did not talk about at all in best film, but you know.
I don't think it's.
I don't think it was in the
I don't think
conversation.
It was when it came out for me, but
Evangeline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just think of an evangelic.
Evangeline.
I can't even say it, so I'll just say Lily.
The elf from Hobbit.
You know what? That was perfect. You actually did it.
That's correct.
And what is she in?
Lily.
What
Ant-Man and the
Ant-Man
Wasp.
and the
She is the wasp.
Wasp Man and the Ant.
Wasp boy and ant girl.
That's a sequel to Shark, a Lilo Boy and Shark. Yeah.
I will nominate Sarah Silverman as Vanellope, Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Oh, that's a good one. I forgot she voiced her own.
She does the voice, and she does an amazing kid voice.
She does
so,
it very good.
And she
Raspy.
has
Yeah.
she has a singing role
She got
in
the
the movie
chops.
as well.
Took it-
Got chops.
what's
She's
her
got
name?
the
Sarah
cojones.
Silverman.
Oh,
No,
I should have
no.
known that.
Sarah Silversmith.
Sarah's.
I could start writing on this side if it's easier for you.
I really like my childish writing, thank you.
No, I'm
It
saying
fits
it's
the Sarah Silverman role, yeah.
So I'm gonna go for Taylor and just throw them both out there. He has Haley Steinfeld for 2.
How was that?
He has for Bumblebee, which I'm a big backer on, and then
Yeah.
Spider-Verse, which I'm a backer on for now. I don't know if
I
she'll...
think I put her in supporting for that one.
Okay, I could be down for that.
I think that's better suited for that particular character.
Anyone else?
Whereas Domino I had
Sorry,
in this
which-
category. So
I agree
First,
with your
Haley
point.
Steinfeld for Spider-Gwen and Spider-Verse. Is that, you think, lead or supporting?
Supporting.
I would argue supporting.
Okay, then Taylor knocked it down. Then the other one's for Bumblebee,
I
which
back
I
it.
back 100%.
should we have like on Domino, right? Like, should she be in this category or should we put her in supporting? I did put her on actress for my list personally.
I think she's enough screen time in Deadpool
Yeah.
to be a lead, where
Okay.
Spider-Gwen disappears a lot in that movie, and I
Yeah.
feel like it's so much. I feel like the two main leads in that are Peter B. Parker and Miles,
Yeah.
where you could argue either her or Cable are the lead. I think Cable's supporting, because I'm just going screen time. That's literally what I'm basing
Yeah.
off.
Sounds good.
So put on Steinfeld for Bumblebee, because that's
Yo, that double
Steinfeld?
Steinfeld.
yeah, almost made, but she was she's fantastic in Bumblebee. She's the best part of that movie. She's great.
What about John Cena?
I have not
He's
seen
the worst
movie.
one. He is so bad. We don't have a worst actor or actress, but if we ever do, we're retconning and going back.
Oh.
He's not good.
At the end, when he just changes his whole mindset, he's like, "You guys can go. I'm down. We got a beer."
Steinfeld Bumble.
Bumble.
What's her last name?
Steinfeld.
Her last name is Steinfeld.
What's her first name?
Haley.
Oh, come
With
on.
two
First name
I
Steinfeld,
just-
last name Haley.
I just
Why
read
is
what
it-
you tell me to write here, so.
Yeah, exactly.
I got this movie was nowhere near best film category, but I'm gonna throw out Alicia Vikander as Laura Croft for
Ooh.
Tomb Raider. If you guys got it down, I'm not emotionally connected to it.
I
so-
would-
I don't know if I can.
I'm gonna be
I
the- I'm gonna be the
mind
hand in
support
the
that.
I'm just such a huge fangirl of her. So.
Fangirl.
I
Fangirl.
will not watch Tomb Raider stuff, so I can't.
You
Yeah.
what, sorry?
I don't bother to watch any of the Tomb Raider or play any of it or
Okay.
anything, so. And if Taylor doesn't have it, though, you don't have enough.
No, Taylor actually
I
liked
think
that
that's
movie either. It was a surprise.
He probably forgot about it.
Yeah. Okay, so no.
I
Vikander.
honestly forgot it was this.
Same as Dylan. I think a movie that's a bit more in the middle, but I'm gonna throw Jamie Lee Curtis for Halloween. I think the movie has some spots where are not the greatest, but I think she does a good heroine, and she's like very tough.
She was
and,
good heroine.
you
I
know.
actually love her acting in that movie so much, so I'm not gonna back that one up.
I did not see it, so
I have not seen it, so.
Ooh,
Okay,
Halloween
so it's not
snub.
happening. Halloween snub, Jamie Lee. Oof. And then Taylor had one which does not make any sense, but it's fine. He is Hannah John Kamen, who played Ghost in Ant-Man and the Wasp. I'm not putting that one in there.
For best lead actress.
No.
She could be a villain.
She's not even a lead in that movie, but she could be a villain, which maybe. But so Taylor had that. Anyone want to throw up a back on that?
No, I do not.
Nope.
No, but
Sorry,
mine's
Taylor.
going
Sorry,
to this.
Taylor.
I would. I have one more.
Okay.
You may argue supporting, but I want to say Letitia Wright from Black Panther.
She's
The
a
sister?
For sure.
sister.
Sure.
I would go supporting.
Supporting?
Yeah, but
Would,
other people.
I would say supporting as well.
yeah.
Yeah, I can get behind that. So
What?
I'll just
I don't remember.
copy and
It's the
paste
same
that
chick that
lower.
plays Michonne.
No, she Letitia Wright's the
no,
sister.
No, I mean the other girl. Would you
Yeah,
call her-
I can't remember her name, but I know her character name Okoye.
Would she be supporting?
It's tough because there's like 3 females in there, right? Because then you also got Nakia as his
Yeah.
love interest. I think they'd all be supporting for the amount of time they
I think
have.
so.
I think so, yeah.
I will throw out Amber Heard, who is the female character in Aquaman.
That was next. I would,
Mara is her name.
I would. Mara, isn't it?
Mara.
Mara. Yeah.
One of the two.
I'd back.
I don't want to back her.
Whoa!
It's yeah. It's weird.
Tell us.
It's weird
You
because
sexist pig.
I'm not
female
not a big fan of her personally, and I'm
But
gonna,
separate
I'm
the
gonna take,
artist from the art,
I'm
Kirkland.
gonna
He doesn't have to do that.
I'm gonna take all my personal bias out of it.
Okay.
Not my not my number one choice for that role, for actress.
Okay.
As Mara. So
What happened?
yeah, that'll be
A
after
guy
9.
named
After
Cam.
9.
After 9. When in doubt, after 9.
And then I got my last one is Elizabeth Olsen for Scarlet Witch, Infinity War.
Infinity War.
I feel like because that's the one movie where people were finally talking
She
about
did have a
her.
lot of screen time too.
Ultron and in Civil War she's good, but she's just kind of there. But like, she has a big story
I
with
put her
vision.
supporting
Okay.
for sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that she was the lead in that.
Yeah, I can support that.
There's just too many people in that movie. It's hard unless your name's Thanos to be considered the lead.
He's
Yeah.
genuine.
I'll
so he can be
I'll
anywhere.
disagree on that one. Wait. till we get
So I mean,
there.
at
I
this
think
point,
that's it.
I'm pretty content with that list.
we only have to get rid of
Why
one.
is Tony only mom?
What's
We only
But
have
that
to get
Emily
one,
Blunt
1,
is
2,
Craig
3, 4,
mom.
5. Oh yeah. So we should just go that to make this quick. Who's the one you want to get rid
It's
of?
Emily Blunt. She was a pregnant mom from
Yeah,
A Quiet
that
Place.
makes sense.
Tony was the mom from
I
Hereditary.
can buy it.
But, you know, people, when I asked who they were, and this is what I was told, so this is kind of just what I went with.
Yeah, I can't weigh in. I haven't seen Bumblebee, so it's up to you guys.
Yeah, I haven't seen Bumblebee either.
Jessica, have you seen Bumblebee?
So the Bumblebee fans, you guys are gonna have to do this for us.
I want her on
this
there.
list.
You,
Wait,
I do want her on
I
there
want her on
too.
there.
no?
I've not seen
It's just
that.
you two have seen Bumblebee. I tried.
See, Tash should have fucking put it in.
Oh,
Overlord. Oh, I told him, put in Bumblebee. No, I feel like Bumblebee, most people will see it. No, it's a Transformer movie. Put in
well,
Overlord.
he has her on the list.
He does, and me and Kirkland would back her.
I guess we should say something quick. If for the people who haven't seen Bumblebee here, who would be your like
My kill.
lowest person?
Well, it's tough because I haven't.
Who haven't seen Bumblebee? You're not in the. Dylan said for the people who
Oh,
haven't seen
I'm sorry.
Bumblebee. Come on, Kirkland.
Sorry,
because you guys are.
We got to auto vote.
That'll
her.
help you guys. Make
I'm
a
sorry,
decision.
everyone.
Yeah. So what would you guys say for the take out? Let's say she wasn't existed. Add these ones. Who would you take out?
I think I'd keep Emily Blunt and Toni Collette for
100%.
sure.
I would say
Jeez.
this person. Zazie Beats? ZZ Beats?
Zuzi.
Zuzi Beats?
No, it's Zazie.
I actually would agree with that. For me, it'd be between her or Evangeline Lilly. I think.
I think I'm on the same page. I think like Domino or Zazie Beetz is one of the best things about Deadpool, but
So if Jessica feel so, I guess our
Tyler butt.
You did have dreams about Evangeline Lilly.
but I have had dreams about Evangeline Lilly.
Yeah.
And
That's hard to say.
I mean, and
That's
for
very
me,
biased.
Deadpool 2 wasn't I wouldn't nominate for best film. So like it was one of the best things about that film. But I still think there's like the performances from these other actors are greater than.
Greater.
So I can vote for Zazie Beetz if Bumble doesn't make it.
Bumble. So
No,
I guess
I-
that you guys can pick between Zazie Beetz and
No, that's a fair trade-off. I think we're getting rid of
Well,
Zaz.
I think either way, if there's 3 of you that are voting for Bumblebee anyway, then that's...
Yeah, well, that's why I thought it was good. Like Dylan was saying, it's a good idea for you guys to kind of pick who would go out of them, and I could agree. I think they're all great. I wish
You think
we
Steinfeld over her? Over
Wait, my pick, I would have got rid of Sarah Silverman. I think she's good, but I think that's more of a writing thing. I don't think I didn't sense like a great performance there. But if the majority of you guys are feeling more strongly than Zazie, I'm fine to back it. It's not like
I think her like intonation as like being a kid is fantastic, and that's why I would definitely put her in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe she is a kid still.
Maybe she is.
Nope, she's not.
I see. I don't know the difference. I think that is a great performance. If I can't tell the difference.
Okay, so we're getting rid of the Zaz.
Zazafrez.
Sorry, Zaz.
Sorry, Zaz.
Maybe next year.
Well, no.
Deadpool X Force is
fine.
cancelled.
Yeah.
Oh no!
She can have other roles.
Alright, so let me best
Are
actor.
you
So
reading? Or am I?
Huh?
I am ready to go.
Sarah Silverman as Vanellope.
Vanellope.
Emily Blunt as Evelyn. Toni Collette as, what is that character's name? Aunt Annie is the name, according to my phone. I got this information. Haley Steinfeld as a Bumblebee. I don't know what her name is in that movie, so let's look that one up. And then Evangeline Lilly has the Wasp.
Okay, and while you're cleaning that up, I'll read who did it last year. We nominated Daphne Keane for X-23, Gal Gadot for Wonder Woman. I can never pronounce that girl's name who played Ava in Blade Runner. The girl that played Bev in It, and then Tessa Thompson from The Ragnarok as Valkyrie. And then 2016,
who won that?
I will say that on the winners cast down, so they
You
can
said
tune,
that.
or they can go into the episodes and take a listen.
Tune in, nerd.
Yeah. And then in 2016, we nominated Amy Adams for Arrival, Jennifer Goodwin for Zootopia, what is her name? Felicity Jones for Jim Urso, Mary Elizabeth Winstead for Cloverfield.
Cloverdog.
And then Margot Robbie is Harley Quinn. So
Margot
Margot
Robbie.
yes.
Margot.
And now we're getting the best actor, so you can write that down. And then for 2016, we nominated Benedict Cumberbatch for Doctor Strange, Chris Evans for Civil War, Eddie Redmayne for Fantastic Beasts, which is not going to happen this year. Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, and then Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark, and that was 2016. 2017 was Kylo Ren, Adam Driver as Kylo Ren, Hugh Jackman as Logan in Logan, James McAvoy as a bunch of people in Split, Ryan Reynolds and Ryan Gosling in Blade Runner 2049, and then Tom Holland for Spider-Man Homecoming. So those were your best actor nominees for 2017, 2018, 2016, 2017. So I want to start this off because you guys say there's no other lead in Infinity War than Thanos. I think that's a big lie. I think that's a big wrong. And I think Hemsworth is 100% the lead. As far as the good guys, he is the most screen time. His journey from starting the film to ending the film, like, it's really his journey. And like when the directors broke her down, and you see when you watch it, as far as it starts with him killing his brother, killing everybody, like, you're gonna die for that. And the last sentence of that movie is pretty much, I told you you'd die for that, and then it's like, you should have went for the head. But like, that movie is started with Thanos and Thor, and it's capped off by Thanos and Thor. So I think, as at least to put him up there as a contender, I think is warranted right now.
I will second that.
Chris Hemsworth, yeah. Throw him on there.
Hemsworth as Thor. So yeah, I want to shut that. And like, I feel like that scene. Everyone talks about Thanos, but I feel like the two scenes people talk about, which will get the best scenes, is when he lands in Wakanda. That is the hype moment of the movie, and when he's talking to Rocket about how much she's lost, and Rocket's like, you know, you could lose all this. He's like, what else could I lose? You know, and he's like laughing and crying at the same time. It's like between that and I keep shutting out, but Bad Times on Royale, he acted his ass off this year. And I feel like in Infinity War, we finally got to see him be not just comedic Thor, not just like meathead. He actually had emotion. I was like, this guy could be like, we don't need Down Here Evans anymore. Like, he can lead the whole thing. So, Hemboy.
Hemmy boy.
Hemmy boy.
I'm gonna vote for Thanos while we're at it.
Yeah, I think so. I think I back it up.
It's actually Josh Brolin who acted as Thanos.
I think
Thanos himself is not the actor.
We can just call him fanboy.
I think he has the Adam Driver effect going on, where his acting is as good as to surpass the villain category. So,
What's his name?
Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin.
Joshua.
Brolin.
Joshua.
It's too late. It's been done.
Okay. I'll take that loss.
I'll throw some love to Ryan Reynolds for Deadpool 2.
Yeah, 100%. He delivers. He's great.
Delivery.
More emotional scenes.
I know you're still writing, but I want to throw another one.
Okay.
Ewan McGregor for Christopher Robin.
I'll back them for now because I have 4 solo ones and then I have a bunch of the 5 blunder spot again.
Blunder spot?
The blender spot. I mean.
So 2 people have to back me.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Taylor does. I mean, I get that, but I'm pretty sure.
Oh, he does. Fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi, dude.
Taylor does have that back, so he's a
All those
contender.
Obi-Wan memes.
He's a contender for now, Ewan.
It's not fair. He looks at you in every day.
Gregor.
Just go with the last name.
The Gregor.
Robin.
Robin. I'll throw down Chadwick Boseman
Yep.
for T'Challa.
It is
Black
Boseman,
Panther.
just like
Chadwick Boss Man.
I'm gonna get one of these names.
Briggs, you've been quiet over there for Best Actor.
Yeah, he's silently stewing. What do you got?
I'm trying to write down all these ones that you guys were putting that I didn't have.
But why they're up there?
Attack!
The fans are at the door.
So that's I have a list to look at later.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw down Alex Wolff from Hereditary. He plays his son.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's a really
That's
good
a
pick.
contender
That's
back.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
He was
quadruple it.
phenomenal in that movie.
So
Not
Boseman.
crying, you know.
I think it's like Boseman, right?
B-O-S-E-M-A-N.
Chadwick Boseman. You guys made
Boseman.
Chadwick Boseman. Yeah.
I just told him exactly the letters with no jokes.
That's
No,
what
but
we're
I know.
trying to
No,
say.
Kirkland like said it wrong again, and I have no idea anymore.
It's Boseman though. That's how you spell it.
I have a controversial
It's
pick.
Chadwick
I
Boseman.
have a controversial pick. Tom Hardy as Eddie Brock / Venom.
I would
How do you guys
have.
feel
I'm
about
backing
this?
it instantly.
I would have backed.
I will
it.
not back
Taylor
it.
would so back.
I will not back
Taylor
it.
would so
We
back.
need one more backing.
Just call him right now.
Taylor did not back it.
Jessica?
What are you talking about me for?
Oh,
Are you
you knocked the
backing?
camera over.
Are you backing?
Would you back Tom
I can't believe I lost our picture! Oh, that's an amazing shirt.
GeekVerse Gauntlet, check it out tonight.
I like your hat too.
Taylor,
I was looking at your shirt. I was like, what is this?
So Taylor's joining us. Taylor, let you know you've missed 2 categories so far.
Oh, no.
Are you gonna sit over there? Or
so
you gonna sit over here?
He has to sit there.
Does he?
Oh no, you should sit there.
I can't
Sorry.
see.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
just
you're
can't
just
see.
blocking by Tyler. 'cause
Near
you're-
Tyler.
You got it? Are you defending?
Oh, Taylor!
Are
Hang
you
on, let me.
defending Tom Hardy as Venom?
Hang
I
on,
feel
let
like
me-
that's an important question.
Let me
Let him
just
sit down.
Let me sit down. I'm gonna tell what he's missed.
I'm kidding.
Taylor, what you've missed so far is best film. What we got the 5 are Spider-Verse, Infinity War, Hereditary, your favorite, Black Panther, and Wreck-It Ralph 2 for the 5. It's full nominated. It's locked. It's too late.
So wait, what?
He just told you.
Spider-Verse, Infinity War,
Okay.
Black Panther, Hereditary, and Wreck-It Ralph 2.
And those are
Those
Best
locked
films,
best films, the
noms,
nominations.
for best film.
Yeah,
You haven't missed a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we did Best Actress, Sarah Silverman, Wreck-It Ralph 2 for The Wiz Penelope.
Okay.
Emily Blunt, Quiet Place. Toni Collette in Hereditary. Haley Steinfeld in Bumblebee. And then Evangeline Lilly in Ant-Man and Wasp, which I told you should put in Bumblebee because 3 people have not seen Bumblebee. So I told you should nominate that as the film.
I should have nominated.
Yeah, remember when you told me, oh, everyone will watch it, Travis. Don't worry.
Well, you know,
Overlord.
I can't think. I had to run like 2 blocks here because no parking. I had to park far away.
There's no parking in the parking lot?
What parking
What?
lot?
There's parking behind me.
Yeah.
I pulled
No,
in really
I
far.
pulled in, but my back end was sticking way out. I got a long car, so.
You got a long car.
Pull in like sideways on the sidewalk.
You can settle
I
the
got a
debate.
stubby car.
So right now we're in the midst of just getting the contenders for getting the contenders for Best Actor. Dylan threw out Tom Hardy for Venom. No one's backed him but Kirkland.
Kirkland
If
backed
you
him.
think he's worth going up there, you can back him as a
You
top.
want to see our man, Eddie Brock.
Dude, look at us.
Venom.
Look at these faces.
You see that? Remember that scene when he was sitting in the fish tank with a bunch of lobster? You know,
And
he's freaking out his apartment.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
eating the frozen dinners.
So
He's eating the tots.
Does he deserve a nomination?
would you talk about him?
Well, who is he up against again?
Well, no, it's just the backing right now. It's just,
Oh, just
who
the
you're
back
talking
end.
about.
Oh. Yeah, I like Tom Hardy. He was really.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
I like when we
Oh.
look at us. Don't let him get in. Don't worry.
Teamwork.
Oh man.
Okay.
Yikes. I love you, Tom Hardy, but you gotta,
Yeah, no.
you gotta distance yourself from this.
John Krasinski for Quiet Place.
Yes,
Second.
sir.
Okay.
No vote. No vote for me.
How you doing, Taylor? Doing good?
very good.
Good thing it's
Great.
food.
That not being said,
Good
I will
idea.
say Shamik Moore from Spider-Verse for Miles Morales.
I'll do
I
that.
would agree.
I'll
Contender.
second it.
Back.
Okay, I need that name again.
If we're on,
Shamik Moore.
Shamik Moore.
You could just put Miles if you can't spell it.
if we're on that same train, I'm gonna
Oh.
just throw out Peter B. Parker.
Jake Jones.
Jake Johnson, come on, man.
I have you
I had
gone
the name right
I
here.
put him
Oh,
as
sorry.
supporting personally.
I just got
put him-
excited.
I put him as supporting too.
Oh, are we supporting?
Well,
No, not. Oh,
no. I guess it's
yeah,
in
that was a little
So
preemptive.
Heath,
Jessica.
Heath, Or no, I threw
Well,
it
there
in.
was a lot of
You
people
voted.
that got excited about that.
I think Jake Johnson is. I think him and Miles would both be leads.
Yeah.
Jessica and Taylor have to decide this.
I have you're naming me nothing. I need to. I don't know who you.
So Jake Johnson, who played Peter B. Parker, the kind of rundown
Old man
Spider-Man
Parker.
who comes into
Kind of teaches them
The
the
sweatpants guy.
Sweatpants Burger. Fat.
Sweatpants.
Is he lead or supporting?
I would say probably more supporting. I would have thought that just Miles was.
I agree with that.
Okay,
Alright.
there he is. He's a support.
You win some, you lose
Poor
some.
guy, you know. I fought the hard fight, but
You didn't fight that one.
Yeah, there was no real struggle.
I thought Tyler to say it, so I jumped in.
Alright, you got your list? Go
I
ahead,
was about
Taylor.
to say. I was like on the vein of Spider-Verse. I'll just
Let's let
Should I
Taylor
just
shout something.
drop all of them or one?
Go one at a time.
I
One at
think,
a time?
yeah, I think I shut out some of yours.
I don't even understand if you said them all.
We got Ewan up there already, so.
Oh, yeah, he is. So, I can put him for this category too, right?
This is
No, this is the
He's
best
up here.
actor.
This is
Oh, he's
best
already
actor.
in.
You could just put him for best supporting because he doesn't get best actor if that's what you're trying to pull over
Best
there.
actor. Okay.
He's not supporting Winnie the Pooh in that movie.
Yikes.
The movie's called Christopher Robin.
Best actor. I'm gonna throw Donald Glover in there.
I disagree with you as far for what?
Is Lando?
When did Donald Glover play Lando this year?
Oh fuck! Here we go.
No.
That was definitely support.
I would definitely put him supporting,
Yeah.
not lead.
Shit, I think I got too excited about that one. Okay.
You didn't even put Alden Ehrenreich for Han Solo though.
No, I didn't.
You have to get out.
Okay, instead of that, then I'll do Paul Rudd for Ant-Man.
You know, I'll back it. I'll back it,
for
but
now.
it's not a passionate backing, but I'll back it. Which you would think is
It's like a
weird,
participation.
because I'm a known
Obligatory.
Paul Rudd, fanboy.
Rude.
And then Taylor, you got one more on your list if you want to throw it out right now.
Spider.
Jason Momoa, Aquaman.
No.
No.
Okay,
What?
man.
I'm backing it,
Yeah,
yes.
my man. Put it in there. He's cool as.
I really like that
Look
movie.
at his
It was
hair.
surprisingly how much, like...
He's definitely got the best hair on this list.
Oh yeah.
Oh, man.
So that's all I got.
Aqua.
That's,
I would argue that best.
Is that the band?
Mimosa? I was thinking about the drink.
that's all
I
mine.
miss wine.
Those are all mine.
Anyone else? No, nothing. So what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we gotta get rid of 6.
This is tricky.
Yeah.
I would like to vote to walk in Alex Wolf. If we can.
What is John Hurt?
Okay, I guess.
John Hurt? John Krasinski, I'm guessing? Is that what that's supposed to be?
No.
That's
it's
for
from
Hereditary.
Hereditary.
Whoever the main.
John Wolf.
No, that's
Or
Alex
Jake
Wolf
Wolf.
is for
Alex Wolf.
So
Yeah, who's John?
that's supposed to be
John.
No,
John Krasinski.
that's supposed to be from
That's
my place.
a
Maybe
quiet
we're
place.
instead.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I would be down to lock Alex Wolf.
I would as well. Yeah,
He's some great acting going on there.
that was an intense role, and he
Yeah.
nailed
Yeah.
the fear
Oh my
and like just
goodness.
being shell
Just
shocked.
so depressed, yeah.
Just like so messed up.
I was
Taylor, what did you
So
think?
emo-
Taylor, you can
emotionally
let us know.
distraught.
What did you think about Hereditary?
I heard you thought it was quite long.
Well, Travis was on that bandwagon too.
Yeah, but you were like very long. You said very long.
Did I really?
Yeah.
we got the tweets.
Keep in mind it's in best film category, so you don't want to
It-
look stupid.
It was good. Like, I really didn't know what I was in for. Like when I watched it, because I didn't feel like, because it was your recommendation. I didn't take you for one being into like paranormal, demonic kind of stuff. So when I was watching it, I thought, okay, this is getting crazy. But anytime there's someone up in the corner in the ceiling, that's fucking. I'm drawing the line. I pull the sheets up because like she's swimming through the air.
What about the moment when she's cutting her hair with the breath and all you hear is.
Wait.
Talk about that scene,
So are you saying because it scared you? Like I don't. You didn't really answer the question yet.
Why was it not in your best film nomination?
We left it off of the sheets.
Why was it not on my best
Yeah,
film
yeah.
nomination? I have to look at what I put on the list.
Okay.
I think I
never
just
mind.
had other.
That's supposed to be a simple question.
I had other things that I think I kind of like more, but it doesn't take away from the fact that I did enjoy the movie.
Okay.
And
What do you
it's
think
one
about
of
Alex
the-
Wolff?
What do you think him as an actor for best actor? We're going to
Like
lock
the
him right
sun.
now.
That's the sun, yeah.
So now we have 6.
I definitely felt like I was a part of this journey that he was on.
Okay.
So that yes.
Answer the question, Taylor.
Did you lock him?
Okay,
Yeah.
Taylor, just consider that there's 5 spaces and there's 11 people. Do you think that there are 5 people better than this person?
Well, let me think. Okay, so who is that? Temboy?
Okay. If you're not certain on him, we'll leave him for now. We'll go somewhere else.
I just
I
didn't
would
know.
like-
Hemsworth Infinity War.
Oh,
Heavy voice.
Oh.
Remember Josh, you and you did the stuff.
Oh my God.
And who's Brolin? Oh, I got
Josh
that one.
Brolin.
Okay,
Yeah.
to simplify this, I love Paul Rudd, but I don't think that
Yeah.
performance for Ant-Man is worthy with the rest
You
of the
seconded it.
Yeah, because I think it's worth discussion,
It was
and
a
now
lose.
that I see all these other ones up here, I don't
Yeah.
think it's up in the tier with the rest of them.
Yep. I'll say the same thing about Tom Hardy.
I'll
Yeah,
Can we agree to scrap both of those?
Yeah, I agree with that,
I'll
yeah.
motion that.
Emotion.
I wanted to see them on here, right?
Rudd.
Yeah.
I think they're worthy of discussion,
Okay.
but not for that much discussion.
No,
Um,
discussion.
So now we're down to 9. We gotta get rid of 4 more.
I will vote to lock in for Spider-Verse. I
To
actually,
lock it. Whoa.
yeah.
I don't know.
That's a tough one.
You'd lock in Shamik Moore.
It's really hard when you gotta compare like a voice actor
It's
to
true,
thinking
the
about
live
that.
action.
It is really hard, and that's why I think I put Penelope in there, because she's like actually doing a very different kind of voice,
Yeah.
and I think she nailed that. Whereas I don't feel like this so much is a big performance necessarily. I would actually be okay to take him off personally.
Huh?
I would say though, from difference, you know Sarah Silverman is, who I doubt you've ever seen a Shamik Moore performance, right? So it's you kind of have something to go off with Sarah Silverman to be different. I'm not ready to knock him off yet. I'm
Yeah.
not ready to lock him either though. But
It's not so much being
I think-
different; it's like the type of character they have to portray, right? And this is
But it's
I
not
don't
so
know.
much. It's more than just that, though. I think. For me, is the motion that he brought to the role, and how like alive and real this character felt, despite being an animated character.
I agree.
okay.
I think that
That's a good
that had a
point.
huge impact on how well the film on that character. Because if that wasn't great, this film is just flops.
Well, the fact that you can get that emotion without actually seeing him,
Yeah.
like he can portray that just.
And I think and the way he did the voice fit. Like it made sense for Miles Morales. Like it just.
Yeah. Are you saying he's like lock territory for you, or you just don't want to see him booted off?
I don't know about lock it, but I
Okay.
do not want him
Okay,
to.
we can leave that one for now.
What if we think about locking Brolin?
I want to lock Brolin, just so we all know.
I
Just I am.
I personally want to just leave him for villain, like for this one.
Oh, I disagree big time.
100%
Yeah, I disagree.
too.
No, that's just how I feel. Okay.
I can second your. I'm into locking Brolin. Dude.
Jessica Taylor, how do you
Probably the
feel?
most talked about actor I
I
talked
would.
about this year.
Wow.
That was his movie, so.
Yeah.
Taylor? What was that for the listeners?
We're gonna lock that guy in.
I would rather lock him.
You really got
I would
Not a lot
lock
of
both.
cues.
I'd lock both as well.
I would lock
I'm
both.
not, yeah.
I'm a big on Hemsworth. I really feel
Hemsworth. Sorry.
Hemsworth. Taylor, what do you feel on Hemsworth? I can't say it. What do you feel about Thor as a lock? We have locked
Honestly,
one.
I feel like
Yeah.
out of all the scenes of Infinity War that I've watched, I've always gone back to
Have you not seen the whole movie?
Thor's.
You only watched some movies.
He's never watched it start to finish. He's like, just Thor scenes today. Boom. In the theater, he kept leaving to get popcorn.
No, I would definitely give Thor that because his scenes are so good.
So then that's possibly 4 for Roland and 4 for Hemsworth, if we're all doing hands.
I could back Hemsworth, but I'm not going to back Roland yet.
Okay, so Hemsworth, let's vote on Hemsworth. Okay,
Oh,
that's
that's
a
a
clean
solid.
six. Okay.
I'm also maybe biased because he was also really good in Bad Times at the
It
El
carries
Royale.
over.
I'm kind of picturing him doing the wave thing.
But
I want to kick Momoa out of here personally. I don't. He's fine. He's great. He's great in the movie. The movie was better than I was expecting. Is his performance up here with the rest of his characters? I don't think so at all.
I think he lived and breathed that role very, very well, though.
Sure.
Was he-
I guess that's where you have to wonder, like,
underwater.
how, how much levels there is to that character.
Here
And
it
he is a
comes.
pretty simple kind of guy, I would say.
I back down on that.
I
like Momoa.
I voted him to put on there, but I'm gonna back him.
I think in a year
I brought
again
him
that's
into the
weaker,
list.
he could be like that
I'm
fifth
taking
slot
him
of like,
off
oh, he's a
this
cool
list.
guy. I thought it was a strong year, so I'm down to boot Momoa.
I haven't not seen this movie, so
I will say that he exceeded my expectations
Yeah, he did
for what I
good,
was
yeah.
expecting for
Yeah.
that movie. So shout out to him.
If people make this, that means they all did something good at least. That even if they get booed right now, that means they did something good.
So good job, Tom Hardy.
Question about Tom.
My man.
Okay, so
Being
my
a
man's
lobster
so,
boot. Do what it takes, man.
so now
Thanks,
we're
Taylor.
down
You put it on
Can we
to
get rid of this? I haven't seen it, but I don't feel that.
so Kirkland and Taylor. Talk about Christopher Robin. Ewan McGregor.
It's tough because I have a lot of bias because I grew up on Winnie the Pooh and I was so emotionally invested in that movie. I was crying almost. Not actually crying, but I was almost. So I want to see him on there just because it brought out so much emotion for me
Okay.
personally. That's my 2 points right now.
Taylor. Are you going against now?
No. I feel like
What is happening?
Where is this going?
I feel like McGregor really hit home with that movie. I feel like the amount of like feels that he just
Is this
spreads
because
to
he's
you.
only
No.
Yeah,
And the fact that I may have
Yeah,
accidentally called movie one has nothing to do with it.
You did on your list. I'll give you props. You did put you in McGregor.
Okay, good. I think just as a character, he portrayed the connection with Winnie the Pooh, and when you take all that stuff away, like they did to him in the movie, he's just so lost and scared, and it just shows that even adults can be vulnerable and have things to be afraid of. That
Even
I'm living that life.
Are you talking to animals right now, Briggs? Like little.
Well, what's your points? Because you like him a lot.
I like him. He's in my like blender fifth slot of like the fifth one. I could go like the ones I'm kind of going either way are to show my cards. For me, Brolin's a lock. I think Ryan Reynolds is a lock because he still delivers as Deadpool. And I think Chadwick Boseman is good because he's just as strong as not just strong as Killmonger, but he's up there. The scenes when he finds out that Killmonger is related to him, very powerful. The rest, I could all be swayed either way and not be mad about any single one.
Well,
So I think Rob's really good, but I don't know if he is better than anyone else.
Alex Wolff,
What
what
about-
you put him in that?
No, Alex Wolff is. Oh, sorry. Alex
that would
Wolff's
be
a lock.
five now. That
Alex
would be
Wolff is
five
a
then.
lock for me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's also a lock
what
for me.
about John Krasinski? We haven't really talked about him.
He's good, but I feel like Emily Blunt gets to be much better than him because she gets a lot more diverse scenes, right? With the baby and the kids. There's just a lot of him being quiet with the kids, right?
The
And
fact that
like,
he's also like
looking scared.
directing and producing is awesome, but it doesn't
Yeah.
matter for this particular category.
And I think that's why she has more scenes and more presence because he's directing, right? So you want to put yourself back so you can focus on that. So I really like him. I don't need to kick him off yet, but he's not like I need Krasinski on there. If you guys want to get rid of him, I would be fine to go along with it. But Wolf, I guess it would be five. Because what's our?
Right now, my three.
Well,
locks-
you mentioned five, Travis.
I think I forgot about.
you forgot about Alex Wolff.
I did, but I think on my list I maybe forgot about DP. But that would be my five, honestly. Like you guys can try, but that would be my five.
I can back up Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool. He's just really like become so iconic in that character that it's like you just can't separate them from each other anymore. At least I can't.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty magical. And he delivered like as Travis mentioned earlier, like the emotional aspect of
There's new
Deadpool 2.
stuff.
Yeah, there's much more than the first movie. But then also the comedy's there and all that good stuff. So I think Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
I'd be okay to lock.
I'm down to lock.
I
I'm
agree.
good.
I agree with everything you said, and like he almost has the Hugh Jackman effect of Deadpool. Like you
Now
can never
he's
picture.
Deadpool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You can never picture anyone else. So
And he doesn't have the Johnny Depp effect where now when he's Jack Sparrow, like he's just playing like a
goofy,
caricature of him, like he's pretending to be Jack Sparrow. He doesn't
lives
look
and
for it.
breathes that
So
role.
does anyone else want to lock? Because we need
I-
one more for a lock.
That's a tough one for me because I enjoyed his performance a lot more in the first Deadpool, and I think if he was going to get Best Actor, it'd be for the first Deadpool and the effect that had on pairing him with the character.
Well, we gave him
I
that.
think-
we can give him it again.
Yeah, but I don't think his performance in Deadpool 2 was as good, and
Okay.
for me, his performance in Deadpool 2 wasn't what locked him in as Deadpool. It was his performance in Deadpool 1. So I think he still does a really good job with it, but there are other ones that I would prefer at least to lock in before him.
I'll back you up.
On who? Okay. You got this for Tyler Briggs.
Yeah, thank you.
Jessica, where do you lie?
Where do you lie?
where do you
well,
lie?
I would have him in my top 5, but I know just based on the
Thanks,
fact, like,
guys.
I haven't seen Hereditary, so I can't vote on this. And I have a feeling that that's going to make it in there.
I think so.
I will say that Alex Wolff is my number one.
I'm down to lock Alex Wolff.
I'm yeah.
To get that, that's
I think
full.
Alex Wolff.
I wouldn't say
Yeah.
he's my number one, but he's definitely like solid lock.
I
He's
got
number 2.
a tie for number 1, 3 ways.
Oh,
Did,
very awesome.
First, fourth, and fifth.
did we decide if Gregor's saying?
No, he was
No.
on. I think he got put on the back.
I think he's on the
burner.
tightrope
You
right now.
you never spoke your piece about Deadpool
He's
though.
bouncing his little.
Oh right, you were doing that.
He's
right.
got the high ground.
Yeah.
But now, who's left? Is there people you prefer more than Ryan Reynolds on here, or
I'd probably be fine to lock him.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. I like Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
I'm down for a lock.
Wait, where does Taylor lie on this one?
I'm against it.
You're
Yeah,
against
I'm
it.
against it too.
Taylor's a
we
big
move on to
Deadpool
someone
too.
else?
Okay, maybe we leave that one for now.
So we haven't locked Brolin yet.
I'm down to lock Brolin.
I'll go for
Me
the
too,
Brolin
but-
lock.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to watch
Well, my whole world changes when I know Alex Wolff is safe.
So that's
completely
three.
What
biased.
about Chadwick?
For me, he's a lock. I think he's very powerful in scenes. I don't think John Krasinski has any scenes like he does. The other scene I would also go to is when he has like that weird trippy vision and he's talking to his father and he's like, "You're all wrong." Like the score, which I'll talk about later, is great, but I feel like he really delivers.
Mm-hmm.
He delivers at the comedic stuff, but to me it's not too quippy like a Tony Stark or anything like that. It reminds me similar to Chris Evans, the way he does humor. So I would lock him. I think he does a lot of good acting in that movie.
I would be down to get rid of John Krasinski to simplify our position here.
I think that's the next step here. Is
Sorry, man.
sorry, my guy.
Do we have a
I'll
fourth
back
vote?
it.
Okay.
I haven't seen it.
As consolation, John Krasinski. I don't think I put you on my man crush list, but you are definitely on there.
Really?
Yeah.
So we got Shamik Moore,
Jim.
Ryan Reynolds.
Jim.
You can take that win. You can take that win, Jim, but you can't win.
I'll be his pan.
Gregor.
So
We got 2 more to do.
What about Spidey?
I think what Briggs was talking about in this case of bringing emotionality to the role is really good.
How does it compare though to our?
I would put Ryan Reynolds and Chadwick above Spidey.
Me too.
I would have to too. I love him, but like that's the problem. You gotta pick your kids, right?
Yeah. You do.
Wow.
I got
save.
Edit that out.
No, sorry,
Get out of
Glenn.
here, James.
This is
When you're first, you got you're good.
So
I'll
then
say-
that's
we'll
right.
that
I'll
we
say
get
I had
McGregor.
4 that I was really going for that I like really wanted to be on this list.
might those be?
Moore was my 4th one.
Okay.
Okay.
For me, he just like Spider-Verse. I'll say was probably I think it's like the #1 contender for best film when it comes to actually voting. for me.
#1 contender.
I think Moore really brought just an absurd amount of energy and life to that film that made it just so absolutely amazing. I know it's just the voice actor, but it really just killed that role.
Mm-hmm.
I think because of that, it's not just.
I think it's
hard to
also-
say because like Chadwick as well and Ryan Reynolds also did a lot, but I think for the amount of just
I think that another
energy
thing
in
for
general.
Spider-Man is that
that.
that's like the first Spider-Man movie, where your main character isn't Peter Parker, so it's
Yeah.
like you're having to do something different,
Incredibly new.
and it was still like, it's still fit
Yeah.
and was
Well, it's
perfect,
not
so.
built on characters that have already been building on. Like,
Yeah.
Hemsworth, he did a great job as Thor, but he's been Thor for how many movies now?
I think we nominated him because he evolved, right? He wasn't just Thor again. He
Yeah,
was something new.
But that's not what I mean, though. I just
He's
mean
also-
that
he's
he
a-
has to, like, create this whole new
Yeah.
character that you don't have an attachment to, you don't already love,
That's a
you
good
don't
point.
already know the actor, and you're like, I'm going into this because I really like Chris Hemsworth.
To simplify
that is
this,
a really good point.
I'm gonna get rid
I
of
think-
Ewan.
Okay.
I'll second.
I don't
that.
I can't vote on. I can't vote on this. But I haven't
It's
seen
not
it,
Obi-Wan,
but,
okay?
I know, but
It's just
compared to
irrelevant.
everyone else on there,
You
I
know,
think
he's-
McGregor has had to spend the majority of the movie working and just interacting with the characters that aren't actually in front of him.
You could say
which
the
I think-
same thing about him and.
Yeah, but a lot of their acting,
Like,
you
look
could
at
say
Josh
the same
Brolin
thing
on
about
set.
Moore.
He looks like the Hamburglar with his big like. He
That's
doesn't.
true.
He
But they're
doesn't
still
look like
interacting
Thanos.
with these characters, though. I feel like I don't know if there's anything in front of
There had to
McGregor.
be.
He was just directing.
I
and
agree.
directing.
Did anyone from the original Cloverfield movie get noms? Because they had to interact with a giant monster that was.
Well, we weren't around.
Well, they
at
were.
that
I
time.
don't think
They were interacting with each
I don't-
other.
I-
That's a
I actually don't
wild
remember
thing
that,
to throw
but-
out there, Briggs.
I think it was good. I just don't think I could list.
I thought it was really good, and I think they.
This is my case against Ewan. Ryan Reynolds, I think all his emotional scenes are the stuff with Vanessa, really good, even the ending when he's dying, which is emotional and funny. Chadwick, all those scenes with Killmonger and his father. Shamik Moore, I think the biggest one is when Spidey puts them to the chair and they have that talk, and the actual diving scene, and when just that line when Peter's like, I don't want to go home. He's like, you gotta go home, man. Like, just the subtleness.
Let's lock my map.
Fucking
Yeah. But my
Chill.
point was, I don't know if McGregor has a scene like that. It's really good what he does in
Yeah.
Saw, but I don't think he has a powerful scene. I don't think that's his fault. I just don't think it's in the script.
What about when he literally gets angry at Winnie the Pooh and basically
It's not.
they're all gone and he's literally alone and he's going for hours and he's lost and you just feel hopeless.
It's a quick scene where he yells at Winnie the Pooh. It's not
Quick
compared to
scene.
those two. So I would put down to get rid of McGregor.
I second that. I appreciate your attempts to save
Yeah,
me
yeah,
there. I really do.
So McGregor's gone. That's the people that I've also seen.
He's on the list though, so
Yeah.
he's done something great.
He did.
And he made it farther than a lot of other
He
people.
did.
Such
He's
as
part of
Tom
the Tom
Hardy.
Hardy.
So my,
Mimosa.
I think we should all vote for who we kick. Maybe.
Oh,
It's a hard
see,
part.
right now though, for like my bottom two, which like fighting for the fifth spot is between Chadwick and Moore.
I'll just throw it right now. Even though I love him, I would kick out Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool just because I really like what he did there. But if I just had to go, because Shamika doesn't sound like a lock. If I had to pick, I'd put them both on there. But if I had to pick, I'm going Chadwick for my what I'd want to keep.
I'm actually gonna agree with that because of kind of what Briggs was saying earlier, and I still think I like Deadpool the first movie better than this one. So I think from that perspective, I'd be okay to kick Deadpool out of here.
Oh, I can't though. Like my vote's definitely.
But you have to
for
kick
Chadwick. I know.
I
Giving
would-
Chadwick.
Oh,
one against Chadwick.
official kick.
It's just.
I will vote to kick Deadpool as well.
Oh,
Okay, so we need one.
I'll vote get Deadpool.
Okay.
For me,
Taylor, what would you
I'm
vote?
partially playing
On
the
Deadpool.
politics here just to keep more in,
Taylor
but
hates
also
Deadpool.
I do
don't.
think Chadwick had a lot more standout moments for me, and the way he
For that
does
interviewer?
upholster that
Efficiency.
character.
Man, Feige has a big uphill climb. Taylor's hate for X-Men, man, he needs to make you love those.
What do you mean hate?
You were just like, Deadpool.
I bought
like,
Deadpool too.
you know when Frodo
Get
is
him
like,
outta
when
here.
Sam's like, throw it in, Frodo's like, no. That's what you do, like, Deadpool.
Taylor has like a sniper.
You just hate Ryan Reynolds. Okay, give me those nominees.
Shamik Moore as Miles Morales.
Okay.
Hemi Boy for Thor.
him a boy.
Broland for Infinity War.
Man, I want to go to Broland.
Chadwick
Such a
Boseman
douchey place.
for T'Challa. And Alex Wolff as for Hereditary. I can't remember his character's name. I think it's Peter
Peter.
or Paul.
Peter.
Man,
Or
we were talking about
Pastrami.
Boseman so much, his last name, that I put
It's
Chadwick
Peter.
Boseman.
It is Peter, by the way.
I put Chadwick Boseman, and then I put Boseman as the movie too. It's
Nice.
like Chadwick Boseman.
Biopic.
Man, I'm surprised Reynolds not making it on to that is woo.
He fought hard.
He did.
Unfortunately, his immortality didn't carry him.
So here we go. We got Best Supporting Act. Well, just Best Supporting Actor, Actress. We do a combination of the categories. Here are your nominees from the previous years. 2016, you had Charlize Theron as the monkey from Cool with Two Strings. I don't know her name.
Hell yeah.
Gone.
Fassbender in X-Men Apocalypse. Paul Rudd in Civil War. Tilda Swinton in Doctor Strange is the ancient one. And then Tom Holland in Civil War as Spider-Man. And then in 2017, we had Chris Pine for Wonder Woman. Harrison Ford for Blade Runner 2049, Mark Hamill for Last Jedi, Michael Rooker Yondu for Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and Patrick Stewart for Logan. So
I'm just going to throw it out there, just based on what people have been saying. Do we need to split for actor and actress for this one? Because it sounded like there was a lot that got pushed down.
we maybe could. I know we did in the previous years because we could never do supporting for actor and actress because it's only geek movies and there wasn't.
I feel like if we
that.
do that, there's not going to be a big phase of kicking people off the list.
That's true.
Which
Yeah.
is kind of the most exciting part, but I'm fine either way. I think I have enough here that I could nominate for both, personally.
I would vote for one.
I'll vote for one because I'm not prepared.
I will vote for one. So I'm not prepared.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
We
we
could
can like all write females and males on one side, and we can see what the numbers bring up, and if there's enough.
Yep, I think that's fair. I think we put out all the whole list there,
And see,
and then if it's substantial
Taylor, you
enough.
haven't weighed in on the issue.
I hate X-Men.
I was making a last minute change to my supporting list, so I don't know what we're doing. But I take it we're actually dividing the guys to the girls depending
We're
how much
gonna
we have.
we're gonna consider doing it and see how many guys and girls we have and if we have enough.
That is
break them.
GeekVerse at its finest. We do
Yeah,
this shit
on the fly. So what?
5% prepared.
5%.
So do you have any stake?
I
You
got the
want
market
to go on
You
that?
do more than
Or you
anything.
just want to see?
That's true.
No, I'm down just to jump in and see how this goes.
Okay. I'll start
spicy.
off because Briggs, you can say it because you threw out earlier, I think.
Did I?
From Black Panther.
Oh yeah, Letitia Wright, Black Panther.
Sure, she's great.
What are those?
She's fantastic. I think the chemistry those two have are great.
And oh yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just
And
a fun
she,
character.
she could have been an annoying side character that we could have been like, ugh, like why do we need to spend
Yeah.
time there? And she's great, and
Yeah.
I hope we see more of her. Well, she's snapped right now, so we won't see her in Endgame. But Black Panther 2
I vote for the other girl too from we just had
from Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Okoye is her character name. I'll get her actual name.
Do you want to try and spell it?
Which
for
one
me?
was that?
She's the main Dora Milaje girl.
Lucard.
Yeah, I would agree. So I'll
Okay, yeah.
back into
I'll throw it on there.
I'm into that. How do you spell her name?
It's Michonne.
Okoye, it's Okey, but I'll find out the.
I'm just gonna Google it.
Okay,
Real
good.
quick.
You do that. You Google
You
it.
do that, Glen Coco.
I want to throw a wild one. Nicolas Cage as Spider-Man Noir.
It's not a wild one because Taylor also has
That was
it.
my number
Good.
one.
I'll back it for
I'll
now.
back it. I'll
For
back
now.
Yeah. You know, it's funny.
We
I
don't
was-
pick the ball,
I was
we just
thinking-
dance.
I was thinking earlier today, like, we should do, like, some best, like, small character role for just little characters like that, or the other one I was thinking of was the guy in Game Night. What's the actor's name again? He does like
Jesse
the creepy
Plemons?
Because like he doesn't deserve to be supported, but I love that character.
He's so I love that actor. And then in the Black Mirror the episode.
USS Callister.
No, he is great in that too.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Now I'm gonna throw out something because I know there might be some tension here from Dylan, but we did this last year. Taylor brought this great thing about villains. This is probably the most nuanced, subtle point Taylor's ever made in his life. I'm not even being
What did I do?
sarcastic. When I was like, we put an Adam Driver for best actor. I was like, I don't know. And then you said best villain should be just them in the movie, and then the acting should be separate. So that is my case for Michael B. Jordan to be a best supporting actor in this category. Because I feel like we can put him in villain, but I feel like he is supporting that movie. He's phenomenal. Before Thanos came around, everyone was talking about him being the new Loki. So I'm throwing Michael B. Jordan as a nomination.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Back it. Good points.
in Black Panther.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're in.
We're in.
I'll throw one out there. I'll throw in Josh Brolin for Cable
Yep.
in Deadpool.
I'll back it right
I'll
now.
back it right now.
Classic
I'll back it.
Deadpool. He's gonna make it to the very end and get taken out probably, but we'll put it up there.
Josh Brolin as Cable. You can just put Cable if you want.
Yeah, we might have enough though. We're a great year.
I think we will have enough actually. I have a few.
Those 8 comic book movies a year, just
Brolin making it back.
maybe he'll make it here. He could be a 2-time nominee.
I'm gonna throw
He could be a
out that,
3-time.
2 times.
He could be 3-time in
I'm
villain.
going to Jeffrey Dean Morgan from Rampage.
Who the
You know, I really enjoyed the character personally for like.
I don't remember him in that movie.
You know what?
He
I
was
also
the
gonna vote to
FBI
not have him
guy.
on the list.
Sure he
I'm
was.
gonna vote to not have him on the list as well. The more I think about it, the more I realize, you know, not that great.
You're not supposed to mention Rampage on this cast.
I'm throwing out a huge strong one for me. Ben to come back as Doctor Strange. I think in Infinity War he is fantastic in that movie. That's
I can't go there, please.
That's the Doctor Strange I've been waiting to see.
Oh,
I
yeah.
like Doctor Strange first one, but he's just like a cold, calculated asshole in that movie, and he's great. And I want to see that Doctor Strange in Doctor Strange 2, not Tony Light. That was so great. So
Another Infinity War one. I'll throw Scarlet Witch, Elizabeth Olsen.
Yep. I backed it. Anyone else for sure?
Sure.
Okay.
Are we doing?
Taylor, in case
Are we doing him?
Yes.
Oh yeah, Haley Steinfeld Spider-Man.
Yep.
We bumped her to supporting.
Dude, this is a big
Ah.
supporting here.
What's the last name?
Haley Steinfeld.
That.
Highly.
Highly.
Oh no.
I think a guy that, for me, not redeemed himself. He was good in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, but I think he was fantastic in Infinity War is Chris Pratt as
Yeah.
Star-Lord. I think he was back to being really fun, and the scene where obviously he finds out Gamora's dead. I think when Gamora's captured, he did some really good, strong acting. Now they did in Guardians too, but just, it felt like he was back. Maybe it's because it felt like he was taking, he was the main character again in the story, where Guardians kind of took the backseat, so I'm throwing Chris Pratt.
Oh yeah, dude. When they find Tony Stark and
Oh! He clapped for you, Pratt, so if it's broken, you need a new phone.
Who was after
Congratulations on your
Olsen?
engagement.
sorry,
Who was after Elizabeth Olsen? Oh, I can just.
It's on the board.
it's on the board there. Sorry.
Can I? Is it?
Yeah, it's Haley Steinfeld for Spider-Verse, Spider-Gwen. Taylor, throw one out. You
Yeah,
be
that's
quiet.
I'm gonna throw out William Dafoe as Nudist.
Nudist.
The nudist.
The nudist?
Nudist?
Volko?
Is that his name?
His
yeah,
name's Volko.
Yeah, I got Nudist Volko.
Maybe. I don't know if it's nudist. Even if it's some N word, like it's not nudist. I don't. think
Nudist
that's-
is definitely in
Maybe
there.
that's the name of his, like...
I have no idea.
Who is this? What do they do?
Part of the nudist.
He's the one who basically trained Aquaman, and it was
Oh, I
helping
didn't see that movie.
take the throne.
Okay, that's all.
I would back it.
I'd back.
I like how
it.
Briggs was trying to find out what movies from. You're like, yeah, I think he's being like trained. I'm like,
Yeah,
no, it's like,
Back
what's
to
the word?
formula.
But what is?
I know
Are you
who it
putting
is.
his
I just
name though?
don't agree with the nomination at
Let's
all.
see.
Nudist Volko.
Nudius. Yeah, maybe.
Nudius.
Yeah, you think he had a one name, Travis?
Yes.
Wait, are we throwing him in there? No.
I thought
Sounds
people back him.
I
Did I
back
get
it.
triple? Okay.
What's his name?
Nobody
What's
knows.
the actor's name?
William
Dafoe.
Green
He is-
Goblin.
It's not
It's
William.
not-
It's
it's
Willem.
not-
It's the nudist.
It's Willem Dafoe. His name isn't nudist. That's the character's name apparently. Sorry, I don't know my DC Aquaman lore. He's never been my guy.
I want to throw out.
Yeah.
Oh, go for it. Go for it.
Donald Glover as Lando. That's where your Lando.
That
coming
was
in.
the-
I think he
yeah.
is. That movie is very mediocre, but I think he's the best part of that movie. So
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll agree.
okay, that's 3 guys.
I'll agree.
Okay.
Go for it.
I think he's getting cut off.
It doesn't. It's okay.
I don't know his real life name, but Ralph.
Nudist.
Oh.
You
John
John
C.
C.
Reilly?
Reilly.
John C. Riley.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think he was. I think he's more supporting in that movie.
Yeah.
But I would say he's the lead actor in that movie, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I put him in supporting
Yeah, that's a fair
personally
point.
for my rankings.
I mean, the
I will not
movie
vote
is
for this.
based.
I will not vote.
I will not vote.
It's named
Well,
after him. I wouldn't call him supporting.
Okay.
Just because he's the name of the
Yeah,
movie.
it's true.
Like you wouldn't call
That's like
Zelda the main
Zelda,
character
yeah.
of Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was my
Ooh.
point.
But I would call her the leading actress in that.
I mean,
Fucking shit.
Who's the lead actress?
chic.
Oh yeah.
Icona.
Yeah. I think that
Oh,
is-
Ralph got hard snubbed then.
Jude Law from Fantastic Beasts.
And where to find them.
No.
No.
What? I thought he was fantastic at supporting that movie.
He's in
Fantastic.
3.5 minutes of that movie.
3.5 of the best minutes of that movie.
Okay, just because the 3.5
What does that
minutes
say
feels
about
like
the
4
movie?
hours doesn't mean
Yeah. No backing on that one.
Damn.
I will.
If we got one more female, would be great because then we're.
What about Kira, Amelia Clark from Solo?
I will second that.
Yeah, I would. She did a great job. Character, a little disappointment, not performance.
She was great. Yeah. We also forgot. Well, we haven't mentioned yet. Peter Parker, Jake Johnson for Spider-Verse.
Right?
I mean,
I forgot he didn't make
is
it.
that a
on
third?
the-
Is there a third?
Yeah,
for that?
I'll back
Yeah.
it. Yeah. I thought you were going a different side.
I only-
That's why I took a.
Okay,
you took a right.
yeah.
I only didn't vote because I thought he was on the lead actor.
No, remember we kicked him out.
Yeah, no, I remember now.
We kicked him out. Get the fuck out of here.
I feel like there's probably
think that's
more females though too.
Did we get Gwen Stacy on there?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
That's all mine then, I think.
Did we put the girl from Hereditary? No.
I almost
The
like.
Headless Horseman.
Also, Steinfeld.
I almost want to like. I don't know if it's kind of sus to do this now, but I want to put Domino in the support. I don't know if she's like.
Ooh.
Because she is in
some
that
people
gray area,
argued
right?
it.
She's
Some
in that
people
gray
argued
area.
it.
Yeah.
What? Well, let's just say that he wasn't here at the time. Do you think Domino would be an actress or supporting for Deadpool 2?
Well, I
It's
feel
like
like
that gray area for sure.
yeah,
Because you could argue the love interest is the lead actress, even though she's not in that a lot. You could argue she starts the movie, she's emotional.
I would
I'm
definitely
trying to
put-
get her up there.
I would definitely put Domino above Vanessa in this
Fuck
case, 100%. I don't think that's a hit. Just I feel like as far as characters go, I feel like Domino. She came with introduction. We got our like a whole story with her. We got to like her, and we got to see like her story kind of conclude and branch off into whatever sequel they're doing. So I feel like she definitely has a lot of scenes that are very focused on her and her storyline throughout that movie.
Who,
So-
Domino?
Yeah.
What is her storyline in Deadpool 2? other
You
than
learn
Deadpool?
that she went to that school and her.
No, that's not a
her-
storyline. You learn that last minute when she's like, "Oh, I grew up here."
Well, development then.
No,
You just-
no, that's not development. No. That's just a fact about
Okay,
it.
well,
I'm down to fudge the numbers.
I'm going to
of
nominate Zazie Beetz as best supporting actress.
Yeah, I'm down to fudge the numbers.
Fudge numbers.
Golden Geeks are
I say
fraudulent
fudge
enough.
numbers.
I just want to see my man Zazie Beetz in there. So.
Oh, man.
Uh,
And she's gonna be.
I think she's a lead actress, but you know what? Zazie Beetz, you know.
Well, I just want
think
some
she
discussion.
deserves to win something.
And she might be next year because she's in Joker as well next year. So
Oh, great.
She got it wrong again.
I'm surprised you haven't brought up anything from Jurassic at all yet.
I'm gonna throw in I'm gonna throw in a loose pick. Might get traction, might not. Samuel Jackson as Frozone.
No.
I'll back that up.
Thank you.
100%.
Thank you.
He was
I will
absolutely
not.
fantastic
Thank you.
in that movie.
I'll take a high five even if we don't get the vote.
I will not.
Jessica, you back?
Jessica,
I honestly
you
cannot
know you
remember
want
a single
to.
Frozen
Just
scene
to put
from
him on
that
the
movie.
board.
Yeah,
He was huge.
They just did the white joke again. Funny, great.
Oh, you guys are.
I
you guys
mean,
are just
I
classic.
hate that movie.
I'm just
I
happy
do
no
hate
one
that
talked about during Best Picture, so we can get over that hump. Thank God.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Great movie.
I-
I enjoyed it a lot.
No.
There's no point in actually putting it up there just to cross it out.
Good point.
Well, no, I mean, no.
I only did that with
The thing is, I'm open to anything if you make a good enough case. Okay, I was gonna get Shamik Moore. That was ready to kick him out.
What
And
case
Briggs
is he
made
gonna
a
make?
fantastic case, and now I kept him in.
What case are you gonna make for Samuel Jackson?
It's
you know,
really, really hard.
you know your hate's
Really,
really,
really
He's
hard.
got
He
so
lives
much
and breathes
more.
that character. When I think of Samuel Jackson, I think of Frozone.
More screen time doesn't make him
No,
better.
he has such a delivery as a character on that. Like when he literally saves Mr. Incredible's kids, like when they go and attack his place, and Frozone just dishes it out. That scene was epic and great.
I don't think that
No,
was
that's
really-
your villain thing again. This is for acting. That's for if you're talking about best character, then sure, best
I'm
support.
not talking about villain. I'm talking about Frozone saving the day.
I know, but
Yeah,
I don't think.
I don't think that's
Samuel
Jackson.
Jackson
This is
acting
I was an animator in the lab.
If you want me to repeat the animator, sure. But we're not on him, Samuel.
What about, I don't know his name, but Crazy Eyebrows from Bandersnatch.
No.
I thought he was a good support.
I thought he's good.
I've not seen it,
never
so.
seen it.
Which guy's crazy?
It's not a performance that matches with these.
The guy with the glasses that gets you to take drugs.
He's a main programmer. Will Poulter.
What was
blonde
wrong?
hair,
What was wrong with his eye thing?
frosted tips.
His
Yeah, it's like a
eyebrows.
lot.
He's just known for having like very striking brows.
Yeah.
Really?
They're very eccentric.
They're
That's the right word.
yeah.
Take out for the washroom.
Yep. Yeah, I would say no.
Are we pausing for a sec?
No, we're good. Well,
I'll wait for no man.
yeah.
Briggs is taking his.
Because we can always talk, and then when
break.
he comes back in his last vote.
Is union mandatory break?
Because I've been debating reaching for some snacks down there, so you know.
Go ahead. I got
Thanks
no
for
other
your
supporting.
I have nothing else to mention as well.
I have nothing else to mention
There's
as
no
well.
Do you have any other supporting?
Oh, those knees.
Those were my
Yeah.
I don't think I really got anything.
What if the mic cut though?
So,
What are we at? What are we
100%,
at?
I can guarantee that.
we're an hour and a half. Not too bad.
Hour and a half? Okay, mark that time down.
I will.
Listen for a crack.
We're gonna be here for
You
another
wanna
2
listen to
hours.
my crack?
I'm down to keep it this way. We got enough. Like, why not?
You
Like,
have enough, yeah.
I think, like you said, elimination is less, but we got enough categories that will have fun eliminations. So there you go. So are we down to keep that then? Supporting actor and actress.
Yes, let's do it.
Okay. I say let's start with actress because we only got rid of one.
Mm-hmm.
So who we got? Shuri, Michonne, BP, Elizabeth Olsen.
Wait, what is that? Oh, Steinfeld.
My two that I'm on.
Daniel's got the marker.
Did I?
Almost.
The two that I'm on the bubble for kicking out is either Haley Steinfeld for Spider-Gwen or Michonne in Black Panther. Those are the two.
I would kick Michonne Black Panther.
I'm gonna back
Everyone just
Michelle.
calling her Michelle.
Yeah, she has a name.
Michonne.
Well, it's not our fault because Briggs says I'm googling it and I was a fucking.
No, it's not.
so.
It's, okay, someone wrote the name on the board. I'm not gonna blame anyone, but like, someone did that.
Travis just played
Someone wrote the wrong name there.
Yeah, I did.
Because I don't remember the character's name, so
Okoye.
therefore I'm not gonna. Okay,
Okoye.
well, I didn't remember that, so I don't want to.
I'm gonna vote for Michonne.
I will not agree with you guys.
Daenerys Guerrera.
That's the actress's name.
Daenerys Guerrera.
Daenerys.
That's why
What's
I
her
wrote
first
Michelle.
name?
Daenerys, yeah. Danai. Right now, Briggs run the ball between kicking Okoye from Black Panther or Gwen from Spider-Man. Those are the two.
Kicking.
Yeah, kicking.
I
That's
feel like
that's not in stone. That those are
No,
the
I'm saying that's what we're talking
Who?
about.
Okoye from Black Panther and who else?
Spider-Gwen. Haley Steinfeld.
My bottom to kick out is Michonne.
And I'm backing down.
My
Gerard.
bottom
Daenerys
is Michonne or
Daenerys
Emilia
Gerard.
Clarke. Those are my two.
I
bottom
would
tiers.
back Clark over Michelle.
Ooh. I'd be down to switch actually.
I'm gonna.
This is all one category.
No, we switched. We all said we'd be fine. Are you fine?
I think we have enough.
Did you supporting actor and actress?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm fine with supporting actor actress.
You
Okay.
want to get rid
That
of
changes things.
Clark?
The persuasion.
It's hard for me
Yeah,
to
eyebrows.
like be too
from
passionate about
Solo.
Clark because I don't love that movie so much, but I do think she was the best part of it.
She was
and I was always interested in like whatever her
Twist
character was
villain.
demon, even though it was kind of like weird and
You like the one with Lando?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess twist villain. Yeah.
You like
probably on same
Okay.
levels, honestly, pretty close.
Taylor, I know where you're
I
going.
did think she was
right?
pretty good in that movie.
Who would you kick between Okoye and Black
No, just
Panther?
let it. No, pick, who would he kick between anyone? Stop pointing out Michonne, okay? Leave Michonne alone.
I would keep
I agree,
Michonne.
actually.
I honestly would keep Michonne.
Thank you.
I think she was fantastic in Black Panther.
Okay, should we just do like everyone vote who you want to get rid of?
Yeah.
It's only one. I'll get rid of Michonne. Sorry, Daenerys.
Daenerys Guerrera.
Daenerys
See,
Guerrero.
but I don't want to just say who I want to kick because I want to hear some debate.
I don't think there's any debate on Shuri. I think she's.
Yeah, we can lock. Like,
Okay.
yeah, let's lock Sherry.
So then, obviously, the Olsen is locked because
The
no one
Olsen
said
twins.
anything about her.
No, I think she's great. Her best role yet.
I would lock. I would lock.
I don't know. She's good in Godzilla.
I would lock Letitia for Black Panther.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
too.
100%.
Uh,
I want to instant launch.
I think Zazie,
I
because she
think
always
Zazie
thought
you
to
can lock.
actress, so
Yeah.
we.
yeah.
I say we do Zazie.
She's the big girl
Give it
playing
to her,
the little
give it to
kids.
her.
Oh yeah, no, she's a lock.
I want to keep Steinfeld on there, but that's my pick.
Well, she's not on the bubble right now anymore. Well, it was, but then it kind of switched to Clark versus. So that's. I think Bill's right. We should vote who you'd kick out of these. And if there's a tie, then we can talk about it again.
So I got
I'll
Michonne.
I'll
Clark.
get Clark.
I'm gonna kick Clark.
ooh,
You
Clark.
guys convinced me on.
Yeah,
Shuri.
same. You guys convinced me.
I'll
Her name
kick
is Michonne.
Steinfeld.
Oh, Taylor Taylor.
Surprise!
She was in Bumblebee.
Yeah, I know, but we're talking about her job as Spider-Man in this.
Boom. Okay, he's taking his bias.
Spider-Woman.
That's right.
Spider-Man.
So who hasn't voted? Jessica and Briggs.
This is a real tough one. Oh,
So
let's see.
it's
That
tough.
means
This is a real thing.
I want to know what Briggs is gonna pick though. Is he just gonna dogpile Clark? Like, are you gonna do her dirty like that? No, you know, I'll make it interesting. I'll switch my vote to Steinfeld.
No.
Oh no. Who did you vote for? Well, then Kirkland, just switch your vote. If
Oh, I could do that.
Damn it. They're on to me.
Briggs, who would you have picked?
That's a really tough one, but oh man, it's like I don't remember a lot from Solo, just in general.
I'll tell you what, I watched it like 2 days ago, and I don't remember much from Solo.
But
either,
it's
so-
also I don't think Steinfeld was like it is good. I gotta say, but I don't think it was like for me. I'm not gonna vote for either of them probably for the actual thing, so it's not a big deal which gets it in.
No, Clark's coming.
But
Clark's
Taylor Clark. We'll take Clark.
Hey, oh.
Spider-Verse getting lots of things.
Yeah, I'm not super passionate about that, so I can let it slide.
We'll read them off at the end. We'll read them off at the end. Okay, actors. So we got. Well, I'm just gonna throw out my lock is Michael B. Jordan. I think he's phenomenal. I think he's like Adam Driver, where he's the best part of that movie, and I feel like he surpassed the villain category, which we'll probably talk about. But he's a lock for me.
Take it to the bank.
I'll agree. Yeah.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I'll back it. And you're looking at me because
I don't.
You just had a smile when I looked at you.
Don't let him intimidate you.
I would like to kick some people out before we lock anyone.
Oh,
in.
okay.
I want to vote.
I'm gonna kick Defoe.
Yeah, me too. That's what I was gonna
I
say.
can also kick people
I
out.
don't even think I
Get
can.
that nudist out here.
No. You need to learn how to fight. Put some pants on, you fucker. Okay, so Defoe's gone. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need to get rid of 2 people.
I'm gonna vote Pratt.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll back it.
Oh.
Give me some
I'm
skin.
not ready.
I mean, okay, I could agree from the if I look at Pratt and I look at like all the movies he's been in the MCU, I think Guardians 1 is his best, and so I don't know.
To spice it up, I'd get rid of Nick Cage. Because I think it's fun, but it's more writing than Nick
God,
Cage.
how could you get rid of sometimes when that matches burn
I don't
down?
know,
It's
though.
like
I
you
feel
feel
That's
like
like I
like
said, writing.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't think anyone could have done that role better than him.
I think you could get other funny
Yeah, I'll
comedians.
get rid of him.
You could have got Tommy Wiseau in there and people would have laughed too. So
I love the
think
writing
so.
for it, but I love the character, but not the actor.
So
the
I'm going
actor.
He's just too small
The
of a
actor did
character
do it.
Yeah.
for me, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'll
He's
vote
got
get rid of Nick Cage.
Okay.
boom. That was
Honestly, for me,
I
I
would
think
go
we
against the Pratt.
For me, it was definitely a lot more of a. I love the shout out to the character than the actor itself.
Oh,
For me,
it's
the only
tough.
other like easy lock would be Josh Brolin for Cable.
Did we already lock?
Easy lock. I'm surprised to hear that from you, who's not the biggest Deadpool fan.
Well, I think he was fantastic
Well,
in that movie. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I just jumped again. It's your
No,
turn
go
to
ahead.
talk. Did we already lock B. Jordan?
No.
No.
One's been
okay.
locked.
Undecided.
See how there is no check mark?
My other insta lock is Johnson.
I'm not, I'll be honest with you, I'm not down to Insta Lock anyway, so Jordan's Insta Lock. I'm like when you said with Alex
Okay.
Wolf, that's my Insta Lock.
Okay, I'll double that.
Joe, you looking to make
Okay,
a
so
trade?
that's
I
4.
already said I
Okay, so that's 5 for Gordon. Okay,
Alright, sweet.
Sweet.
I'm down for whatever now.
I don't know, cause
How many do we got?
I
You gotta get rid of one more.
Oh, that's okay. Okay, that changes the landscape of everything.
I would be down to lock Cumberbatch in for.
100%.
Oh, yeah, the cucumber is
I wouldn't insta lock it right now.
Really?
Yeah.
He's fantastic in Infinity War. That speech he gives to Tony, it's like,
No, I
if it's
would've-
you, the boy, or the stone,
Yeah, but
it's the
same with
stone
what
every
about
time.
Donald Glover?
I would have locked.
He was phenomenal as Lando.
He was, but I don't have to kick him for Cumberbatch
I
yet.
know. So why don't you insta lock D. Glover then?
What I was gonna
Or
say is
Johnson.
I would lock
Glover.
Benedict earlier, but I was confused by the cucumber. I would definitely vote him for a lock for sure. Him and Cable are my 2 like definites. They need to be in there. The other 3 are kind of the debate for me personally. Honestly, I kind of want to drop Chris Pratt. I'm on that bandwagon as well.
Yeah, I can vote
Yeah.
that as well.
Put your hands up in the
What?
air.
Because I think Donald Glover is fantastic for sure. Yeah, I think Pratt is definitely the one I want to kick out of those.
Pratty boy.
The young
Get that
Prattster.
Pratt out of
So
there.
Brad's gone.
You know what? I'm switching my supporting actress. No, I'm joking.
Oh no.
Yo,
So,
dude, I love
The
democracy.
collusion.
We've locked. Oh yeah, that was just an Insta Lock. Yeah. Wow, that
Good
happened
job,
quick.
everyone.
That's what death must be.
That's what we
You
wins.
just don't see it coming.
Now imagine if we didn't split these into 2 categories.
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah.
would have been
Oh,
just a
shit.
bloodfest.
I was here till 6 in the morning.
All right, so give me the supporting males first.
Supporting
right now.
males, actor Michael B. Jordan as
Killmonger.
Killmonger. I was trying to think of what's his name in that movie again, like the character.
Aaron
Dennis.
Stevens.
Dennis.
Dennis Stevens.
It doesn't look like it. Keith. We're gonna do Josh Brolin as Cable from Deadpool. We'll do Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange. I can't go that way. We'll do Donald Glover as whatever his name is.
Lando Calrissian.
Thank you. We'll do Jake Johnson as Spider-Man.
Okay. Actresses now?
As a matter of fact.
And actresses, Letitia, I'm not sure what her last name is.
Right.
Letitia B. Panther.
Letitia Wright. Daenerys, I guess she got it in there.
It's Denai Guerrero.
She did over because we took
Michonne
Clark.
Denai Guerrero.
Okay, well, yeah, she's one of them.
Right, Michonne in there.
Denai Guerrero.
Yeah, I'm just putting the characters' names right now.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember.
I don't have
Elizabeth
character
Olsen
names.
from
His list is
Infinity
much
Wars,
more nice.
Scarlet Witch.
Yep.
Haley Steinfeld as Gwen.
Spider-Gwen.
Zaza Beetz as Domino.
Good list, everyone.
Great list.
Democracy wins.
Democracy wins all.
This is how democracy dies on a thunderous applause. Ready, Taylor?
That's exactly.
Wait, I'm missing a man on the
That
list.
Go
nasally
quick.
accent.
Go quick.
You have some time, Drake. Oh no!
Oh no!
Hurricane's
Is it cucumber going missing? No. Oh no! That's not fair! You can't waste them all at the same time!
Can you just compare the list with Travis?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
You don't have the list up anymore.
He's making thumb.
Alright, so now we're gonna.
Okay, there was Cucumber. There was Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
There was.
Donald Glover and Jake Johnson.
name's
Who else?
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh god, I'm zoning.
Was it Josh Brolin?
Josh Brolin, my guy.
Josh Brozone.
That's why I didn't remember.
Brozone.
Brozone.
Is that his son?
Yeah.
So Brolin got in there, right? He's gonna be the first ever potential 3-time nominee. Because what we're gonna talk about right now is best villains. Those people doing bad acts.
Villains.
So these are the nominees for the past years. We had Colin Farrell in Fantastic Beasts, Idris Elba in Jungle Book as Shere Khan, John Goodman in 10 Cloverfield Lane, Mads Mikkelsen as Caecilius in Doctor Strange, and Stephen Lang
villain.
as the blind man in Don't Breathe. And then for 2017, I'm not sure because there's one picture missing, but the rest of them, Adam Driver for Kylo Ren in Last Jedi, Bill Skarsgård is It and Pennywise, or in It, Mel Keaton's Vulture, Spider-Man Homecoming, and then Michael Fassbender as
like
David in Alien Government. Dylan's favorite.
David.
And I can't remember the other one because
There's still residual salt from that stupid vote from
last year.
Fassbender's stupid kid.
So now we're on the best villain. I think let's throw the obvious one.
Thanos.
I think there's two obvious
The
ones.
people of England and Christopher Robin. No. I think Thanos is the obvious one.
I think
The
Thanos
bad
and
boys.
Killmonger make it on.
I think
Yeah.
Thanos, you just lock him in right now.
Yeah.
Before seeing any other one.
I think Dylan's right about the Thanos and Killmonger both being locks. They're both heavily talked about.
I will not.
No,
block,
that's
but
They're both nominees.
They're both contenders
That's
for
safe to
sure.
say.
Wow, Brolin making history. Gonna be the first ever 3-time nominee. Way to go, Brolin.
He's going Brolin.
Year Brolin. And then
Thanos.
Thanos.
The year of the
Yep.
bro.
Thanos.
Dunos.
Okay.
I will,
list.
I will elect Olivia Octavia from Spider-Verse.
Ooh, I like that vote.
Ooh, no triple.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I knew Travis was going to be there.
Yeah,
I could say that.
yeah. I'm
Yes,
in that.
Daddy.
You know what? Since we're on the same one, can I throw out Kingpin?
Yeah,
The box
okay.
man?
I'll back it up.
I will not back that up.
I will not back it.
Can I throw out Prowler?
Prowler, I'll
Yeah, actually, it's Ultimate Prowler.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I'll
And I will throw that out.
Has anyone back? Okay, yeah. I think Kingpin's really good. I think I just don't know if we're gonna load the entire category with Spider-Verse villains. So if I had to pick, those are definitely the two above.
I mean,
I'd like to nominate Green Goblin.
I mean,
I
technically biased
think
towards
Prowler and Octavia are the two
Tombstone.
that you
Pulls out
keep
that
with
good.
it.
Oh, Tombstone.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Does Tombstone even say anything?
No, he doesn't.
No.
He goes,
Does
when,
it-
when he gets choked.
Does it make any introduction?
No, he's just a bodyguard.
You can tell.
I was joking. I was joking.
You can tell by his blue-gray skin.
I will throw this up. This was my weakest year for villains. Every year I've had a lot.
Me too.
Slenderman?
I think there was like a lot
The
of
movie, yeah, but as a villain, no.
I'll throw it out. Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah, she didn't make best actress.
That's disappointing.
I will
So sorry off the
not.
bat, I don't think she's the best villain at all, but I think she's maybe worth a discussion, personally.
I do not. I
Fair
can't do
enough.
that with a non-vote.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna throw down my boy,
Are we
Ocean
gonna-
Master Orm.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck
Taylor,
no.
no?
Yeah, I'll back that.
Yes!
It's pretty good.
And while I'm at it as well for Aquaman, Black Man in the house.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
okay, I got Black Man. I missed the other.
What?
Ocean
There's
Master.
no one putting
Don't-
Nicolas
Yeah.
Cage.
Don't write it.
From Mom and
Don't
Born.
Oh, that's definitely.
my number two.
Oh no! I'm waiting for the moment to sneak that in.
No.
I'm gonna say it right now then. Yeah, Mom and Dad, Nicolas Cage, this villain. 100% sex, you know, he's just such a great.
AOE! beans.
You know what? The reason I won't is because I don't think I would put him in there because I thought he was a good villain. I'll put him in there because that movie was outrageous and I like Nick Cage. But like, it's not the character or like the villain aspect, unfortunately.
Yeah, I feel like I would just wipe him off right away.
What? Oh.
Yeah,
I
sorry,
do
Nick Cage.
love any character that just screams.
Yeah, not a great.
Yeah, Brolin have a great year. Nick Cage just getting shot down forever. Getting snubbed.
I
guess
guess his name's come up.
Mandy's.
His name's come up twice though.
Yeah, he's making a comeback. Everyone go watch Mandy.
That's more than Robert Downey Jr. has been mentioned. So.
Can we
didn't talk once.
Ooh.
What about that sweet computer
Would we
virus from
throw
Wreck-It
Cable
Ralph?
as a villain in Deadpool 2?
I don't
see him
I don't
as a
think
villain.
so. I think you had two
Okay.
Cable as a villain.
You get to him not being a villain pretty quick.
You'd have to throw in the fucking like pedophile like school guy as the villain really, and I'm not down to do that.
Oh, the headmaster.
Yeah, the headmaster with your blowjob lips.
I'll throw out The Shape, Michael Myers
Yeah, I'm
from
down.
Halloween.
Because I'm down with it because it's not acting. If it's just the villain, he's scary in that. I don't know how
It's
the actor
terrifying.
did. The shape.
What about the Quiet Place monsters?
I would not.
Really? I feel like they're absolutely terrifying because you don't actually see what they are.
I
until
agree,
later
but I
on.
wouldn't call them a villain. They're just kind of like
Yeah.
monsters.
That's like
You're
calling
just
like the
lame.
They're like
virus
the
in Wreck-It
opposition
Ralph
in the
a
movie,
villain.
but I wouldn't put them like as a villain.
Yeah, they're like
I don't know. I would see them
The
as a
villain's
villain.
that kid with the fucking truck at the beginning.
Hey,
That's
man,
the real villain.
if
It's
you
a
can make a
space
case
shuttle.
for it,
Space shuttle.
I
will
feel
back
like,
you
you
up.
know,
gotta make a case
a
for it.
villain is something that, you know, comes and wants to take over the world and kill people and destroy. And that's what these things do. They, they took over the world and they kill any living
I would
thing.
disagree. I would say a villain is someone that actually has a plan. They're doing it willingly, and
But they're killing people willingly, that's their plan.
they're a conscious character. This is just like a force of nature. They're not shown to have any sentience. They're just there and they're on autopilot. They're like robots.
So I might not back down on that one. If you want to do it, I'll say Predator though.
Yeah, let's
Like,
do it right
let's
now.
It's like saying the robots are the
Let's
villain.
not put the fucking monsters before
That's
I put
a good
Predator.
point. Then
I'll
I'll
just
put
put another
Predator
one.
instead of
Predator
Quiet
dog?
Place.
Not the ultimate Predator. Fuck off with the ultimate.
No, I'll do Predator though.
But the ultimate prowler, you know.
Oh yeah.
You want to do that, Kirkland? You want to put Predator in there?
He tried to rope me like a kid with
I
candy.
tried to avoid eye contact. I knew you were gonna do this. I'm like, look at my phone.
Don't do it.
Don't look at me.
I'm a down vote on both of them.
I'm
know
sorry.
both.
I can't.
I didn't see it, but
You know what?
I'd rather-
Your description of villain does not fit at all for your case for Nick Cage, so that just shows that you're biased on his case.
What do you mean?
None
How
of
does
those prerequisites you put for villain fit what Nick Cage's
How does it
character is in
not
that
fit Nick
movie.
Cage?
I
Did
love
you
this
listen to what he
podcast.
said? He was killing people. Anyone wants to kill people, see the world burn, destroy everything he
beans.
thinks. That is not that character, man. He's just like
That our commentary track on that got taken down too. It's
Did it
like-
really?
Johnny
Yeah.
Depp, Crimes of Grindelwald.
No.
I haven't seen it. So
Okay.
I'll just figure it out.
Then how about Dryden Voss? Solo.
I'd vote it.
If honestly, I think I put him on the level with Ghost. So if Ghost doesn't make it on this list, I don't want to put him on the list.
Really?
That's
Wait,
why I
is
said
Ocean
it.
Master?
I thought it was
actually on
terrifying.
the list?
I thought, yeah, I
I
love
thought
that.
he had a great look,
That
but
actually
I
is
thought
his
the
name
character
as a
was just a
character.
little too
Well,
much
it's
action.
I don't know, because I feel like when you walk, when, you know, the characters walk into the room, he could come off as being your best friend caring about you, and then immediately it's right down to business, and I think he displayed that very, very well. Being your best friend to being a guy you need
I
to
think he was one of
fear.
the strongest parts of that whole movie.
It's a good
I'll
point.
back it.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Go.
Dryden Voss and Solo.
Yeah, I'll back it.
Who
I-
just put
that's a good point.
B2 in our Star Wars poll?
Me too.
How do you spell Dryden Voss?
Dryden.
You're on point.
Sweet, that's what I thought.
Well, Kirkland runs a fan club.
I have his memoirs. I have a book of his memoirs.
Is it DOS?
Boss.
Boss.
So it,
Boss.
Yeah, like that.
I am done with my nominations.
I am done with my nominations.
I am also done with my nominations.
I think that's. I was just seeing if I forgot any. Looking at the list of movies, I don't think I forgot any. Yeah.
But that sweet Tom Hardy is Venom.
Riot.
Fuck. The little girl. That's Riot.
Let's put Michelle Williams' wig.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely good.
Yeah,
I'm talking about Tom Hardy.
Fuck that villain in that movie. Riot. Oh. That like makes me
It wasn't
angry.
even a riot. It was like the scientist dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
I feel
Colin
like
Drake, I think his
terrible.
name is.
I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, this is bringing back bad
Okay, so
memories.
what do we got?
I'm still saying the virus
I
from
still
Wreck-It Ralph.
remember.
That shit was, he was destroying everything.
I think it comes in way too
I don't think
at
that's
the end.
that's not a villain
The
though.
slug that like
The villain
makes
in
it-
that
the, like,
movie was
magnet
Wreck-It
man.
Ralph
Yeah.
himself.
So we have no more, we have 8. So we gotta get rid of 3.
I'm gonna take off Shape.
Ooh.
I haven't seen
Interesting.
it, so
Okay,
I
I can't.
I want to
I
wait a
haven't
bit
seen it.
before that one.
I haven't seen it,
Okay.
so I'm not.
I would
I-
take off Ocean Master.
Yeah, that's my. I want to get rid of that so quickly. I want that one back, like oh so bad. I didn't like that villain at all. But incredibly
I would
boring.
prefer Black Manta
I
over
agree.
Ocean Master.
I also agree with that.
So I would keep lock
Because,
Black Mana and get rid of
I don't know.
Ocean
There's just
Master.
so much more
Wait,
like
there's two Aquaman
drive
villains
for Black
What?
Manta.
Ocean Master is
Great,
a very
great.
one-dimensional villain, very bland, very.
He wasn't
boring.
for the first 20 minutes, and then it changed.
Anytime he was on screen, I was
not
dried up.
one-dimensional.
You were trying to.
The shape has more than one dimension to the character.
Okay, so Ocean
That's
Master, let's
Ain't the master of this-
So Ocean Master's gone.
He's gone.
Get rid of him.
Alright.
Can you
Love
replace him?
Patrick
I
Clark.
just really want it. I don't
But
want
then I'm giving him the
Wilson.
water. He likes it.
Between
Oh no,
Prowler, between Prowler and Octavia, I think Prowler definitely gets it. Like those moments with him and
Why do they have to both go?
No, I would
Huh?
keep
Stop
Prowler.
saying we have to pick one.
Are you sexist?
No, not at all. But I just between the two villains.
Doc Ock should be a male.
Between the two villains, Prowler's reveal and that story totally, I didn't see that coming at all. And
Really?
a lot of his scenes I found way more terrifying and on edge than I thought was Octavia's.
He is
scenes.
one of the. I would argue he's scarier than Michael Myers. I'm not saying I kick Michael Myers, but he's scarier than Michael Myers. Just
I
the
would-
way
yeah.
his music comes in, he has jump scares or scare jumps as you
Those
say.
like screeches.
Yeah, just the sounds he makes, and
yeah.
not the personal
Okay,
connection.
then it was between Prowler and Shape. I would definitely kick Shape and keep Prowler then, if you're saying it like that.
I'm down to.
Can we do this? Can we lock Killmonger at that?
Yeah. I think those are locks. We all love them.
Yep.
We both.
Yeah.
We both love them.
No,
Big Jordan,
myself.
two-time nominee, joins the club. I'm down to. I fucking love it. I wanted more of them. I'm down to get rid of Black Manta.
I agree. I agree.
I know.
He has a really cool look.
Yeah,
But unfortunately, story-wise, character-wise, it's pretty classic thing. His dad was killed by the main character, and then he just wants to kill him, and then he doesn't really have any other scenes in the movie that gives him any more story character.
Short
That's
screen time.
That's like his entire
Did
plot.
Michael
right?
Myers' dad die?
Michael Myers is a different thing, right? Because it's like a totally different type of movie.
And,
right?
and Black Manta has way less screen time than Michael Myers.
That's
I
right.
think Black Manta could pop up here in Aquaman
Yeah.
too when I think he's gonna be the main
like think about what a
but-
villain is in like a superhero movie, and we have
But,
like
killing
we have like
their
4 other
family
better
members
ones
or
right there in
whatever.
See,
front of
but
us.
I think I'd rather take off Octavia over Black Manta.
Really?
I don't.
Oh.
I don't
That's
agree
my
with
personal
you at
Well, you've
all.
not
You don't
seen
have to.
Aquaman.
That's the best part about
But
it.
that's
Little
because
bias.
I want Octavia on there, though.
That's fair enough.
That's a
I
strong
absolutely
that
love
feels
that movie,
with
but
it.
I would still go with Black Manta.
Taylor, you've seen them
Wow.
both. You've seen Aquaman
I have no
and
respect for your
Who do you
Black,
prefer between
Black
Octavia?
Manta, he's got like the Iron Man 2 effect going on, like.
Oh no.
That's not a good start.
Or
That's
like-
his favorite.
That's his favorite Marvel movie, so it's a great start for Taylor.
I personally, I really like Black Manta. I felt like, as far, obviously the Ocean Master is out, but for the the villain in that movie, I loved his whole like armor, his suit. I think his vendetta and his just motive in that movie was fantastic. I love how the actor brought like his skills to the table as Black Manta.
Skills to the table.
skills.
I'll agree. I think the times they had to act were good.
But I mean, like you said, it was between Black Manta and
it's not
Octavia.
really-
No, I just asked who you like more because you'd seen them both.
I really
That's
like
what I just
Octavia
asked.
because again, that completely caught me off guard. I was not expecting, that to be Dr. Octopus.
Yeah.
So the
But
surprise
between
effect is what's gonna carry her?
Well,
Wow.
no, between two
Shocked you?
creatures of the deep,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Black Manta.
I don't think Octavia is a creature of the deep.
You did bring up a good point there about her like screen time though, because it's that big surprise she's fun, but then she after that goes away for a long time in Spider-Verse.
It's true.
That's the one thing.
It's true.
It's tough because like
Black Manta's at the bottom of my list. I think following that would be Dryden Voss.
Yeah.
Taylor, you made a great point, but I think he would be the bottom of the barrel in terms of what's left here, with the exception of
Really?
Black Manta.
I think the same
I
thing
don't
is
know.
screen time again for me as well. I think he's good, but it's
Yeah, like
not
if he
enough.
was in that movie more, I think he could have easily been higher
Yeah, no,
because
I
the
agree
acting
with that.
was obviously great.
Yeah.
And I think he had the great look, but and like what you said, like when the scenes he is in, he's good, but it's just I don't know, it wasn't enough for me personally.
I can second both. Actually, I can't second Manic. I haven't seen it, but I can second Boss.
I'll put up my hand up to kick Voss if that's what we're going.
I really liked him in that movie, but like you guys said, with the screen time, it's hard to justify.
We're getting rid of boss.
Voss, do you want to get rid of him, Jessica?
I'm glad you made the list.
I watched the movie twice this week.
Ooh.
This week. I
Wow,
watched Overlord
that
last
is-
night, by the way,
Did you like it?
Where did you watch it?
on some my buddy Cam.
Okay.
My buddy Cam brought it to me.
From Russia.
From Russia.
This
So you
was-
guys, is it the same cat?
It was a scratch
See,
copy.
See,
It was kind of
I haven't met Cam yet.
I have not seen the last 10 minutes though. I think I'm
No.
gonna finish it tonight.
You like it so far?
You couldn't finish 10 minutes for this?
Yeah, dude.
You wouldn't have the vote. So now we go to the thing that we all should vote for who we get rid of because we have 4. We just need 3 more.
You guys know what my vote is.
I wanted to watch it in the good quality.
Okay, and
1 for Octavia.
This is for Skip?
this is for a takeout, yeah. Kirkland, what would you vote?
Well, it's tough because I can't vote for Shape because I haven't seen that movie. How do you guys feel?
You
for
can
that?
just not vote then.
What's that?
I'm just... See,
Kirkland could be the tiebreaker if we needed it.
Well, that's from they
Here's the
also
thing.
haven't seen Aquaman.
here's the thing for me.
Oh, really? We got some.
For me, I really
Tricky.
want Prowler and Octavia to be in there, and then between Black Man and Shape, I don't care, but I also haven't seen either of those.
Yeah.
So I'm just not gonna vote at all, and...
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. Wait, so who has seen all 3 of these? Me, Travis, and Taylor?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Well, then you're the deciding factor potentially, unless you vote for one of the other ones.
I'm not gonna be a bitch and do that.
Which one have you not seen, Jessica? Aquaman?
I haven't seen either of them actually.
You haven't seen Spider-Verse?
No,
You haven't seen Halloween?
No.
Oh, wow.
I will regretfully vote Black Man.
No!
And I love
You sound
that.
like he did it when his father died.
He's like,
Not my father.
You're like
plus I owe one to Dylan for David last year. So.
Yeah, seriously. Due diligence.
They're both. I honestly love them equally because they got cool looks. I just go for it was a surprise, but just that moment of Octavia in the theater was like just such a oh my goodness. For Black Man,
That's so cool.
I think he has better things to come in the future. I think Aquaman 2, when he gets to be just the main guy, he could really hope, or it'll go down. He won't even be a contender. But all right, so what do we got for villains? Read these bad.
We got Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger. Yeah. We got Josh Brolin as Thanos. Not sure the actress' name, Octavia.
Yeah.
We got
Catherine
not sure the
Hahn.
actor's name, Prowler.
Mahershala Ali.
Ultimate Prowler, come on.
And then we have the CGI villain, The Shape from Halloween.
Oh, it's a CGI villain?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Wow, Michael really slid in there with not much conversation.
I know, right?
That's what he does. Like, he can be out the window right
Yeah.
now. We wouldn't know.
You be in the doorway.
Alright,
could be in this
so
very room.
let's see what is next. I believe, you get your notes right, I believe it's best scene. Yeah, best scene.
Ooh.
So let me pull up what we had in previous years while you guys get that ready. So best scene in 2016 was the nominees were Deadpool highway scene, Vader and Rogue One hallway, Civil War airport, the sausage party orgy scene, and then Magneto's family getting killed in an apocalypse.
Oh, Magneto, my heart
Of
goes
course, yeah. And then best scene last year.
The car scene.
Here we go. It was the car scene with Michael Keaton, Vulture, Spider-Man Homecoming.
Fair, car scene.
Yondu's death. We're spoiling movies just every decade now. The Well House. So it's just that whole sequence of him coming out of the fridge and chasing kids, whatnot. Something bad happening to Logan at the end of the movie.
Ooh.
And then the throne room scene in Last Jedi. Those were the nominees the previous 2 years. What do we got this year? I'm going to start with Thor landing that sick ass in Wakanda. Just that moment's a build up. You see the lightning come down. It's him with Rocket and Groot. And it's just, and the OG Avengers theme he was playing. And he's spraying me Thanos and he jumps, he turns into God mode.
He's got his new weapon.
I just remember being like, my fan was going like, oh, Thanos is done. He's dying. I didn't even think about part 2. Like, oh, it's it. You can't stop this guy. But he didn't go for the head. So that's my first scene is Thor arriving in Wakanda.
Yeah.
I'll second that.
The Wakanda entrance. For himself.
This probably won't make a list or get the votes, but I'm just gonna throw it out there because it's one of my favorite scenes in Infinity War is when they introduce the Guardians for the first time, and it just shows space, and it has.
So it's the very first scene of the film.
So Guardian.
Not the very
No,
first.
not the very first scene.
It's like 25
Tyler.
minutes in. It's like 25 minutes in.
Is it? Like,
Have you seen the first one? I thought we watched
He's watched scenes like I have.
So for Briggs, it's the beginning. He starts with Guardians and works his way.
The first thing for me was the national anthem because I saw it in India.
oh yeah, I forgot about
Yeah, the first scene is
I
Thanos
remember
taking
now.
half of Thor's people, which is so
Yeah.
cruel because then also half those people got halved again. The director said that, so they got quartered.
Start that again?
So you know when they go to Thor's ship and he said they killed half his people,
Yeah.
when he snapped, those half people also got
Also,
half
every
again.
planet that he went to individually before he did Infinity Stones and killed half
Got
the
half.
population.
Yeah.
They all
And
got
dogs
shit.
and cows, everything.
You can see why his planet
You know,
Jazz.
what
Yeah, every living creature was half.
What about like insects and stuff?
Yeah.
Every living creature.
Yeah,
Because I feel like that would just immediately destroy like
Dude,
the
the
significant
bees.
amount of ecosystem.
Well, yeah, he's a
would.
hypocrite.
What about vegetation?
Briggs, there's a long list of problems with Thanos' plan.
Yeah, that's why he's back.
If we want to make a list of best Thanos mistake, we can probably do that.
We'll do that after Endgame. Alright, so
I have.
I'll know back yours, Kirk.
Yeah, that's fair.
I totally don't even remember what you.
Honestly, I can't remember that scene off the top of my head.
That's okay.
So
The
I
Man.
didn't think. Yeah,
I guess
I love
that's
the
the one
Rubber
they-
Man song.
They
I love that song.
hit Thor in
It's good.
space, right? And he like lands on their ship, right? And then he hops in.
And it's them singing to the Rubber
Yeah.
Man and
Yeah.
Drax is
And then
I like that scene.
Groot,
I like that scene.
see, I like that scene a lot, but there are like 3 other scenes I like.
I just have no
more
idea
than
what
Infinity
this
War.
list is gonna be because this is
Yeah.
this is a hard one always. It's hard to remember specific things.
Yeah. I can't.
Sorry,
do it. I
sorry,
have more
Kirk,
than
that's
enough
right.
that
That's all right.
I
Thanks for
prefer.
trying.
I will throw out the snap.
Yeah, I have that.
Yeah,
I
I
feel
like
so
the
good.
gold-
Yeah.
Made me cry watching Spider-Man
Chris
fade
Hemsworth
away.
Like actually, yeah.
I like.
I thought you were saying another scene while Tim was pitching.
Well, it is a snap, but I would say like I like
That's
the sort of the Thanos getting the final stone and then his confrontation with Thor, rather than what happens after the snap.
I think we can
it
lock
build up
that all
to the snap.
together.
But yeah, I would say like
Yeah.
you can just as the snap in general, but
Oh,
You could put like post Thanos in Wakanda, just so the last 20 minutes of the movie. But whatever, it's one scene. Yeah, I don't feel so good. Like that's the line that broke everyone's heart. Tom Holland did a great job. We didn't talk about them all.
Getting
But
chills. Right
Since
now,
we're-
just thinking about it.
just I think we can
Steve?
throw out Infinity War scenes
All
right
Infinity
now.
War ones. Throw
I
out.
think the fight on Titan, not like the entire fight, but as the Avengers start getting the upper hand, and then that sort of as it slowly falls apart for them.
and then the Gamora reveal.
Yeah,
bunch of Doctor Stranges.
So yeah,
Oh yeah.
as they're like
Wait.
tying, basically as they're from when they start tying down Thanos to Thanos breaking free and just absolutely destroying them.
I hope they remember you stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
They had the gauntlet off. Come on.
Oh, I hate.
It was
that.
off. It was off.
You hold on to
didn't
it.
have it. And that just that
So,
reaction.
I'd
And
say
then he just like
Titan
smack. He doesn't even have the gauntlet on his hand. He just like smacks
It's
Spider-Man
just
with
on
the
his
gauntlet.
fingers. It's
Yeah.
so frustrating when you see it.
It's every time.
Fucking Star Lord. That's why you didn't make him some best supporting, you bastard.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Taylor.
I was just gonna throw something out to get us off of this Infinity War.
I have one more Infinity War.
I want to. Let's just get all the Infinity Wars.
I will say that the one I'm going to mention is probably below all these, but I'll throw it there anyway. It's the scene when it's revealed that Thanos already has like the power. I think it's the Power Stone, the red
The
one.
reality one? The reality stone?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, yeah.
I was,
And then
I was just gonna
and then
say
he-
that
Tears are
scene.
not for him.
Yeah, he turns Mantis into like a little like
that.
Chinese finger trap, and then
I'm totally
directs
backing
him
that
power
one.
wrong.
Yeah, I'll
Because
back
they
that.
think that they kill. Oh,
Chris Pratt whips out the gun. It's just shooting
I
bullets.
think that was that.
And then it reveals that Gamora
Yeah.
is gone at that point, and then he.
Yeah.
We just
Yeah.
need like a best scenes and then like a best Infinity War.
I think
actually.
Yeah, just
No,
the
I'm
Chris
100%
Pratt
with that.
and Thanos like
and
confrontation
forth, yeah.
there was so good.
It's a big emotional point in the movie.
All right, Taylor, you go because I have no. Well, let's say I have Infinity War. I got no more. I try to keep it just to two.
I probably could, but I think I'm
Do you have
good.
any other
too.
Infinity War ones first?
No,
Okay,
definitely
sweet.
not.
I think that's
Wow.
Infinity War.
They're all good
I
scenes.
definitely did not like that.
Hater, hater.
I did not watch the whole movie.
You didn't have a single scene from Infinity War?
No, I did. Mine was Thor landing in Wakanda. That was my number one, and I didn't want to put any more from
Man,
Infinity
you
War.
guys have been dropping mad spoils with that number one, but you know.
I just need to get my man Hereditary in there.
Well, the opening sequence to Bumblebee when they're on Cybertron in their Gen 1 Transformer forms it does so much justice. It's fucking
I
outstanding.
like that scene, but I'm not gonna vote it.
What? You got Soundwave, you got Starscream,
I'm the same.
Shockwave.
I'm the
Oh my god, it was
Like,
so
it was good.
it's cool, but not
but-
enough.
Those old school sound effects kick in and the Transformers
But we need to vote
transforming.
5, and I already have like winners in my mind, and there's already like
And
4
that's
winners
not one.
on there, and they're all from
Oh.
Infinity War.
Okay, so
Okay.
it has been snubbed a lot. We keep throwing up and against taking out, but I think probably maybe the funniest scene of the year, the X-Force death scene.
Oh,
with
yeah,
all of
yeah.
them go,
Oh,
I
fuck
watched
yeah.
that again today.
Double vote.
X-Force, Peter, and then Brad Pitt's cameo. Like, there's just so much good stuff in there. The wind, all of it. So I would throw X-Force
Yeah,
death
yeah.
scene. Yeah, I think it's
100%.
especially too. They did not spoil it. The marketing, you're just seeing like, oh, they're gonna be in this movie for
Yeah.
most of it, and just in a matter of
was so
5 minutes,
well done.
all gone.
Yeah.
So
They
great
executed that
scene.
phenomenally.
X-Force.
Um,
Spider-Verse Collider, the ending. When they're trying to shut down the machine, I just put that in there. Austin might talk about when we do best visuals, but just visually, that scene is crazy. You great moments of Nicolas Cage being like, I don't know what this is, but I'm taking with me the Rubik's Cube, and you can put this in your pocket. And he says, that's all, folks. Can we legally say that? Like, I think there's good humor in there, but just the stuff while he's fighting Kingpin that's going on in the backgrounds, how it's changing, is nuts. My mind could not keep up with how crazy the effects were in that scene.
Yeah.
So
and then
like
when he says goodbye to Jake Johnson.
You gotta go, man.
Like,
all I know, you gotta go. Yeah.
Leap of faith.
Leap of faith.
Yeah,
I'll
vote for that. And then, I don't know, I'm gonna say it, probably won't get voted on there, but just like the What's Up Danger scene when he like...
The like becoming Miles, I would put that there.
Yeah? Okay.
I got another
What's Up Danger?
verse scene that I threw in there too.
Becoming Miles?
Becoming Spider-Man.
Becoming.
They call it the Rise Up scene.
I don't remember this.
It's when he first
Who's
becomes...
they?
What? The directors.
Oh.
When he gets the suit, he spray paints it, and he's on the building, and he's sitting there, and then that great shot when he jumps and he's falling down, and then the camera flips and he's rising up. It's like, and because the script is online, they released the whole entire thing, and when he jumps off the wall, the reason the glass sticks is because he's still a little scared, and he jumps and he doesn't know if he's gonna make it, so that's why the glass still comes with him. But then when he's going, he realizes that he's Spider-Man now. So. Yeah.
I'm gonna throw out the scene where Miles is in his uncle's place and Prowler shows up. I think that whole scene just had me on the edge of my seat with
Prowler
the score kicking in. Yeah, that was it's so cool when he's sneaking around and then you obviously find out who he is.
I'm gonna.
I'll agree.
I'll bet.
This is gonna be huge. Like,
this happened last year though.
I know. I'm gonna shout out the fight scene at Aunt May's house. That was one of my favorite scenes of the entire movie.
I like it, but I won't.
It was like a classic Spider-Man thing. Like, it's just so outrageous.
Yeah, that one's...
Yeah, but there's so many different Spider-Man.
I know.
So...
I think
I
the ones
can't
have
vote
like
for that
emotional
one.
stuff in there.
I don't think I can vote for that one.
I won't vote for that one, yeah. Let's see. Do you guys have any more Spider-Verse ones?
No.
No.
I got Black Panther Killmonger the challenge when they do the actual for the kingdom and just lots of stuff. The reveal. Forrest Whitaker.
I would say like yeah,
and he's like fighting in the water.
Yeah, and he reveals like Forrest Whitaker reveals he kills Dad. He's like, I'll take your boat, but he kills him and he throws him just like that meme of is this your king? Like I think that's great. You just see the build up and you get to see shades of Killmonger not being a monster because he's like I had to kill people I loved, I had to kill my brothers, my sisters, just so I could kill you. And Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B.
I would say also with Black Panther the throne room one where where Killmonger's saying like ask my name. And then one of the elders finally asks his name and he just starts popping off.
Well,
like that scene just had so much energy from it, and just like the music kicks in, and he's just like brings up the challenge, and it's just like oh my goodness.
I would go no, just because I link it close enough to that. I think it's close enough to be around, but if anyone else wants to back it, they can. But
no for me.
No
for me, dog.
Sure, we will
Definitely
delete
the
that.
scene from Black Panther where after the whole fight happens and he's dying and he shows him like the compassion and takes him out to the cliff to show him the sunset. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I thought that was a pretty good kind of turn. It goes from being such a like massive fight to having this emotional like you're still my brother kind of thing. So
I'd back it. Yeah, I'd back it. I think we're alone.
I will not.
sounds like it, yeah.
I'm just scared of how big this was.
I know.
I'll throw one out from A Quiet Place, the space shuttle scene where they're going across the bridge. The kid has the space shuttle and it starts lighting up and the monster kills him.
That was a commercial. Like,
But it was a good.
I think the scene in the movie
in the commercial,
itself.
you don't think the kid's gonna die.
Yeah.
So
And
it's
I
a
think
big like surprising moment.
a big part of it wasn't like necessarily the acting itself, but the way they portrayed the film, how they had it completely quiet, so you can't even hear the alarm going off or anything. And I guess it's from the daughter's point of view and everything's quiet, but I just thought the way they kind of introduced the concept of having some scenes where it's completely quiet, and John Krasinski just like freaking out and running, and
I know that scene was great because
the
it
camera
separates the
angles,
expectation.
and,
I would second
and
that.
just the emotional impact of just like holy shit, they just killed this like 5-year-old kid.
Yeah.
In like a brutal like, and it wasn't just like he like scene, like you see the monsters fly into him and just absolutely. So that for me was like such a memorable scene, and I love what they did with having no noise and just like the way they took the camera shots.
I think that the movie took that and did better jobs with that later on in the movie, especially like when Emily Blunt was all alone and she was downstairs, and literally they take that chance for making it pitch quiet, and she obviously looks up the staircase and you see the thing right there, and the music like kicks in, like the sound, not the music, and I feel like that whole sequence of her just trying, she's starting to have like the contractions and just her trying to keep quiet, that whole sequence was just like crazy. And you could even argue that even later when she's like sitting down below in the basement and the water's flooding and the thing comes up through the water, like I feel like there's more scenes that take what the scene that you described and just amplify it even more with the being quiet and then kicking in a bit of.
If
like,
I were to
sound
pick
and
one
such.
scene from the movie, I think it would be one with Emily Blunt, because
Like the birth. Well,
yeah, like that whole sequence that Taylor mentions, because that's pretty close to when she actually gives, like it's all kind of happening at the same time, right?
Literally the
Kind of like
same.
the climax
Yeah.
of the movie. I'd pick something from that segment more, for sure.
I just feel like it's a commercial. It didn't have a dramatic effect for me because I'm like, oh, well, here's that kid's thing going off that I saw in a commercial, and the thing's gonna come out.
Okay.
So.
Nothing for that one.
Sucks.
No love.
I'm gonna
love.
switch gears here since I haven't seen that movie. I'm gonna throw in the Shining scene from Ready Player One.
Mm-hmm.
So that was by far like my favorite scene of the entire movie.
I'll back it with you.
Seek.
Might be the one time that movie shows up here. Who knows?
I'm down.
I think so, yeah.
Might show up again.
Counting victories.
Oh,
Take a
God,
victory.
let's see.
I'll throw the classic car scene.
Yeah.
This is the one where the young woman's head gets knocked off by the light post.
Yes.
That's
The one-
100%
The
bad.
young
In
woman.
Hereditary.
That was.
Yeah, I did not
was
expect
just,
That blew. Like I was like, like when I saw.
I thought she was gonna be like the
holy
main
shit.
character.
I
in the
know.
movie. She's on
Same.
the- And it's like and dead,
Yeah.
and then also,
She
and then
was
just like
It's also
Alex,
just like a brutal scene.
Yeah.
it's
Like,
absolutely
show the head get
just,
taken
and then
out.
Alex Wolff, just like that uncomfortably long shot on his face,
Yeah.
just sitting in
Oh,
the car. He
fuck.
like thinks about looking back and then he doesn't, and it's just like
Yeah, I know we got
And
a
he
lot of
just
scenes,
drives
but it's a
home.
lot.
That, like,
goes to
that was just
Yeah,
else are you gonna do
such
that?
a power, like such a powerful
Maybe call the
scene.
police.
Oh,
you know,
fuck.
maybe,
And then he just goes like.
I'm getting chills thinking about that scene.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
I think
mom to
like thinking about that movie, like there were
Yeah.
so many good scenes that I could have thrown on there, but that is the only one I have from that movie, just because of how phenomenal
pretty
that
touching.
scene
Oh,
is.
The other
fuck,
scene I had from there, I don't know if I get back, but it's the very ending where just shit is going crazy. Because I remember that time when he's looking around, stuff's off.
Is that-
Obviously, it's paired with right when the dad tries to burn the book and he burns that. And it's when Alex Wolff, he gets home and he goes up, he goes into the attic, and just when he hears it like, tss, and you're wondering what it is, and then when he looks up and just the girl, his mom has like the bread cutter and she's just sawing off her own head, and then
How did
like.
she get up there?
What? Well, there's some stuff going on.
I know, but
You're
it's
apparently possessed.
And that was paired with before that happened though, where he was just like,
Fuck.
mom, and she just like jumped out and started chasing him, and she was just like laughing. I think that whole sequence is
Holy
scary.
fuck,
Like,
dude.
So
super
you're
scary.
attached to that sequence. Does that include when she's up in the corner and she's like,
Yeah.
swinging?
Yeah.
Okay, you got my.
Because that's
back.
what starts. He walks in, everything's off.
Okay, she's in the attic and she's just banging her head
Yeah.
like on.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Oh.
And because they do the Conjuring thing where you see her in the corner for like 30 seconds, but they don't make a noise to it. There's not a big like, she's
Yeah.
just up there, and you're like,
It's like you could have missed.
I
it.
think
Yeah,
the
you
best
could.
one was the bedroom one because it's not like visible. You only see like the outline of her arms and her legs. The rest of her is
Yeah.
just dark.
Yeah.
So I think just all that, like I said, that sound for me is never left my mind since I heard that. Because you're trying to, for me, I was just trying to place like, what the fuck could that sound be? And I was not expecting a bread cutter against a woman's throat. And same as the car scene, they're just showing it like go through her, and you're just watching this guy watch his mom decapitate herself,
Yeah.
and you're just like,
Yeah.
I think just like I think just that whole ending just from there.
Yeah, well,
Then even
but-
just like when
When he
he
gets
jumps
out-
out of the window
Oh,
yeah.
and then he gets possessed, and then
Just
it's
creepy.
like it's almost like happy music. And
naked scene.
it's
Yeah.
like that sort of like everything's over and it's like things are looking brighter and things are getting
Mom's
better
body flips
as
up.
as he like goes into the fucking treehouse and it's just so messed up in there. It's like what the fuck?
And the
is
neighbors
happening?
must have been like, fuck, we should have moved a year.
It just
ago.
totally changes like what was this movie? Like I wasn't expecting all these people to be up here.
So I guess I would
Yeah.
say that the Hereditary ending would be the
Yeah,
official.
like
ending
I'd
of
say
that
like
scene.
there's even a scene I remember. I don't know if it was after the dad already died, but they did like not an aerial shot, just like a wide span of like the house, and you could see all the naked people like around the house, but
Yeah.
they don't like actually like exemplify it. It's just like it's there. You could miss it, I remember I was watching with my dad. He totally missed it. I was like, holy fuck.
Oh, I think I missed that too.
They're just all like
There's
the
a lot of
naked
scenes
people,
just like
all
in the
naked.
attic, where it's just like naked people standing like weird.
Fuck, and they're all smiling.
And
It's like, ugh.
when he's like
like,
walking
oh,
outside, there's just like it's like what is going on?
So that's why I'm nominated. It's Hereditary ending.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fuck, that was
You can gotta rewatch that movie. again.
I'm getting amped just
See,
thinking
I don't
about
want to rewatch it because I'm just gonna be scared again, and
It's stressful. It's stressful.
I don't want that in my life. But it's
I
also
can't-
so
I
good.
catch myself doing that all the time. And I'm just like, oh.
I'm just gonna throw out two here because I'm gonna use the washroom. I'm going with Ralph goes into the comments for the internet, just because that's along with X Force is the scene that I found funny this year.
Uh-huh.
So.
I'll back that.
I could back it.
Especially as what we do here, and just like the Ralph's an idiot, Ralph's plump. Like obviously it's not as lame as that, but it's just like the things they have, just the
Spotlight?
commenters going on. Yeah, just the commenters going off on Ralph. I was just laughing every time one popped up. So I don't know if I'll make it, but I'm happy.
I have a couple more Ralph ones to mention.
I do have
I think
some
the just the series of internet memes that
Yeah,
they're making, I think
Yeah.
is a good
Yeah,
segment.
the internet uploads.
Yeah.
We'll call it.
So that one, and then my other one, which is kind of my favorite one for that movie, is when they go into what's the name of the game, the video game again? Savage.
The road racing one?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
forget.
Savage World or something
Death
like that.
Race or something.
Oh
That's
god,
a
what's it
movie.
It's
called?
not Death. It's not Death
It's a
Race.
trilogy, actually.
Oh no, they made
Yeah,
it
I love it so
online.
much.
He's gonna nominate that.
I think I swear I wrote it somewhere. Anyway, when they go in there and they're like watching these players trying to steal that car, and it's just like the most accurate thing I've ever seen of like gimpy video game characters like lagging out and like just like double jumping accidentally and moving around strangely. I was dying laughing in that scene. I loved it so much. I felt like that was the most accurate I've ever seen a movie be to portray a video game, and that wasn't even like strictly a video game movie. So I love that scene so much.
I would not. I'd back it.
Yeah, I can back that.
I'm ready to throw down the hypocritical card and allow 10 nominees for this one, just because I mean they vote, but it's just I don't know. There's a lot of good stuff, and to narrow this down to 5.
I don't think I have. I think I only have one or two more.
This is my last
I
one.
probably-
I got I think only I don't know. Don't
Slaughter
like back
Race.
me.
Slaughter Race.
But Slaughter Race. Is the sea urchin scene from Aquaman when they're on the boat and it's nighttime and those sea urchins come up, and just because it leads to that shot, which we're probably talking about best visuals, by them jumping down and all of them falling, and when he has the
Oh,
whatever.
fuck, what are they called?
Yeah. There's a trench. There's
Yeah,
a trench. There's, yeah, and then just that whole scene of baiting them and whatnot. So that's
I thought
That was a nice looking shot.
That was
With the
good.
flare.
I'll vote it.
So Flare Aquaman.
sure.
Flare.
Flare it up.
Yeah,
Flare
definitely
Good flare.
I guess I had one for Aquaman as well. It is also from the trailers, but the scene in Italy where they're jumping around the rooftops
On Black
and chasing each
Panther.
other. And
I back it.
What do you say?
He backs you.
Cool. I just thought visually, I mean, it's beautiful. Just
Oh, yeah.
seeing like this Italian sort of
I-
villa place.
I really liked how they showed like Mara, and then it would like pan out to
yeah,
Momoa.
exactly. That scene. It
All
was,
in
it
one
was in the
scene.
trailers,
It
but
was
yeah, that was a really
very
really cool
smooth.
shot.
Yeah.
And just seeing like the roofs like crunching as they're running around, it felt like they were actually like bought out like a block in Italy and were
Yeah.
just totally
No,
destroying it.
I'll back
I
that.
thought that was an awesome scene.
So Italy Aquaman.
And that was kind of the first time you see
Yeah.
Black Manta, I think, really in his full power, like messing
Yeah.
people up.
With the helmet.
Mm-hmm.
They had like the villains were like Power Ranger villains with their suits.
They kind of are.
Yeah.
I think that was everything I had from the best scenes category.
I think I got 3 more.
Fuck, we have so many
I got one more.
Go for it.
I'm gonna say the princess room scene from Wreck-It
Oh,
Ralph.
that's a really
Just
good
all
one.
the princesses, and then they
Do you
just
have
wear their
magical
pajamas,
hair?
and just that whole sequence was just absolutely amazing for me.
Yeah.
Just because it's just so fun to just see them all
Yeah.
being casual.
Even that part at the end where they all work together to
yeah,
like, take out.
it's just like, oh man, it's one of those like fanboy moments. It's just that fan service moment where it's like, you finally have all these characters in one room
Yeah.
together that you just would
They had,
never
like, the
expect
original
to be
voice
together.
actor.
Yeah, they had all the
Yeah.
voice actors for all of
That's
them too,
crazy.
and it's just
That's
like,
awesome.
No, yeah, that was.
Yeah, I
I'll
agree.
back that.
I agree.
Oh, you already wrote it.
I
Perfect.
know, yeah.
Who's got more?
I got 3 more. I feel like they're a long shot, but I mean I got
Let's
to
hear
throw
'em,
them out
let's
there.
hear
I think
Do they involve Volko from fucking Aquaman?
Are you throwing an Overlord scene? Because I could almost put one in there.
And I don't have one, but if you throw one in, I'll back it up.
I mean,
if I know what you're
that's
talking
seen it,
about.
so.
I'm down to have an Overlord.
If you guys make
scene
a
there,
if you guys
might
make a
have seen
case
it.
for it, like
I was gonna throw in Fantastic Beasts when they arrive at Hogwarts. I thought the whole franchise is doing their own thing, but that moment when they're literally like the wizards are showing up at Hogwarts and that score kicks in, I feel like, oh, this is just like that nostalgia's kicking in. I'm loving this feeling right now. It was brief, but it was a fantastic scene. The students poking their heads out of the windows and stuff. Oh, it was so good. It just brought my excitement to peak levels.
Talking about like at the very end.
No, at the beginning when they go there to like discuss with Dumbledore.
Man, I love Hogwarts, but I think all those things in that movie, like they all just felt like fan service to me. It didn't feel like very purposeful, so I think maybe that scene didn't punch me as much as it should have. So I can't back it up, unfortunately. Didn't punch me.
What about the scene in Predator when he pulls out the fucking Tech 9?
Oh, he's in the best GV meme category.
Perfect. Alright. I don't even know.
And what scene are you thinking?
Like another scene?
Those two separate Harry Potter.
Oh, sure. If you have another Harry Potter one,
I do.
Stick with that.
Well, no. The other scene I have is from Solo when they're escaping from Kessel, and they're going through the mall. I think when that original score kicks in, from like the original trilogy, and Han Solo is flying the Millennium Falcon, and they're just dodging it, flying through with the TIE fighters and stuff. Honestly, that Endor theme that kicks in is one of my favorite things, mixed with the Asteroid Field score from Empire Strikes Back, one of my favorite scores of all time. And I just think that, everyone can feel, differently about the movie, and, Henriksen? That's the same.
No, why do you always...
Aldrin
Kensington. Yeah, why do you always add an S-O-N on
His name is never changed.
Here's the reason I'm not voting for it, because I agree with you about whatever you care about the film and whatnot. That ruined the Castle Run for me, because I did not like how they portrayed the Castle Run. It's been talked about for years, and now that is what it is. And I'm like,
really? I felt like that
you
just
could
was
do
fantastic.
so much with the Castle Run, and that's why I actually feel like you should not show it at all, because I feel like
a little underwhelming.
Underwhelming is exactly where.
Oh, I thought it was amazing. The scores are made of.
Yeah, the score's amazing. Yeah.
My
the best score.
My last scene, they've all been duds, but I'm just going for it. Jurassic World 2, I think the opening sequence, just the opening sequence, where it was at nighttime and the crew's there, I think out of any Jurassic Park movie, that did such a good job of portraying a horror, thriller, scary, suspenseful film.
In the mansion? Is this what you're doing?
No. At the beginning.
Don't bring up the
No, not the mansion. When they're at the park at the beginning and the guy's trying to, he's down below and he's opening the gate, it's raining, the T-Rex, it's like lightning out, and the Mosasaur is still down below in the water.
That's like such a Jurassic Park
it was
original.
So good. Yeah, like I loved it.
I'll throw
it out there.
There you go. We'll give you something.
Throw a dog.
I think it's a
take
good
that.
scene.
Any more scenes?
Oh God.
So we have to narrow this down to 5.
We're gonna do it.
Are we?
Yeah, I think we do it.
Well, here's what I'm throwing out.
gonna be the
Here's what I'm throwing out for me.
Is there any more? Let's get that out of the way. Everyone's good?
There's probably some pretty good beast scenes in that.
There's a good Overlord scene.
Yeah, the credits.
That'll be in our own show.
What was the
Maybe
scene?
not when he's interacting
I'd
with
say
them,
like
but
when they first go into the church and he's seeing everything for the first time. I haven't finished it, so I don't know if there's a better one in the last 10 minutes. I doubt it, but
nothing from there.
when they first go into the church, I was just like, what the fuck? And I was so glued into this movie.
Well, there's that, and then there's the scene literally at the beginning when his plane blows up and he's falling, and it's like a 5-minute sequence of him falling and literally explosions. I think cinema visually, that's just absolutely outstanding. Like it was just so crazy.
The copy that Cam gave me wasn't that great, so I was kind of out. I was chopping vegetables during that scene. So.
Any more scenes? No. Yeah, I'm gonna break it down. For me, it's like the car scene and Thor landing Wakanda scene, and then after that, I'm kind of down for whatever because these are all great scenes. I think they all have merit. It's hard for me to argue against anyone's. I just go for Thor and Wakanda just because that's for me the most hype moment of the year. It's just the build.
Yeah, the way I look at it, the red stone reveal. What is that? What's the name of that stone again? Reality Stone and the Titan fight. I think those are all kind of the same as the Thor arriving in Wakanda. It's kind of like a big action scene from that movie. So I'd be down to drop those two bottom ones for the Wakanda scene because we need to simplify this, and I'd be down to get rid of those two personally.
I back that up.
I really
which ones are we getting rid of?
I was thinking the Reality Stone scene and the Titan fight.
The kick?
In favor of those two on top. And who knows what happens to the two on top, but I think get rid of those two on the bottom, personally.
I can... yeah.
One of them. Can you get rid of one of them at least?
I definitely Reality Stone. I didn't even realize that was on the list, so...
Okay.
I will throw it out here, although it will just be a very convoluted... You could... like break it up to animated best scenes and non-animated, but you'd only have kind of Spider-Verse, Ready Player One, and Ralph in animated.
Yeah.
But it would at least break it up into 2 sections.
I
You could
wouldn't
throw
do
in,
that.
you could
No,
throw in
I-
the
I-
Fantastic
Because
Beasts
if
and
there was 5
animated.
movies for animated, sure, but because it's only 3 movies split multiple ways, I wouldn't do it. That's the way I look at it.
For me right now, I feel very strongly about keeping X-Force the death scene.
Yeah,
I agree.
And
I
the
agree.
Prowler apartment scene.
I don't know about the
can't
Prowler.
feel
I
strongly
don't know if
about
it's
that.
strong enough though, because for me, right now my number ones are. It's hard to say, but I really want to keep those top 2 Infinity Wars, the Thor
Oh,
Wakanda
the
entry
snap.
and the snap, because it's just so much like emotional like
Mhm.
punch in the gut, and then the ending to Hereditary. That
I think
whole
that ending to
sequence,
Hereditary
because it was
is
like 110%, just fucking accelerator.
lot.
Like that was like holy shit, I was sweating after that one. And then X-Force, those are. Yeah.
That's
my 4.
I think I entirely agree with what Kirkland
1, 2,
just
3,
said.
4.
I think I
There's
really-
so many good scenes, but it's
Okay, let's try to. We need to kick some stuff off of here. I love Jurassic World as much as the next guy. I think we can get rid of that one.
Can we start with something else?
Sure, I'll get rid of both Aquaman scenes.
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
they're good. They're not nearly as good as some of these other scenes.
That was 3?
Both Aquaman
Enough?
scenes.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll leave Jurassic Park.
Well, he said first.
It'll make it through the first round of cuts.
I think Spider-Verse wise, I'd get rid of the Prowler one in favor of the other
Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I
Honestly, like I love
think that-
Spider-Verse. I think it's a fantastic movie. I don't think any of those scenes are better than a lot of the other ones on here. Actually,
I agree with you, but for right now, since we're doing first round of cuts, I am in favor of cutting Prowler over
you can cut the red stuff.
Really?
over the other ones, just because the Becoming Spider-Man, it just had so many meanings and like hidden.
I think the rising up for
Yeah.
that for Spider-Verse, that's like a number one stay for me.
Yeah, like even over the Collider scene, and that one was so
Yeah, I
like
can admit
visually
that.
striking and everything.
What's up, Nick?
Yeah, X-Force. That was so
I'm
phenomenally
gonna
done.
X-Force, so it's
Yeah.
on mine. for
Okay,
sure.
I'd vote for X.
I
don't want to walk
Everybody but you, my friend.
One.
I'll take one for the team. I didn't
Random
get much.
players.
I didn't get much, fanfare when I mentioned the scene in Wreck-It Ralph from Slaughter Race. So if you guys want to bump that one out, I understand.
I really like.
I love the scene,
Yeah.
but
I know.
Not-
I realize it
not
doesn't have
right
any
up
sort
there.
of emotional impact. It's just like a little kind of funny
Yeah.
thing. So
I would take out every scene from Wreck-It Ralph.
Whoa.
internet uploads.
Yeah.
I will
second
argue against
The princess
the
one?
princess scene, but I can agree with losing the other ones.
I don't think it's a bad scene. It's just there's just so many others that are higher than all the Ralph ones I'd put there. I think both Hereditaries are. If you were talking about Infinity War and potentially people are throwing out 2 Infinity Wars, that's an X-Force lock. Like, I don't know. There's some Spider-Verse, whether it's Rise Up or any of the other ones on there. I just don't see
The
what
bottom
else gonna make it.
The Shining scene from Ready Player One.
I would take that out.
That can go.
I don't have
I-
as much
I
of
loved
a
it so
Shining
much,
connection
but-
as you guys. I'd get rid of that one.
Which one? The Shining?
Yeah.
From Ready Player One, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was a fun Easter egg, but I'll watch The Shining first.
Wait, Jurassic Park
Fair,
got kicked
yeah.
off, right?
Yeah, I'll do that.
No, Jurassic World's still on there.
We're
So.
getting
yeah.
rid of the
It
Shining.
is?
It's still on there.
It's a
Oh.
contender right now.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna erase it anyways, so I mean it gets kicked off later.
Is that the only Black Panther one we have? Is the King?
I really like that scene, the
Yeah.
challenge, yeah.
So are we kicking those Ralphs out of there?
I don't agree that all of them should go.
What about random players?
I'm okay with that going.
Which
Okay,
one's
that
random players?
When the,
Slaughter Race.
the
Oh yeah,
ticket
yeah.
was-
We can kick that out.
I don't know. I don't know that I've laughed as hard as
I think we
watching
sh-
all the internet uploads of like Ralph.
Yeah, I think we get rid of the comments one for Ralph, possibly.
Yeah.
She
I
just
can-
said that and then you.
I
No,
think
she
there were
said the opposite
comments.
Oh,
No, I said the same. That I laughed a lot at this one, so I would keep that over.
That's what I
oh,
find.
the uploads, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think now's the time to maybe get rid of Jurassic World.
I'm down.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Taylor.
But,
It lasted a very long time. It was a great third
That
round
was a good run.
draft.
Yeah. Are we taking off the comments for Ralph?
Yeah, let's get rid of it. We need to simplify our position, guys. It's like a game of
Yeah.
chess, okay?
you
Need
got
trade some
my
rooks.
vote on all the Ralph ones.
What about the head off? Or are we not touching it yet?
I think
I think
that,
it's-
that one I think is like I'm a hard lock on that.
That's a
one,
lot
so
for me.
I
There's
can't-
no scene more shocking than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ending is scary
I
and
think-
disturbing, but that scene you don't see coming a miles away.
Yeah, like I think for like I could argue. I understand if we don't want to take it off right now, but for the ending scene, at that point in the movie, things are already like dialing up towards that.
That's true.
And it's kind of like, obviously it's completely just like balls to the wall of your mind.
Yeah.
Kind of everything just going crazy at that point. But I don't think that's pretty much what makes that scene great. Whereas there's so many aspects of when she just gets her head knocked off. There's so many aspects of the scene because it's like the introduction of like basically the core conflict of the scene is her dying and the conflict it causes with the family. The shock value, the acting from Alex Wolff, the cinematography for it is just absolutely stunning.
Oh, the car scene is just like the initial penetration. This is like the sex. So that's my case.
It's all part of the experience. I say we get rid of the two Ralph ones. I say we get rid of the two Ralph ones, and we get rid of the Titan fight and Reality Stone.
I don't want the princess out.
Okay, well, can we take the internet uploads?
I can agree with internet uploads.
Internet uploads.
Well then, but if you're saying princesses, I back princesses.
I back princesses.
As what, you want to like lock it, is what you're saying?
No, take it out.
I completely understand why it's like...
It's gone.
Yeah.
Now you're not comparing. You want to get rid of the internet uploads?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, the internet uploads is gone, so...
Okay, Reality Stone. Get rid of that. I think these are three better scenes in Infinity War than that.
The Reality Stone, yeah.
Titan fight, I think those are two better scenes in Infinity War. I think we get rid of the Titan fight.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So we got 3 Spider-Verse scenes.
Yeah, I want to get rid of some of them.
I vote with the Collider scene being the one to keep for sure. Not to say it's locked, I guess, but over these two, yeah.
I would take the Prowler.
I'll take the Prowler.
I think the Collider one's the most memorable, and that's worthy of. That's worthy.
I disagree with that. I think the Rising Up one is the most memorable, and I think
you also watched this movie 2 days ago, right?
That's true.
I watched it like 3 months ago, and you had to kind of remind me what happens at the Becoming Spider-Man scene.
Yeah.
And the Prowler apartment, I had to think for a second. So I would get rid of those two and keep the
So
Collider.
hang on, let's just say we can take care of Prowler, because I want to see where Taylor would go between Collider and
I'm taking Prowler.
Becoming Spider.
I vote for Prowler out
for
here.
Prowler out.
Sorry.
Prowler's gone.
But Taylor, what would you prefer for
It's gone too late.
Collider and Becoming Spider-Man if you were to keep one?
This is hard because the one scene I fully remember is the Prowler scene when I saw this movie. I'm trying to remember the
only
other
watched that
scenes.
scene.
I feel like I remember the Collider scene better than I remember the Becoming Spider-Man scene.
What's up, Danger?
That's a no.
So I'd probably keep Collider and boot Becoming Spider.
Becoming Spider.
Yeah, that's what it is. I'm not voting. I can't decide. I'm playing the fifth, so it's uneven number.
Wait, sorry.
I-
What are we doing?
Which
right now?
was
Do you vote to get rid of either of these? Like, I vote to get rid of the Becoming Spider.
Yeah.
Me too.
I disagree.
I disagree.
Let's go.
And you,
Yeah,
I'm
he-
pleading the fifth. No.
He decided not to vote, so it's 3 against 2.
Third.
Oh.
That's why. That's
you,
why I asked
Travis.
Taylor. That's why I asked Taylor.
Man,
you don't
It's-
get a fifth in
man.
this GeekVerse democracy we have.
It's too close for me. I like them both. And I
oh
saw
my goodness.
both reasons why. And if I just throw up a tie, then there's a chance that either of them don't make it on. So it's better one than nothing.
Well, right now it's not necessarily.
I know, but I'm
X-Force
saying
is solid, and then we
X-Force is
have
a lot.
Honestly, now I look at this list that's simplified, I almost feel like X-Force.
I don't think it should be locked in at all.
I feel like
compared to these ones.
I think both
It's already
those
locked.
hereditary
It's already
scenes-
locked.
Yeah,
It
it's
is,
locked,
so-
man. It's-
Man,
We can change stuff.
No.
I'm not changing.
we
it.
can though.
locked.
That's the thing.
You want to change that X-Force scene though?
No, I think it should stay. I don't think
That's
both
fine.
Hereditary scenes should stay. I think just the ending should stay.
I would
Like,
say get rid of the ending scene from Hereditary.
Oh.
I definitely would not get rid of the ending scene from
See,
Hereditary.
it's so hard because you brought up so many good points about how that scene in the car, like it just totally switched the dynamic of that movie.
It sets the pace for the movie.
Yeah, and
it,
so
it
much.
really sets that. It just like
It
completely.
like broke the family apart, right?
I think I'll go with the head off scene because
Like,
I mean,
keeping it or
The car. Oh yeah.
no, I was just saying what was written on the board. I'll keep that one because if you think about it, that is just one scene and it has so much power to it. Whereas the ending, we're kind of bundling like a bunch of so I think you just get rid of that one.
Even with the ending, we could narrow it down to one specific sequence to throw out any part of that ending, one smaller sequence, just like head off.
If we do that though, I think the head off scene is way powerful than any one of those on its own.
I would like to throw out though in this same argument that you guys are saying the same thing for Thanos, like this whole chat beforehand and the snap
That's very
and the fight
true.
with.
Yeah, that's a good point.
No, the snap for me is just the snap and seeing everyone die. For me personally.
Yeah, that's
Well,
me
no,
personally.
because
For me, it's when
Tyler-
Spider-Man is fading away. That's
I
like
go.
that's-
I haven't. Yeah, I don't feel so good.
But then
about
that's
that.
still the equivalent
I'm not
to the
just
Hereditary
Spider-Man.
ending. Then is that what you're saying? Like it's a
Well,
lot bundled in.
Because for me, I have the snap.
the snap is literally he snaps and then everyone dies, and that's like what the
Because
scene
Briggs
is.
wasn't saying that's what the snap was.
For me, my snap is Thanos or Thor finally confronting Thanos at the end, and as Thanos is getting the stone. So, if it's your version of it, I would take it off of there.
See, that's what I mean. So we got to decide.
So we
is
vote
this
on
like
that,
being
yeah.
cut down?
I think Thor and Thanos and their quick little scene is close enough to the snap. It's
Yeah.
literally Thor's hammer is in his stomach
Like,
and he's
like,
snaps.
Dylan, if you're okay with including that and the fading away, all
Yeah.
as one scene, then I'm fine with it.
I'm fine with it.
So we're kicking
So
Hereditary ending.
how many? I vote to kick Hereditary.
I really don't want to kick the ending.
I think
You
we
don't?
I think we
No,
kicked
the
the ending
ending-
and
The kid did so much more than the head off scene.
Wow.
Is it the head off when the mom?
Is Taylor the only one that
No,
feels
it's
that
a
way?
car scene.
Jessica hasn't seen either of those scenes probably.
No.
So it's just between the four of us. Do you guys all where are you guys? Head off scene or the ending?
I was a lot more inclined for the ending, but when you brought up the good points about the car scene, and then also the good point of we kind of ensembled like the last
It's a
half
lot
an
of
hour of that movie. So
Yeah,
I feel
the
like that's a
ending
little
could be
fraudulent. So
quite-
Like I think we get rid of the ending and then we lock
the.
the head off scene.
Yeah.
And then we're
Yeah, I
like
think so.
happy.
Sorry,
I'm
Taylor.
content with that.
Sorry,
I
Taylor.
vote
I'm very
for that.
unhappy with that.
You're kind of good.
I'm very unhappy as well already
And all
with
four
these.
of
You know what? In
Yeah.
worst film,
Yeah, yeah.
it's gonna go great.
Lock it.
Democracy wins.
Okay,
Always.
so we have
We have 2 scenes locked.
two scenes locked, 3 more out of 4.
We've not talked about the Black Panther.
Are we locking
King
the
fight at
snap?
all.
Are we locking the snap or no?
I think my lowest one right now is the Black Panther King fight. Personally,
I thought that was already crossed off.
My lowest
So I
is
would-
the X-Force, but you know, that's.
My lowest is the
Pseudo
king
crossed.
fight. My lowest is the king fight right now.
that or Collider for me. I think the 2 Infinity War ones are strong enough on their own.
I am okay to get rid of one of the Infinity ones just for diversity.
I'd remove the snap just to keep
No,
the
I'm down for that.
No.
I do not want to remove either
No.
of those.
If I had to get rid of
No.
the Infinity War, I'd
I'm
get
with
rid
Tyler.
of
I'm
Thor
with Tyler,
Wakanda.
No,
Moment.
Thor landing Wakanda, literally, that was like the best.
Yeah, but the
moment
snap
of that
has
movie.
changed the internet
Yeah.
as we know it.
Yeah.
That has had
Yeah,
an
do
impact
you know
on human
how
culture.
many videos there are when
Human
Thor is
culture.
landing and it's like the Spider-Man game, there's Thor landing and he's knocking away all the other games like God of War and Battlefront 2 and
I haven't seen it.
oh,
But
Taylor,
I have
no way
seen
am I saying it's a bad
hundreds.
series. I'm just saying that it has tough competition.
The reason I'm still fighting for Black Panther is that's the only one really that has acting going on. That, shock, dramatic, same thing, snap, shock, X-Force, shock value, Spider versus all visuals. This is the only one that's great because
Yeah.
it's the 2 actors going back and forth, whether it's yelling, talking.
I could get rid of the Collider too and be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get rid of Collider.
So that's 3. Does anyone want it back? Collider going away?
I'll vote for it to leave.
Oh.
That's the majority.
Spider-Verse.
Betrayal.
Fuck, dude.
It's the Blade Runner 2049 of the year. Blade Runner, same thing. Had no.
That's
all
so
these
depressing.
nominations, but no best scene.
No, yeah.
It happens.
That
That's
king
five.
fight was that was a tough one. Best scene.
It's always.
King fight just snuck
I
in
always.
there.
like, God, I'm crossed
Like
off.
Black Panther. He was in the tree and you look up and he jumped down.
I always come out of best
He was
scene
like
every
wrong
year
in
just
his-
really upset.
Oh yeah.
Well, because there's always so many scenes that I've come
It's
in
like,
there, and
it's like
like,
when you leave the house and you're like, oh, I definitely locked the door. You get home like a few hours later, it's like, oh shit, the door was
Yeah.
locked the whole time.
Alright, so give me those scenes, baby.
Hereditary.
Head off, actually.
I'm going car
Not the
scene. I'm
ending.
going car scene.
No, you have
car
to write.
scene. No, it's car scene.
Okay.
It's been-
Right, every
Allergic
year needs a
reaction.
car scene.
Allergic reaction.
Deadpool 2 cleaning up the X-Force.
Whoa, whoa,
Wow,
whoa.
what happened to me
Whoa,
in this?
yeah,
What?
he's got the. He's
I'm fired. Go ahead.
I wanted my title of cleaning
Oh,
up the
you go.
X-Force there.
cut the
So I
check.
think
Okay.
Thanos snap. Thanos
I
snap.
already did Taylor.
I find it kind of crazy that we insta-locked X-Force first, honestly.
It's so good,
I know,
though.
no, it's so good, but it's just, out of all of those...
I'm biased because I watched
Races
it
in
earlier
there.
today.
Oh.
Like not the whole movie, but that's particular.
See, I wouldn't have locked X-Force, so.
And the king.
Honestly, in retrospect, I wouldn't have either. I think it was a little.
Really?
It was a little.
I think
Yeah.
that was solid, yeah.
Next up is Thor Wakanda entrance.
I've already told them
We
that.
got
And the Killmonger fight scene, okay.
It was such a good scene,
Alright.
though.
And Killmonger has multiple fight scenes, but the King fight scene.
Now we got best score or soundtrack. This is a thing that happened last year.
Black Panther's on there, right?
We calm down. We whoa. Shit. Where? Hang on.
That's
What's
okay,
the
right?
best score?
Doing your thing.
Soundtrack / score.
We brought up last year for the first time. If I can find what ever living fuck.
Whoa.
Aye, aye, aye.
I can't. I had the page and now it's gone of the nominees from last year. So you know what? I remember it was Thor, it was Blade Runner, it was It, Wonder Woman, and there's something else. I'm trying to take a look, but those are the ones. I'm sorry for the other one that is not getting a
Maybe
shot.
Planet of the Apes or something. I know that was one of the contenders.
War for the Planet of the Apes
That's
was in
Chime.
there for sure.
That chime, baby.
It's a good chime. It fits.
Nope,
It's
not at all.
they use the chime in a bunch of the different tracks as well throughout the
Does
film,
not at all.
and it suits it.
Terrible, kills it.
Alright.
Okay, so you guys can start nominating score because I'm taking
Score Spider-Verse.
100%.
100%.
100%.
Fuck yeah. Sorry.
It's a danger.
It's almost 9. I'm getting a little crazy.
Yeah.
The clock doesn't strike 9.
Taylor with the dance.
Halloween.
100%. I'll back that all day.
Haven't seen it.
Haven't seen it.
But have you listened to it?
I will.
Do they have the original theme? Because I like the original theme.
Let's
Even
get
better.
Oh, even better
Black
than
Panther in there.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, fuck
Yeah, fuck yeah, bud.
Yep.
The BP. Awesome pizza.
I'll say Hereditary.
I agree.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yep.
Nomination
Oh, fuck yeah,
station.
Nomination station.
I'll also throw A Quiet Place out there.
Yep. Big
Yeah,
snap.
I'll
I feel
It
like
actually has a sick
I feel
soundtrack.
like that's really like contradictory.
Yeah, it's very ironic. I
which is
feel.
why it's so good.
A Loud Place.
Oh, that's quite place.
So if you download
That's the name of the album?
Noise.
Yeah.
Infinity War.
Like gets you hung.
Alright, yeah, I'll back Infinity War.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is my last one that isn't on there. I'll say Rick Ralph.
Yeah.
Say
I'll
Rick
agree.
Ralph.
That sounded very
I'll say
strange.
Rick Ralph.
I'll agree. I'll
It
agree.
just fell apart after like partway through. And that's literally my entire list right there, so.
Yeah, my list is much smaller for this one.
No Predator, Jurassic World or
I'm gonna
anything.
throw Bumblebee in there.
Bumblebee.
I haven't seen it, but I have an open mind.
You wouldn't back? I thought you
I have
had
an
an
open
score.
mind.
I like the score, but not the nod.
I'm gonna throw the Predator in there. I think the.
You are throwing it in there.
Oh yeah, I think the original, all those original score moments that are from the original Predator thrown into here that are just redone and just with a modern twist to it were just so fantastic and just carried so much of that passion element that the original Predator had embodied into this score so very well.
Interesting.
I
No.
don't remember.
Can I
it.
substitute
it's
that
an
one?
open
I just think because Halloween does that, what you're describing, I don't think Predator does that. I don't think it's new enough.
I would pick Halloween over
I'd
Predator,
like-
so.
I know you
Briggs, go
I'd
for it.
like to nominate the trailer score from Spider-Man Far From Home.
I'm gonna disagree. He is not eligible. Don't fuck with me, Briggs. It's 9
It's a
o'clock.
sick Spider-Man theme!
But that's 2019.
But the trailer was in 20... Was the trailer in
I'm
2019?
ready to move on.
Trailer wasn't 2019.
Shit! It's double ineligible.
Any more? Any more?
Damn it!
It's a good try.
I wanted that
okay with
one.
this list.
I'm happy with that list.
Are we adding more?
I got nothing else.
I'm fine.
I'm happy.
Let
I
me
was
get
hoping to
everything
keep
I've
that.
got up there, but
I think you should just lock Halloween. So
I'm gonna
I'm
not
gonna disagree with
I'm
that.
gonna
do
disagree.
that.
I would be
What?
with you 100%. But
I'm
I
gonna
think they're gonna.
I
counter
don't
that
think we can
law
vote though.
with a Spider-Man
I have
law.
a
I'm gonna
few
say
things to start
Spider-Man
off
and V
here.
Panther are my insta locks for me personally.
I'm gonna mention this. So I've listened to some of these soundtracks, last few days. Obviously, that's different than the impact with the movie. Well, Spider-Verse and Black Panther, I both enjoyed their soundtracks. When I was watching the movie. However, when I was listening to just Spider-Verse soundtrack on its own this week, I honestly there's a few songs in there. I was like, this is really it's not really my kind of music generally. Rap
You listen
and
to the
rap
score as
genre.
well, though?
Genre. I'm talking just the
Okay.
soundtrack. There was a few songs I had to skip. I was kind of annoyed by a few of the songs. Whereas Black Panther, once again, not my kind of music, but I really like that soundtrack just in and of itself. So from that perspective, I would be okay getting rid of Spider-Verse. So I don't have the score immediately in my head. So
For which
that's
one?
a partial for Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
I'm talking more about the soundtrack,
Well,
not the score.
I listen to the score much more than I listen to the soundtrack, and that's kind of what I'm going off of for Spider-Man or Spider-Verse. That's why I would keep it, because the score was just
soundtrack was
fantastic.
That's a Prowler theme for me. The score is very, very good.
Yeah.
I just think for Spider-Verse for me, I mean, I haven't listened to it outside the movie, but I think just the impact and the energy a lot of the soundtrack brings to the to a lot of the scenes, very exciting and vibrant,
Mhm.
and then also just the score in some of the fight scenes and the Prowler score is just top tier. So I for me, if Spider-Verse doesn't make it on there best scores, I don't care about it anymore.
Throwing out.
Fair enough.
Like all of those ones, I'm pretty open to anything except for like Spider-Verse just has to be on there for me.
Yeah, Spider-Verse, the score is phenomenal. I have the soundtrack and I've been listening to it like non-stop
I'm
since I've
gonna
listened.
download the soundtrack tonight just so I can work out to it.
Yeah, it's got a lot of hip hop and obviously like that's my preferred
It
genre.
just got me so amped throughout the entire film.
So Spider-Man, that's got to be on there for me, and then Black Panther, I'm super biased because it's basically all
I'd be down to
hip-hop,
walk
and I
Black
love it.
Panther.
I'm down with Black Panther.
Score and soundtrack for Black Panther are both really good, so
I would lock that.
I'll lock
Yeah.
the Black Panther.
lock it
So I
out.
only have two on here that I'm the same as you as far as Spider-Verse I want to lock in. They're not
Yeah.
comic book films though, so.
Spider-Verse for the lock.
You said you would
Taylor,
lock
you're
it?
not voting?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, well, that's fine.
I'm looking at the Spider-Verse score right now.
I want Hereditary.
Oh man,
next.
Sunflower.
I think
I think Jerry
love
is that
that
song.
go-to. I think that definitely plays into it. We're talking about the ending, the music that's happening. Lots of time there is quiet in the film, but when there is music, I think it's to me that's next to Tony Collette's acting is the strongest part of the movie. Is the
I've been
score.
promoted to Jessica's position temporarily.
Boom.
Alright,
So I'm.
It comes with a $0 pay.
this is a little, I don't know, this is, like, where we're at here is kind of for me because I
You guys gotta be
haven't
careful.
seen
I have the
Halloween.
pen now, so
Yeah.
the whole
Halloween for me, I'm the same as Taylor. I definitely want that locked.
Oh,
To
I've
me,
listened to that score so many times.
when you're talking about Predator, when you're talking about Jurassic World, when you're talking about even Star Wars, no film has done what Halloween does as far as taking the old stuff and making it sound completely new and updated, unique. Sometimes they'll do a little.
I'll
bit
give you
to
a
it.
different perspective because I mean obviously I know the original theme, but I
Yeah.
don't have all the movies as reference. I listen to Halloween, Quiet Place, and Hereditary, which are all kind of thriller horror type soundtracks. They do a lot of those things. They're trying to build suspense and make you scared and feel weird. And I was a little let down by Halloween's soundtrack just on its own, though I can't remember like when I was watching the movie. I think I thought it was fine, but I would definitely want to keep Hereditary and Quiet Place over Halloween, and I would put Hereditary over Quiet Place. In that, those three are kind of bundled together, sort of in that kind of thriller horror
I'm
category.
fine.
don't know.
I'm fine that possibly. The thing I would honestly bump the most is Ralph in this list. I think Ralph is fine. I think they have music that's kind of nice and quirky, but I don't think it stands out like any of these ones.
Yeah, I think
yeah.
it fit the movie, but it
Yeah.
wasn't like something I'd want to listen to on my own. I would be okay to bump Ralph as
I'll
well.
bump Ralph.
I'll bump it.
Everybody?
Yeah.
Yep.
When it
Ralph
comes
is
to
bumped.
like Hereditary and Quiet Place,
I was trying to draw a straight line. That was the squiggliest line I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
That's
hard.
the least straight line I've ever seen someone
just-
try to
it-
draw.
I'm really nervous. I'm not used to recording podcasts, so I'm like in my heart.
You want to keep the
we have
position?
two more.
it wasn't that long ago that I watched Hereditary, and I honestly don't remember the score at all.
It's kind of got like
For
this
me.
like I don't know how you would describe it. It's kind of like
A lot of just like deep drawn out basses, like really deep drawn out notes.
I think it always
There's a track where
it try to
Eddie
like
Murphy
makes you
sings.
like feel like
Really?
off center.
Yeah.
It really is.
I-
It does a really good job making you feel unsettled at like all times.
Really?
You never
So,
feel like
I
you're
fucking
safe.
believe
For me
that.
here,
You believe me? I'm like, there's a track where Eddie Murphy sings it. Like, really? Like, not joking. I'm like, no. He was a singer back in the day. Party all
so
the
for
time.
me here right now, I have no say in Halloween, but I will say between Hereditary, Quiet Place, and Infinity War, I would bump Infinity War.
I would as well.
I would bump Infinity over Quiet Place, but if Infinity War means that's the only way I keep Halloween, then that's how I will do. Because I like A Quiet Place, I really like the score, but I don't like it as much as Halloween.
So you would get rid of A Quiet Place before Infinity War.
100%, yeah. I think just because there's a few tracks, I think they do some fun stuff with the original music. I think the track, it's called Get the Arm, when he kills Vision, is very powerful.
I have listened to that one before.
It's
It is good.
so good. It's like 5 minutes, but it never stops. It starts being very actiony, and you just have this moment where Thanos has like this theme where he comes in like he's like the Jaws from Shark. It's just, it's fantastic. So for me, I like if I have to get rid of Infinity War for what happened?
You said the Jaws from Shark.
The shark from Jaws. If I have to get rid of Infinity War, I will. I would get rid of Quiet Place because I did listen to it again. I just felt like I didn't remember anything. Hereditary, I didn't have to listen to again. I remembered Halloween. I think it's phenomenal. They just have so many different types of horror music. Quiet Place to me is really good, but
Holy shit.
That's Eddie Murphy.
No, I'm thinking of the fucking mom.
It's the Jaws. The mom, man. My mom was
Just
just.
here's a song.
So that I get because that's what I guess we're doing here. But I will only vote with Infinity War out if that means or I would go Quiet Place, but I need to see where everyone else is landing
Well,
right now. Because this is a political voting.
Once again, it's
I
one of
think-
those scenarios where we can all just vote for one.
I think
Yeah,
for
but I
a
haven't seen
situation
two of
here,
those
though,
movies.
I think we should decide if, like, the people who have seen Halloween, if that's a lock or not.
Me and Taylor lock, but Dylan wouldn't.
Have all four of us have seen all four of these, right?
I
you seen
haven't
Halloween?
seen Halloween,
It's tricky.
which makes it tricky for me. I don't know. I haven't heard it, but I really like horror movie. Like I think horror movie soundtracks are huge. Like it will save or kill a movie.
Of course, because we're in the
and
biggest
so
conundrum.
Need the tritones.
And so
I
I'm really open to having that locked in, even though I can't vote for it personally, but just for so that I have.
Because
I'll say that my
To
case
consider
against
it.
it was because it's similar to Hereditary and Quiet Place, but I felt like it wasn't as strong as either of those two.
Okay.
The only thing it maybe has going for it is, I think, that nostalgia factor of, like, it has that
I don't think it's similar to Quiet Place or Hereditary.
I
I
don't think
think
so.
that it was very reinventive.
Halloween's a lot louder than Hereditary. Hereditary's that
Okay,
like
well, then
quiet.
you can turn your volume down. It's the same.
No, but I think it's just the score for Halloween was completely reinventive, taking the originality of the old ones and bringing something fresh and new. Like
Yeah, I'm not
listening to
comparing
like,
it to the original. I'm comparing it to itself because I don't know the
Well,
original. so-
even as itself, then I still think that it brings a whole new sense of originality and just a modern kind of take to this kind of very like not comparing it to the original, but being a very simple beat and just adding so much more emphasis to the score in general. I think like listening to it so many times, it's just so many moments where it's building up to something very, very not too slow and not too fast, but you can feel something is coming and it's delivering it in a very powerful, impactful way. Not too subtle, not too quiet, but I feel like it really hits home and really strikes at moments that it needs to throughout the score, and really takes a really yeah.
That's the problem with the three of us seen everything. Dylan's least favorite is Halloween. My least favorite is Quiet Place, and yours is Hereditary. So it doesn't solve anything. So if it means for us all to be happy and less happy, I'm down for a group vote and Infinity War out.
I don't
We
want
all-
to though because
I don't want to, but if I want, because if you want to keep Halloween,
do it.
you might need to.
I'll get rid of Infinity
Yeah, but
War.
with Infinity War, you got like Captain America's theme when they show up at the subway train station. You
It's
got
great, but this is what the card's being dealt, Taylor. Well, okay,
I think
I'll put it this way. What would you rather
it
want,
has
Infinity
some
War or
hits,
Halloween?
but it's not consistently.
Why does that
it's
have
not
to be Infinity
amazing
War or Halloween,
100% of the way
Because I
through.
feel like that's what's going to be.
or
I
like
feel
Jessica
like-
Kirkland.
Well, they haven't seen Halloween, seen Leo's Briggs.
I would be on board for
Sorry, Tim.
booting Infinity War.
I didn't do my homework.
Well, we didn't put Halloween.
So we boot Infinity War and keep the other ones.
Yeah.
I'm.
'Cause I feel like I'd take Quiet Place.
I would actually. I could get rid of Quiet Place because I think Hereditary and Halloween. I do think all of those are kind of similar in that just because of the genre, I think is what makes them similar. Whereas I think Hereditary and Halloween actually do something different. Whereas Quiet Place isn't necessarily something new for a type of soundtrack like that. It's just it is really effective for what it's trying to do. But whereas these other ones, I think Infinity War, it's hard to say, right? Because it has like all these characters' themes. And it has like the
It's like
intense
Halloween,
things.
right?
It has the
nostalgia.
emotional stuff. So it just has like a more full resume. Whereas Quiet Place is kind of like one type of music. From what I can recall, I mean, I haven't watched the movie in some time, so it's hard for me to say exactly.
I'm down.
To-
If you're
to-
willing to part with
To
Quiet
look at
Place?
it in another way, I'd be down. I guess for me at least, I'd be down to lock in Hereditary, and then
I am down with that as well.
I'm kind of open to anything for the last three.
I won't lock it in until Dylan locks in, then I get rid of Quiet Place.
Well, if I lock in, I get rid of Quiet Place, it's over, right?
Well, that's I know, but I'm not gonna lock. I'm not gonna vote Hereditary to lock before I know Halloween's locked.
Yeah.
I feel like
Well-
I should just plead fifth for this one because I haven't
I
seen two
think
of
you
those
guys
films.
have.
Okay.
I think that's what happened there.
Okay, good.
But
I don't know, like for me, I don't bother with the score, the soundtrack, or anything. To me, it doesn't matter. No.
Rough.
I
My condolences to you. I'll get rid of Quiet Place.
okay, that's fair. I'm fine with that. Taylor,
Yep,
that's
I
it.
can. I'm on board for that.
Come to an
Okay.
accord.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chord.
All right.
I watch movies with the sound off, so I don't.
I don't actually watch movies, I just listen to them.
Cams
Movies
are
are-
significantly less scary if the sound is off.
It's very true. Or if you're cooking, like when I was watching Overlord last night.
There's a lot
During
of times where
Hereditary,
I'll
there were a
watch
couple
reviews,
times where I was
and
like,
I'll
I need to
be
do
like,
chores
I don't
around
know
the
what
house
you
while
were
watching
talking
this,
about.
just so I
They'll be
can
like,
keep my
that's the
cool.
best score, and I'm
Yes,
like,
they
no
know.
fucking idea.
Yeah, Hereditary is a little intense.
There was a few times watching it, like literally, I was just going on my phone casually, not because I was bored, but like, I had to check some stuff. And,
No,
like,
you didn't!
at the moment,
read those
at the legit moment when I like grabbed my phone and I looked back, Madison didn't see it, but I'm like, holy fuck, because the mom's in the corner.
Yeah.
I put the phone down and I pulled the sheets up, like.
Is that how you put it down?
The thing about horror movies is I always like every single like new camera shot for a horror movie. I'm always looking in the background to see
You
like
have
what they're
to,
sneaking in there, just because we love to sneak in even like things that aren't like they don't like do a reveal for later. Like ooh, there's there the whole time. There's like little Easter eggs they like have in the background.
How do you not like Haunting on Hill House then? That show does that constantly.
I didn't find that at all. With
You
that.
gotta. There's some. Have you ever looked at the article that shows you all the ones you may have missed? And there's like 60 in that show. That never even scare you. It's just like some kid in a fireplace. He's just sitting there for like 20 minutes in the
I'll do the Infinity War thing and watch all the scenes for it.
Oh, right. Here we go. Worst film of the year. You got 3 categories left. Last year's nomination, we brought this in last year, was Death Note, Alien Covenant, Jigsaw, Pirates 5, and Ghost in the Shell. So those were the nominees last year. Fuck them all. This year. I'm going to start off hot. Taylor, I'm really sorry. I know Kirkland's going to back me here. Jurassic World has to be on here. That made me question my life in cinema
I'm putting that
and
on
my love of film. So that's for me, Jurassic
Is there
World.
to be
I
two
can
votes?
allow it.
Okay, there you go.
I'm gonna throw one out here.
These are just
my
the contenders
only
thing.
influence on this list here because I somehow managed to not see like the majority of these bad movies that you guys all talk about. So I got really lucky.
You know?
Yeah.
I got really lucky. But I'm gonna go ahead and say Venom.
I'm gonna disagree.
I'm gonna disagree. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna disagree.
All right.
I would back you. I don't know if anyone else would, but on a rewatch, it really fell for me. It's first one I had a good time.
Watch it.
I did though, because
You don't
all
have to.
these. Yeah, I had enough time to rewatch. It's like, no, this is really bad. So I would, but so I'm with you.
I just could not.
You know, I'll allow it to be on the list. Just like he was allowed to be on the best actor list, I'm gonna allow it.
Okay, boom,
Venom.
Venom.
Okay.
I'll it's tough because I want to put Slenderman on there, but has anyone else?
No, but let's just still throw it. Well, no, I guess.
I was
Well,
gonna
Taylor's
watch
on Taylor's.
I was
Well,
gonna
the thing
watch
is,
it,
though,
wasn't
like,
on Plex.
I think it's fine to put it on because if it ends up being in the top 5, just from lack of other entries.
Hey, if you
I'll
guys
watch
make a
it.
good point,
I'll
for
watch
it.
it
I'm
for the
down
votes.
with it.
It is not a movie.
So
it's just
I,
a collection of scenes.
The only movie
That is a great point.
Characters literally just disappear and they never tell you what
They
happens.
show like the woods.
That's a great argument. If I would back that without having seen it.
You need to watch it. And Taylor was on your list, correct?
Yeah,
There's
I'll
like
take
a
your guys'
meme
word
scene
for
on
it.
there too.
He put it on his list, taking our word for it.
Well, my list is 50-50. 50% of them I have seen and 50 I haven't seen. There's 2 I've seen and 2 I haven't.
What are the 2 you've seen that you'd throw up here?
I would throw
Slenderman.
Cloverfield Paradox and Bandersnatch.
I won't back you on Paradox. I'd back you on Bandersnatch.
Yeah,
Okay. Worst film?
Yeah, I would. I think because it's so different and there's a path people won't, but I would.
I just like it was cool like the first 10 minutes and then honestly I passed out doing it. Madison, we were taking turns. She's like, Taylor, she whipped the remote.
And then
I'm
you
like,
woke up, Madison was in the corner of the
Saw
with the remote. No, his Yu-Gi-Oh cards. No, my cards. Not his girlfriend.
She just throws the Exodia cards in her mouth.
Not the cards, you fucking monsters. Okay, so
I will not back
I don't
on Cloverfield Paradox.
I'm gonna throw one that is named Rampage. The reason I throw it out here is because when you mention that character, this is the reason that's on my list. It's the most forgettable movie of the year. I can tell you almost nothing about that movie, and I saw it like this year. If someone told me like there was like some weird time paradox that happened, and I actually saw that movie like 10 years ago, then I'd be like, oh, I actually believe you. I don't remember anything from that movie. That movie was so bad.
You know what? I
please get it off
enjoyed
the
it.
list.
I managed to enjoy it while I was in the film, but I'll support it on the list.
See, I don't understand that.
See, it wasn't like enjoying it because it was good.
I don't support because I don't think it was bad enough. But
It's like when we watched World of Warcraft and we had a good time.
See, but I didn't have a good time watching movies. I had a good time watching Predator and Venom, which I think are bad movies.
But it also it says something. It says something that it's legit on Taylor's list. Why is it legit on your list for a movie you disliked?
just from what I've seen, like it's a movie I do plan
What do
to
you mean
watch.
when you've seen? What is this? I thought you said you saw it. Oh no, that was bad.
Oh, no.
For what you've seen, okay.
My only point against it is the only point, right? It is so forgettable. I can't tell you anything else about it. It was that bad that I can't tell you anything about it.
But I think there's things that are worse and memorable that doesn't make it better. Like if I got a paper cut and forget, it's not that bad. But if I get a gunshot, I'm gonna remember that. I don't know if this is a gunshot. It's up there, but I don't know if it's a gunshot.
There's 5 worse movies in this category.
Well, is Slenderman on there?
What? No, because no one else.
No, put Slenderman on there.
I want Slenderman
We
on
made
there.
a good. It needs to be there. It is awful.
It's very awesome.
I'm throwing this up. I'm very sorry, Jessica. I'm throwing up that Fantastic Beasts 2.
I'll second it.
I won't.
I have not seen it. So
I haven't seen it, so I'll
I'm not gonna say it's the worst. I don't
Wow.
Here's why.
scary.
I'll give you a quick. I think I have the most amount of points in this category. Here are my reasons. It has like the directing is really poor. There's just like there's characters in scenes that don't make any sense. Like they'll just be standing around for like 5 minutes. You don't understand why they're in the scene in the first place, but they're just there. They don't have any lines. There's no reason for them to be there. Just weird
There's
choices.
one 20
This
minute scene where
Fantastic
all the
Beasts.
characters are in one room just laying out exposition for like 20 minutes of why they're
This is
there.
a true scene.
When one character could have walked up and said, I know the truth, and stopped all the discussions happening. It's very
The
frustrating.
movie just has very poor writing in general.
Johnny Depp's really
between all
bad
the
in it.
characters. Really bad pacing as well. There's
Eddie
just like
Redmayne.
weird jumps of like just stuff happening a lot for 20 minutes and then nothing for like an hour. It just retcons things from Harry Potter and like adds in new things that
That's
are
true.
kind of stupid things. And then I felt like there was just a lot of really useless fan service just shoved in there just to make people, hey, remember this is a Harry Potter movie. Remember that you love these movies.
Like,
remember,
Jessica, didn't it make you
remember why
mad
you gave them
enough?
money?
Did it make you
You
mad
know
enough?
what?
to
I
put it on
can agree with a bunch of things he's saying, but if I agree and it gets put on here, it's not gonna make it off. So I'm not even gonna put it on there to
I
have
have a few more, so there's a
See,
chance.
here's the thing. I don't want it on there because I don't want to have to watch it to vote properly. But I feel like that is a reason to have it on there.
I don't know.
I laid out my points. If you guys don't think that's
I
enough,
mean, I don't know if I can vote properly with this because I haven't seen it, but
fair
Guess
enough.
next year we're gonna have to put the best and worst movies.
Okay, this one none of you have seen. It's called Winchester.
I've seen
I watched it on Netflix. It's considered a horror movie, and it has like a couple tiny little scares in like the first like half an hour, and then nothing throughout the rest of it. Very unaffected. It has some of the worst writing of anyone I've ever seen. Like just characters just like walk into a scene and start talking to each other, and like. There was a couple, I was watching it with Sarah thankfully, I wasn't watching it alone. And there was a couple times where we just had to like pause and like consider what was just said between these characters. It makes no sense whatsoever. The movie kind of just comes across as like an advertisement for Winchester rifles. The plot of the movie is that like all these ghosts in this mansion are here because they're all like people who have died to a Winchester rifle. And every time in the movie this like kind of plot or exposition is said, it's always said with Winchester rifles.
It's
It's
like
like,
a 1-800
he died by
number.
the hand of a Winchester rifle. It's never like he died. He was shot and he took a bullet to the heart. It's always like he died and it was a Winchester rifle. It's just they fucking throw in the word Winchester out there every 2 minutes. God, that movie's awful.
My only backing is I watched half of it and I fell asleep during it, so I think he's
Wow.
pretty valid in it.
You
so.
fell asleep during
Yeah,
it.
that
Would
and
probably be
The
the worst
Grinch.
movie of the year
Put
for
me
me.
sleep.
Is that the one with
Helen Mirren
Yeah.
and Jason Clarke.
I heard it was like based roughly around like true events.
I'm sure it was.
I think it is. It's a really, really bad ad for Winchester rifles.
But like there's like
it's based off
is
of
that the one like the house is all like weird?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And she
Kind
was
of.
building.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
It's pretty bad.
Okay.
Let's see. Now, no one's going to back me up on this except for maybe one of you, but I have a case for it. Incredibles 2. Now, here's my one case. We've already made it here. Do you know how many times Incredibles has come up? Once for Frozone. Okay, Elastigirl wasn't even considered for Best
But how
Actress.
does that make it the worst film?
I'm not done yet. Okay, nothing was mentioned for any of the other side characters. The score, like, it was probably a decent score. No one even considered
It's
it.
just the same.
Mr. Fantastic, Incredible, I mean, not even mentioned at all. But here's the reason for me that it might be the worst movie of the year, is because there has been like 10 years of build-up for this movie for me. I love the movie, the first one, so very much that it was my most anticipated movie for the year. I was super excited for it, and it couldn't have disappointed me more. It was like very, very little expansion on the characters. It didn't feel like the story really progressed anywhere. Like, you know, the entirety of this movie is like 3 days past what happened in the first one. Doesn't feel like it needed to happen at all. Dash is just turned into like comic relief instead of like an interesting character. Violet has like some side story that actually doesn't literally goes nowhere the entire movie. They like pick up with it at the end of the movie with like her and her boyfriend, but it's like nothing actually happened there. They just skipped it. Jack is just like kind of cute and funny, and that's it. And then the two main characters I couldn't care less for. I don't even know who the villain is. Can't even tell you. That movie was so incredibly sad and disappointing for me. It was the movie that made me the most sad this year. I never want to watch it again.
So Dylan's saying we should put it on here because it emotionally scarred him. That's why he's saying. I
think because to me the worst film of 2018 is like it's a category that has many requisites that can make it in there, right? Because that's a very different reason than why I think Rampage is an awful movie.
I would back you because I think it hurt the first one, and I think that is one of the worst things to do.
I'll back it.
Yeah.
Boom.
Awful movie. Not awful, but
that was my goal today, was to get Incredibles 2 on the worst of 2018.
Yeah.
So great that it hasn't been mentioned.
Oh,
you missed the letter.
It doesn't deserve the letter.
No.
Oh, that's the 2. Okay. I thought that was like the L.
I could have made that case for Planet of the Apes slash.
I think you missed the B.
What about the Meg?
I didn't mention it all.
Or fucking love that movie.
The Meg?
It's fine.
I don't think I could put that in. That movie was so good.
It was
entertaining.
Me and Taylor reviewed it. Check it out. It was fine. I wouldn't say it's worse. It was just
great.
There. It's avoiding the water.
Has anyone seen Skyscraper?
It's in China.
No.
I figured it'd be the same as Rampage.
Yeah. I'm throwing up the Predators. Or The Predator.
I'll second it.
It's really poorly made movie too, and the worst thing is like it's super offensive too. Like it's just like there's some fun stuff in there, but it's offensive against women. It's offensive
It is a very regressive movie.
Yeah, it's offensive against people with diseases. Like it's just and mentally like
very
ill
out of
people.
Time. Very out of time.
Yeah, it's.
I'm gonna vote on there. Hopefully it'll bump down Incredibles 2.
Well, there's 6.
There's 6.
100.
Congratulations, Winchester.
And Winchester also got Razzies as well. So
Winchester rifles.
So yeah, Predator's up there. The Predator. That is my list. I had The Nun, but no one else has seen it, and Taylor's not going to back me on that, so...
You know what? I will back you on that.
Oh, wow! What happened? You love that franchise.
I love the franchise, but the Nun, for what... And I even talked... I don't know if you saw my review for it, but I actually kind of bashed on it a little bit.
Ooh. Oh, I'm going to listen to that tomorrow.
No. He didn't bash on it that much. That's the one I gave you shit where, for the first half an hour of your review, you just gave me the whole plot of the movie again.
That's like all of his reviews, though.
But at least usually he'll tell me what he likes or dislikes right off the top. Right? I was like, it was like a mystery box the whole time. I'm like,
the Nun,
does he like the spirit?
Honestly, the way the Nun starts off.
What?
Is that window still open?
Yeah,
I'm a little chilly.
Legit, the Nun though, the first.
I'm not chilly, but my feet are really.
Okay,
that's where it starts, man.
You're
gonna lose consciousness.
My toes are just like they're not having a time.
The only
You might have been the only one that's seen it. What about, how was Goosebumps 2?
Oh, I would definitely. That's the worst movie of the decade, but I will put that. I will put that as
like 2020.
No one's seen that, so it's.
But no one's seen Slender Man.
Me and Kirkland have, and
apparently.
no, I've seen Rampage. I just wouldn't put it up there. Slender Man is abysmal. Slender Man is just an excuse of a movie. Like with half the budget, we could have made a better movie. Like I don't understand it. Check out Kirk and I's review.
With our own budget.
Yeah. Remember the guy with the face and the records? Remember when his face gets all contorted when they're making out?
Yeah, that's what I said. That could be our best meme list.
Stuff. I might watch that tonight because it's so fucking fun. But it's like it's bad. Acting's awful. It's terrible.
The only other one, I had Ready Player One at one point in the year, but I wouldn't put it on there anymore, so just wanted to shout it out there.
Roma? No, I'm joking.
We're not putting Goosebumps 2 on here. I'm kind of surprised.
Have you seen Goosebumps 2?
My sister did, and she's 11 and said it was worse than the first one.
Really?
That's valid. That's valid. 11-year-old said it was.
That's true. I loved everything when I was 11.
Just put it on as a contender at least. Just we didn't have to go through
brackets.
I just want to see it up there. Stop making these movies.
Is what's his face in this one?
Good Jack Black?
Yeah.
Jack
For
Black.
5 minutes. He just
Not a
pops
good year
in.
for Jack Black. Also released a subpar album.
You keep ragging on about
Great
that.
Because that was
That
very
should
sad.
put it up for best score.
Great YouTube.
No, it's bad. I don't want to see it.
No, he pops in for 5 minutes, and the character
Zabriskie
saved the
game.
day, and he's like, "Oh, you did the
gaming
game." He gets
channel
back
on
to his
YouTube.
car and leaves.
Well, I heard
That's
about
legit.
that, but I haven't seen it. It's great.
That's all I have
Have
for
you
worst
seen
movie.
Zabriskie?
No, not yet. Well, I've seen. Does he have any videos on there yet?
Yeah.
Oh.
They're not.
It's
on
his
his
album.
setup. Yeah, it's reviews of himself.
Yeah, 10 out of 10.
He's just reading online reviews.
And have Goosebumps.
I think the only reviews are good. I think it's just like I don't know.
1,
like
2,
it? Not your
3,
flavor?
4,
Not my
5,
flavor.
6, 7, 8. So we're gonna get rid of 3.
Okay.
I'm gonna take off Incredibles 2. That's my
Yeah,
vote.
I'm down for
There were
that.
so many people
of
on
these
there.
that I haven't
Incredibles.
seen.
No, that's not enough. Yeah, that's 3. That's
I will not vote to take it off. It's one of the few I have seen.
I think Venom, I mean, yes, you said the rewatch is not good, but I had enough fun with it the first time.
Yeah, I'm down to take
Honestly,
it off.
from that same logic, I'd keep Predator. Not a great movie, very aggressive. But damn, if me and Kirkland didn't have a great time watching that movie, then
Yeah, we.
I'm down for Venom, but I'm not down for Predator yet. I'm down to keep that.
Venom, we take off.
I'm
Yeah, I'm down to
Take out Venom, yeah.
It just does not. It deserves
Remember,
a
this is a
shout
good
out.
thing for you to get taken off this list movies. If you want.
Yeah, he wanted
Movies, if you want.
Woody Harrelson's like, yes, Carnage, Carnage.
Fuck, I forgot he was even in that.
Take off
Oh, yeah.
Goosebumps because I'm the one that
no.
saw it. I'd say take off
Yeah.
Goosebumps. I just
Yeah,
want it
take
on
off
there so it's up there at
Goosebumps.
some point, but just know it's bad. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we all need to vote for one.
Oh, I think that Incredibles should come off.
I
There was
agree.
3 people that voted to have that.
I haven't seen.
I
two of
say
those,
the
so.
3 of us that did vote for Incredibles stay vote for Rampage.
What does this mean? What are you
I'm
saying?
trying to keep Incredibles 2 on there.
Yeah, me too.
Because you want
Because
Rampage to come
Taylor,
off.
Kurt, but it's a tie, so we'd have to.
I could get rid of none because I haven't seen it. Slenderman.
It's gotta be on.
It sounds
Slenderman
like
has to be.
honestly, you guys have convinced me that it should be on here.
Yeah.
I honestly could take off Jurassic World. So Jurassic World, I never got on the review because these fucking guys did it without me. I'm still salty about that. What I wanted to say about Jurassic World because I wasn't on the review is that
I
it was like
salty
this
about
weird.
that too, actually.
It was fuck those guys, right? It was a weird change up for the
I'm
first
so
one,
pissed.
where it doesn't really feel so much like a sequel to the first Jurassic World. I think they switched up like the design of the characters, and instead of making them like however they were in the first one, they made them like caricatures. Like they made them kind of like just exaggerated versions.
Kirkland's using that for the pause.
But the problem is, I don't think they committed to that fully. It was just like this weird in between. They're like, let's take this direction with the characters. But it felt like that was maybe a decision they made like halfway through production, and so it just like felt like half committed to.
I think they.
I don't think it's the worst movie though.
No, I think they gave it to Chris Pratt's 5-year-old daughter and said, "Write Jurassic World 2." She did it, and they fucking filmed it. So for me, I can't take that off.
I think it's on there, yeah.
That's on there automatically. I would take off Incredibles 2 before Jurassic World because Jurassic World
That's
is
the tiebreaker right there.
abysmal.
He said it. I recorded it.
Well, it's not the tiebreaker yet. I'm down to
I would
something else.
take off the Nun, but I also
I haven't seen it, so it's rough.
The Nun. I don't know. It
Yeah.
was bad.
Taylor doesn't even
It's
like
like
the
there are
Nun.
other movies that I would prefer.
If
to take
Taylor
off.
doesn't like it,
Yeah.
I honestly could.
Like, it's not that I didn't
No,
like it,
it's
it's just
bad,
the fact
it's
that, like,
bad.
they could have done so much more with what made The Nun scary
You
in
can
the
shit
other
on it.
movies.
It's the worst film of 2018.
Well,
ever.
what made The Nun scary that they had in other movies, they had, like, maybe a 10-minute sequence at the beginning of the movie that they did that, and the rest of the movie, there wasn't anything about The Nun that really freaked me out.
Do you think it should be on this list?
I think it should.
Are you that committed to
Incredibles 2 should
Rampage,
be on that
Dylan?
list.
No.
Yeah.
I just want
Incredibles
Incredibles
is
on this
good.
list. I'd give it Rampage
I'd give it
because
Rampage.
it's
But there's a
forgettable.
3-way tie.
It's forgettable, but
Or 2-way.
I honestly just I wish I could say more about Rampage, but I'm not like just playing this up. I can't remember anything about that movie, and I saw it like
And then
4 or
they-
5 months ago.
I think that Rampage can get taken off the list as well. I can also agree with that.
But it
Big
doesn't
whisper.
matter.
Yeah, it's still a.
Rampage.
It doesn't matter. Because
Why?
it's a
3-3?
tie. It's a tie, yeah. So,
So what was it a tie between?
So they're both safe. And we take something
Rampage
else off?
and what else?
incredible.
Keep 6 on there.
I-
6 bad movies.
There are none because only 2 people have seen it.
I don't know how you guys can keep Incredibles on there, honestly.
I know.
I rolled out my case, man. I rolled it out.
I understand
It's only a
you're
very
back
good
in,
case.
but still.
And
I didn't think it was.
That's the most
bad as some of
disappointing
these other-
experience of my entire
Yeah,
life.
but that's not the list. It's not the most disappointing.
I think
experience.
disappointing.
I would say that
disappointing
fits as,
could
like,
make
the
it a
worst
worse
thing of the
movie
year.
for someone.
I
Dylan
disagree.
specifically.
I would disagree.
Also
but
me.
Were you on the review?
I've never been so sad walking out
Yeah.
of a
For the
walking
Incredibles,
out
when
of
you
a,
did get it?
of a movie
I don't
theater.
remember.
He wasn't on there.
Oh, I wasn't on the
You
review.
were me, Travis.
Okay.
As bad as it is, I would probably say we can kick off Incredibles 2 from this list. I think it's a more finely made movie than the rest of these, even if it's disappointing.
With that, I would agree.
yeah,
I do agree with that.
So that's why I think I will.
Still, my least favorite movie of all
I
time.
will throw my support to take Incredibles 2 off the list because I know there's going to be no budging, and if we leave it in
How
the
about-
if we
Just
leave
put
it
an asterisk next to it. Asterisk.
if because the thing is,
How about this? How about this? I'll make you a deal.
Taylor,
Okay, no, you don't.
deal or no deal.
What's the
That
deal?
shows back, by the way.
What's the deal?
If I were
You
to,
suck my dick.
What? No, it's almost off. Just
Yeah, but the
I'm
eye is
just-
still there.
I'm just,
Taylor, why don't you do a deal?
I want to play at the heartstrings here a little bit. If you were to let like J World
Oh no!
Oh,
Don't
this
give
is
him
bullshit.
this.
And I'm gonna back you up on Incredibles.
This is some shady deals
No,
going
no,
on.
no way! No!
way.
That's still a three-way tie though. No, because
No.
me, Kirkland, Jessica's not gonna vote it off. So that's why me, Kirkland, and Jessica would have the power for Incredibles.
Yeah.
And it'd be a three-way tie. Because this is what I played in my mind. I said, because we said the fans, if I put fans on our Facebook page, what was the worst movie of 2018 between Jurassic World or Rampage versus Incredibles 2? Incredibles 2 is not going to win that.
well, the fans aren't 1/6 of the GeekVerse podcast crew members. So.
And I can ask Kyle and he'll be like, Kyle will be like, there's an Incredibles 2.
I made my case.
Okay, so give me those worst films of 2018.
Incredibles 2. 5 times. Slender Man, Rampage, Jurassic World Fallen Quality, The Predators, and The Nun.
Please, everybody, before the awards, watch Slender Man.
I
because
tried
it is
to.
an
It was not
experience.
flex. I swear it was at one point. But
I'm still down
I
for
think it
someone to watch
probably will be at this point.
Why don't we do a watch
I looked
along?
2 days ago.
I'm down to do a watch along. I'm down to do a watch along.
I'd like to watch
I'm down
it.
for a watch along.
Dylan, can you describe the next category? This is a new category, so we got 2 left. This is officially going to be our longest cast, being that 2019 movie preview.
What
Best
about-
year yet.
Did you forget about visual cinematography? Now?
I did, so we still have.
Let's do that one. Let's do that one first.
Yeah.
I didn't bring enough food for this cast.
We're almost done-ish. Half an hour, 45 minutes, maybe an hour.
That's kind of a little short.
Yeah.
Been here since 4 o'clock.
Best visuals and cinematography.
So yeah, kind of a combined category.
Aquaman. I think this word deserves some loves for those visual effects.
I would agree.
Atlantis, that trench thing coming up.
Spider-Man's not like locked solid in this.
Oh, Spider-Man's up there too. We can wrap it.
It's not locked in though. That's what
I think this one is probably a touch simpler.
I think so. Spider-Man. I think Aquaman. Yeah.
I
Hereditary.
can throw Aquaman in there.
Hereditary, I agree.
Hereditary for
Oh,
sure.
Cinematography on
gorgeous.
point.
Infinity War. Thanos.
Yeah, I think we can't not nominate that.
I think Ralph Breaks the Internet for sure.
Incredibles 2 on there.
Yeah, no, if we didn't just talk about it, you would
I think Black
Guaranteed.
Panther. Black Panther we can throw on there.
Yeah, I have Black Panther. Yeah. Wakanda looking
Okay.
great.
Wakanda forever.
Ready Player One.
Yeah.
I'm down.
I like the world scenes.
Yeah.
I like the maybe stories on there, but
Yeah.
visually good movie.
I could agree.
The character detail
Yep.
and the CGI was gorgeous.
I think Ant-Man and the Wasp has some really fun visual stuff as well between, the small dude and the big dude.
Sure, I'll throw
Small
a
big
vote
dude.
there. Yeah, Man Wasp.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
That's all I got.
That's me as well.
A little rush through on this
Yeah,
one, but yeah, this is a new category.
And
Get
please.
lots of love this year.
Fantastic Beasts.
and where to find them.
Yeah, let's do that.
And where to find them.
I can disagree.
I'm not gonna agree.
No.
I played the fifth.
Oh,
Any Rayman touching that fake CGI? No.
that like fire dragon thing.
It's actually real
is
CGI.
That was so good. Bumblebee.
Yeah. But I'm probably the only one. So.
Oof.
I think it's. I think
You're
it's.
supposed to put it on your list.
I really like that movie, Taylor. I did.
Yeah.
I think it's good, but I know it's not gonna be better than any of these. That's why I'm not putting the hand up.
Jurassic World, Fallen King.
Dinosaurs.
There's a couple great. I'll give you that. There's a couple great screenshots, but I'm talking about a full movie here.
That was like
The guy
the
from
saddest
Rampage.
trail log
We're
ever.
talking visuals though, as far as movies go for dinosaurs, they
The dinosaurs.
Market.
I agree.
They own that
Dinosaurs, they
category.
killed it this year. Top 10 dinosaur movies.
And the reason no one puts out any fucking Jurassic other movies, like it's just Jurassic World period, that's it. There's no dinosaur
Jurassic
escape,
Land.
there's no Dino Island,
Escape.
whatever. They tried to rampage and it crashed and burned. I'm done.
I'm done.
I'm done like dinner.
Okay, look at this list. I want to keep Hereditary for the cinematography aspect of it. As we talked about, a lot of those scenes where there's things in the background. But there's also some cool shots of, like, obviously the mom in that movie has, like, these little, like, show homes that she's setting
Yeah.
up. Like,
Yeah, those
interior
are
design.
really
The
cool
way they incorporate that into the story, and there's at one point where it's, like, zoomed in on one of the rooms and it slowly
It's one
zooms.
of,
I think it's, like,
the
opening the
openings.
movie.
Yeah.
And zooms out into, like, the kid's room.
Yeah.
I thought there was a lot of great shots throughout that whole movie.
They had some absolutely phenomenal transitions
Mm-hmm.
in that. Just like a lot of shots of the house, just like at dark, it's like nighttime, and then all of a sudden, spam, daytime.
Yeah.
And it's like the exact same shot. I absolutely love those
I think I
transitions.
might watch this and Slenderman back to back and just
Fuck.
wow.
You're not gonna make it
Which
alive.
one are you going to watch first? Slenderman?
I'll watch them at the same time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm down to lock her
I,
up.
I, I,
yeah, 100% locks.
Boom.
Hereditary in.
My man.
Like, you gotta lock Spider-Verse at the same time.
I-
Oh yeah, 100% lock in Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse.
I think the top.
If it weren't for that frame rate,
I think the top 4 for me are locks. Really locked too. I think Aquaman is visually stunning. I'll point to the scene where what the hell is I point to? Aquaman and Ocean Master when they're fighting the end. Just the armor they had and everything like
I've
that.
seen it in both.
The two people that have seen it are not listening to me, so.
I was listening.
Sorry.
My point for Aquaman, you got the trench, you got Atlantis, but also that scene at the very end with Orm fighting Aquaman on the boat, and just their costumes and just how colorful they were, and just the action and everything like that. I thought it was shot really well, and I think the visuals are good too.
Not yet for me. Not yet.
Not yet for me.
I'd be down to kick Ant-Man. There's some great scenes, but it's not the whole movie.
Definitely knock out Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Ant-Boy.
Ant-Boy.
And boy.
I think Ralph Breaks the Internet. Obviously, animated film can do a lot more than other movies, but I think there was a bunch of amazing shots throughout that movie. It's fun seeing like what that movie depicted as like certain places on the internet that don't actually have a face. You know, I think it was fun to see some of that stuff. And then there's also some great shots like when there's a million Ralphs that accompany to one gigantic Ralph.
Cool, yeah.
Seeing like the different aesthetic of the slaughter race world and all that stuff. That's my case for
Not a lot for me. I don't remember.
I think I agree with all of your points, but I don't know if I would put that under visual cinematography for some reason. So
it's visuals.
I know, but like
That's what I was thinking about Ready Player One as well. Like I enjoyed a lot of the animated parts and things like that. There was a lot of different Easter eggs in it. But is it considered visual / cinematography, or is that just part of animation?
Yeah, that's true. I'm trying to think of things that stand out, and other than like the shiny scene room, how that's shot, the rest of the movie I think is shot pretty just like a big landscape with a bunch of characters. So
I'd be down to take out Ralph and Ready Player One. Those are the two that I would take out.
I
wouldn't get rid of Ralph yet. I'd get rid of Ready Player One.
One point I want to bring up for the Infinity War and Black Panther, I feel like they're kind of similar in a way because they are in Wakanda for a lot of Infinity War, or yeah, at least a good chunk of it. And there's a lot of like, I don't know, I just feel like the visual shots are fairly similar. I feel like I would almost lean for Infinity War because
I would too, because of Thanos.
It's a space. They have a CGI of that character for sure.
So it's basically like Wakanda with the extra.
Not just Thanos, but also his like main squad of all CGI characters that look fantastic throughout the movie, doing their close quarters fights and stuff.
I think Infinity War needs to be on there.
Yeah, I'd love Infinity War.
I wouldn't necessarily say Black Panther needs to not be on there though because of that.
No.
I think like Black Panther, it did a wonderful job of introducing Wakanda with the visuals. It has some beautiful shots. The one that stands out is when they finally show the sunset of the Wakandan sunset to Killmonger. That's a absolutely wonderful.
I forgot
scene.
about that scene.
And just like all the different shots of all the different parts of Wakanda is just absolutely phenomenal.
Not for this though.
And Infinity War, I would say for non-Wakanda things, like there's so many great things. Like when they when they're on the one planet and they're getting the Soul Stone, it's such a cool planet. It's like all these puddles and like it's like the
Red Skull
eclipsed sun or moon in the background. They've got like just like the space scene
and when he makes
Guardians
up in
coming
the water.
upon the crash. When he wakes up in the water,
that's
was it worth it?
Titan, the way they when he used the reality stone, it's like Titan's like all like demolished.
I think Infinity War.
Well, I think Infinity War.
Yeah, Infinity War.
Especially when he goes to elsewhere too.
Yeah. I guess I'm just trying to make the point that just because Infinity War's on there doesn't mean Black Panther should not be on there.
I would think Black Panther is the lowest here.
We
still have Ready Player One on there.
Yeah.
I thought we got rid of that one.
No. I'd be down to take out Ralph.
Two more?
I'm down to take out Ralph. I don't think there's...
The one thing that I can't have, I don't have to say on Aquaman.
I would never keep Black Panther over Aquaman though. I feel like Black Panther.
And I feel like Ralph and Ready Player One.
I haven't seen Ralph, so I can't say on that.
I can definitely like imagine Aquaman having some wonderful visuals.
That's what I'm gonna do from voting.
So I think like this is a tough one.
Aquaman did have like.
I might have to just like abstain from this because it's a really tough one.
Yeah, I am kind of leaning more for Aquaman for a solid lock right now. Not just for like the gorgeous visuals that they had like underwater.
Did you know they recorded the entire movie underwater?
Did they actually?
Yeah.
Did
That's
they go really
visually stunning.
Yeah, even the desert scene underwater.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they just like
Was
convinced the
Eddie
water
Murphy
to
there?
move. So, yeah.
Why didn't I get best soundtrack for that Pimple song?
I forgot.
Ocean.
Yeah, this one's tricky for me because I think Black Panther like visuals is like a lot of things where it's like, the costume design, or like the design of like just the houses and the cultural aspect. I think it did that stuff better than Aquaman did, but Aquaman does have a lot of just like breathtaking shots. It also has like that kind of scene in Italy and the desert scene.
That's what I was gonna say.
It has some more variety to it.
It has the really nice shots underwater, but then they also have like the scene that we talked about in Italy or whatever, and then the other when they go and meet his mother. Fucking, I forget.
Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. that
I did not like that character.
Great.
I think
so.
We're not making progress here.
I'd be
Jessica,
happy
how
to
do
do
you
like
feel
a vote and then just kick off the two with the least votes for this. 'Cause
I
I would vote to keep Black Panther on, but I wouldn't vote to lock it in.
Taylor, you saw what was your between Aqua and Black
It's a very
Panther?
middle-
Because you've
middle.
seen the
I
both.
keep Black Panther. I feel like it was much more colorful. I loved, when his suit is charging up that like retaliation blast, the purple, just so good. And Wakanda.
Killmonger suit too.
Yeah, the Killmonger suit, Wakanda with all of the what's the shield stuff called again? Vibranium. I think it's just so colorful.
That doesn't help because you and Dylan would be more against Black or Aquaman than me and Kirkland are.
Yeah.
I'm for the both. I don't want not want, but for me it's Ready Player One and Ralph. Those are the two. I think Panther and Aquaman both are.
I agree.
I think Vision is from the.
Can we get rid of Ready
costume
Player One? Is that an inclusion?
I feel like I'm more
think
inclined
so.
to do Ralph first, but I don't think it really matters because we need them both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he necessarily I don't see the. I would take Black Panther over Infinity War, but that's locked. I don't see the point in having both of them. Honestly, yes, they're different movies and there's different scenes, but most of the scenes from Wakanda are in Infinity War.
I wouldn't say they're staged in the same.
Well, then there's also
though.
the stuff where the dream sequences look really cool.
That was one point.
You do go to like the ice place, and that's kind of different.
I would say the Wakanda scenes aren't the strongest cinematography points of Infinity War, and then the Wakanda, but they're not staged in the same context, and they're not. They're different from the Wakanda from when you first see Wakanda.
My two highest would be Aquaman and Wreck-It Ralph.
I guess we should do that. Do highest and see what's points left.
So
just because we keep everyone.
Vote your two lowest, sort of thing.
Yeah. So I'm. What am I? I'm Player One and Ralph. Those are my two lowest.
I'm with Travis.
I'm Black Panther and Ready Player One.
I'm Ready Player One and Ralph.
Taylor?
Aquaman and Ralph.
Oh,
To kick
Ralphie.
off. You're kicking off Aquaman and Ralph.
Yeah. Okay.
And Jessica?
I
It looks pretty different.
I mean,
She puts 2 points on Black Panther.
It's still a little
I would go to Aquaman, but I haven't seen it and doesn't make it over.
Okay.
Okay. So there you go.
Ralph. Nerd.
Got him.
They made Best Picture. We got that.
This is true.
Aquaman needs.
Aquaman needs some love.
Yeah.
Volko didn't make it through.
Nudist.
He drowned.
Alright, Aquaman, BP, Infinity War,
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse, and Hunter.
Oh god, he was too!
Okay.
Yeah, that's. Have you seen Aquaman?
Hell yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. You literally have that scene in the movie too.
Dylan, you want to explain
I
what
know
this
that
new,
you got
you
on.
want to explain what this new category is? Is this
Yeah.
kind of more personalized? I'm sure
Yeah,
you
this
all
one is more for fun. This one also could be pretty wild. I don't know what's going to be in here. This is the best GV meme, best GV moment. So just like, I don't know, some funny like recurring joke or just some meme moment from a movie, something goofy. So I think the reason this vote comes up is last year.
Controversial last year.
What's that?
It was controversial.
Yeah, last year there was something that was maybe coming up for best scene, but while it doesn't quite fit in there, there's that scene from
Kong Skull Island.
Kong Skull Island where Tom Hiddleston has this gas mask on, he has his samurai sword, and he's just slashing a bunch of bats. And like, I think a lot of us were really emotionally distraught that didn't get any love.
Raccoon.
And the raccoon scene from Sandy Wexler where Adam Sandler just destroys this raccoon. And it's like, these things, like, I don't know, do they fit in best scene?
No.
I don't think so, but they still, like, we still want some recognition for them.
Yeah.
So we've created this category. I'm going to start off with the Predator walk.
Yeah, I have that. Yeah.
You know, the gangster whipping out the gun, fucking the tech
Are those linked together? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
that's kind of just the Predator walk. Yeah.
The Tech 9.
I got the beard from Tomb Raider.
Yeah. Oh, the wig.
The wig. Oh, the wig. from
Whose
Tomb-
wig was it, Fike?
Yeah, the wig.
Sacrifice one.
I'd give one life for a billion. Check out our Tomb Raider review for that nonsense. And then the other wig from Venom as well with what's his
Woody
name there?
Harrelson?
From Woody Harrelson.
Oh,
that
yeah.
was, that was tough to watch, and just him being like, "There's going to be carnage," and it was just a scary scene overall.
Something that honestly I kind of forgot about until tonight, but Taylor reminded me. Is some of that shit from Mom and Dad with Nick
that's
Cage
what I'm
screaming
talking
anal beads and dildos?
100% sex. That's mine. And again,
Just put Nick Cage, Mom and Dad, just like all over.
Nick
it.
Cage compilation of him.
Have you ever seen sex? I know anal beads is the standout of that movie. Anal beads.
what about the
He's
end
like
though? Like
flips,
with the
destroys the
grandma
billiard
in the
table.
car. You remember that?
I don't think the grandma's car is as strong. I feel like we refer to it 100% sex or anal beads.
I think when he's in the basement just destroying every single item in that room. That movie's great.
What about when he looks at his son and he's like, "If you ever touch my car again, I'll fucking kill you." It's so good.
Have you rewatched that movie a couple times?
No, I need to.
I need to watch
I
that.
just got it because that was like the first
I
movie of the
wanna
year.
watch this.
It's
I've never
on
heard of it
Netflix.
before.
It's on Netflix now.
I think it's a
You're
Netflix
right.
original,
Yeah.
or not original.
No,
First one.
I need to watch this.
Yeah, it's on
What
YouTube.
genre movie is this?
It's
like
horror.
a- it's like a horror.
Horror
I'd say more
sci-fi.
thriller, yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
You can on YouTube.
It's great. It's great.
But we did a commentary track. You can't find it on podcast. YouTube, they took it down because
They took it down.
Yeah, they're allowed to. There was too much audio from the movie, but I didn't care.
Nick Cage, Mom and Dad.
So just Mom and Dad.
Yeah, why not?
Alright.
It doesn't even say scene. It says meme, right? So we don't have to be specific.
Yeah.
Now, this one might be controversial because it originated in 2017, but it was more perpetuated in 2018. Superman! I feel like
I
we
think
brought.
that's just you and me.
I think we brought that one up a lot. Is it just you and me?
Yeah, it is. When you use that as an example, I'm like, I don't think anyone gets this.
Damn. Okay, another one wasn't from a movie this year, but was a reoccurring thing. Is Back to Formula. I think that one came up a lot. It was a reoccurring joke. I don't know. This category has a lot of constraints to it and stuff, but I don't know. I thought that was a fun thing that we brought up.
Well,
sometimes.
I feel like what Cut the Check then kind of popped up this year,
Yeah,
didn't
that's
it?
what
For
I
the Marvel
thought.
retro.
Well, I think if we're just going stuff that we talk about the most, delete the tweets is the biggest one.
Yeah,
Basically.
that's a big
You
one.
could just put James Gunn as and he can win that award, and I'll tweet him and be like, hey, you won this award. So I think delete the tweets.
Yeah, hashtag delete the tweets.
Yeah, I think that's one.
Let's see if I had any more on my list here.
This might be a 5 and done. I'm trying to.
So these aren't like moments; these are just memes.
I guess
developed.
yeah, they are now. They are now.
Yeah. Was that "Help Me Out, Big Guy" thing that made you die laughing this year?
Yeah, but that was just like the one time we never referred back to it.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think enough people know about it. Marvel retrospective, check it out.
I mean, would you put the cut the check? I wasn't on that, but you guys say it every fucking cast, so.
I think it's just like an ending. I don't think we meme enough now about it, but that's my 2
I
cents.
think
Yeah.
it's. Oh,
I don't think it's a meme.
Well, I wouldn't say any of these are memes either, though.
We got 2 weeks.
I
on there.
think
I did say best GV moment slash GV moment slash meme.
Yeah,
So it's not just me.
I
It's
like
not
to
strictly
delete the
meme.
tweets like as a running joke. Cut the check is something we say seriously though.
Yeah.
You know, it's
What do
like
you
so
mean?
like it's a genuine like thing that we.
It's also just an
consider.
outro.
Yeah.
what is it you say? Like potatoes? You say something like.
Potatoes,
Yeah.
little national
Oh,
stick.
I feel like
Potatoes.
that's something.
I can't go that
I
way.
think I've been saying that.
Yeah.
I
I can't go that
I think
way.
I've
That's
been.
a good. That's gonna be on
I
there.
can't go that way.
I'll take that.
You know, it's not here, but I wanted to do a thing for 2019 is hashtag beat the beast from Glass. I just thought that's
What is that?
Not aware of it.
Can you explain that to me?
Because
Obviously, that's
in
not-
Glass, the beast was like, you
I watched this
can't
movie
beat.
like last week.
He's like, you can't beat the beast, and I just thought it was like beat the beast. Like you could like hashtag beat the beast could be a thing.
You could, but I think you
If
have
that's
to do that
similar
right
to
away.
me. I know exactly.
It's
but
too late.
I'm just
Internet culture. Things.
I'm just saying, you know, in the
It is.
future it might be a thing.
Interesting.
If there's a relevant situation that comes up,
You'll slowly bring it up over the next like few months,
I'm
and
just gonna force it.
You'll pay me off.
I'm just gonna start wearing
He's trying
shirts.
to
Hashtag
beat the beast.
Hashtag I lost her.
If I hold my title against Ruben, I'll get a shirt. You can't beat the beast.
Whose boat was it? It was 2017.
Yeah, that was
or
a while ago.
2018.
Plus, we
Oh.
should put that on there, especially with the news that came out a few days ago.
I'll be honest, I had none of these, like nothing listed originally for these. I just didn't like. There's nothing that stood out
You
to
and
me
Jessica
for
were
this.
going on the cast for quite a while.
I was. I didn't.
I also don't think you listened to the podcast, so it might be hard to pick some of these things out.
It's true.
It's important if you. hear
I
these
think
things
that's a
again.
good list.
Yeah.
Are we
I
cutting it
do
down to
know.
Just
5?
Nick Cage.
I
Well,
feel like
you gotta specify mom and dad for Nick Cage there. You know, Nick Cage in Spider-Verse, great.
Nick Cage just in general, he's just a meme.
Right.
No, right
You
down
could
home.
probably cut out Venom's wig. I feel like I had the biggest
Tail
problem with
beads.
Venom's
Yeah, I
wig.
wouldn't say it's much of a meme thing.
No.
Just like it, you just don't like.
But
you
on
just
the
don't
Venom
wanna see
review,
it.
we talked about a lot. But other than that, didn't
I think for me,
care.
more the Venom was just like when he was freaking out in his apartment. Like I think that was a more
That
iconic,
was great.
like
Oh.
GV meme moment.
Eating those tots.
Eating
We
those.
don't have like.
Just for
Like,
example.
there was definitely a lot more like the Bat Cave last year too. I think that was last year.
Batcave?
When the kid like falls into the hole and
The
then
dream
like all the
sequence.
bats
That was
flying.
2 years ago now,
That-
2016.
that one.
Nice.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
They yeah.
Yeah.
that one for a while too.
I think Venom wig we can get rid of.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah, and then we have 5.
I just
It
don't.
works out.
I don't even understand these.
I'm
things.
glad I
You
didn't. I didn't
You don't
notice
know
it.
the. Were you not there for Tomb Raider?
No.
Have you seen that movie?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Watch that movie, and there's one character that has a wig. Okay, and at some point it's gonna click in that this character has a wig because it's not immediately noticeable. But once you notice it, the movie changes forever. It's not the same thing anymore. It's more just like whenever that character's on screen, you just die laughing.
The good thing is there's a DVD out, so I'll be able in the montage to put in there, and you'll get to see what we're
That
talking
beautiful
about.
wig.
I never noticed that I can't go that way got on there, but I looked over at the board and saw it, and I couldn't be happier.
You can't go that way. That's from 24 Hour
Ooh,
Stream.
boy.
Yeah, I got everything. So we can get rid of this. Let's get to the last category. Most anticipated film of the year. This is the last one. Oh, Taylor. Oh, yeah.
I feel like this Ghost Star
I only have 2 for
2019
this.
movie preview, doesn't it? Kind of.
Well, this is a group decision.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have to whittle
Oh,
down,
right. It's not our personal pick.
So in 2017,
Best
biggest
year yet?
mistake. Check the cast. I tried to talk to the last. Alien Covenant was
Oh,
on
no.
there. Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, that was you, Dylan, and Jessica. I'm putting you all in the bus for that. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Logan, Star Wars Last Jedi, and Thor Ragnarok. And then last year,
Last Jedi, that was a mistake, guys, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, sure was.
where was most anticipated
I
for
loved it.
2018? Yeah, it was not a mistake. Infinity War, Deadpool 2, Aquaman, Black Panther, and Incredibles 2. Hey.
Oh no.
Oh, I was pulling for that one.
Last Jedi was not a
Now I'm
mistake. I
pulling
want to
for
say
it.
that
Yeah.
with Kirkland Taylor.
So
So
Endgame's already on the board.
no, we're not putting.
I think we're settling it.
Yeah.
I
Star
thought you
Wars
just saved
9.
the time.
I'm gonna, yeah, I guess Star Wars.
It's episode 9, but yeah.
Episode 9.
See, here's the thing though. I didn't even think of that to put it on there.
Well,
To be
there's 3
completely
people
honest.
that we backed it.
All right, that's fair. I will throw down Far From Home.
Me too.
Yeah,
Mysterio, baby.
Mysterio. Oh, that dome.
That's what all I got.
I'm so excited.
I'll put
So
Godzilla on there.
Sure.
Godzilla?
I'm not gonna second it, but
I'm not gonna second it either.
Is this the
What?
show?
The movie.
Oh.
Sorry.
Which movie?
I'll throw out that
The
sweet
new one.
Pokemon.
Which new one?
Oh,
The new one came out in
Yeah.
2018 with Kinky Dora and Mothra.
Ghidorah.
remember that underrated
yeah.
cinematic
Now,
universe?
if Judge Jaguar's in there, easiest vote of my life, but I don't think he's confirmed to be in there.
What if
I
it's
don't
like
think
a
he will.
post-credit scene? Would you shit your pants?
Oh,
Yeah, likely.
you would.
Likely.
oh, you would.
Oh, you would.
That probably would. He just does his attack.
I'm throwing Joker up there, my boy.
Oh,
yeah.
Joker. Yeah, I can support that.
Joker.
100%.
What about that sweet Sonic?
Those legs.
I think he could, he could definitely be a worse film next year.
I'm hyped.
No.
So, yep.
You're a big Sonic man.
I'm back in Sonic.
Detective Pikachu. I'm so.
I'm back.
pumped.
I'll back you on it. I don't
Oh,
know
yeah.
if anyone else
You need a
will.
triple though.
Kirkland?
No, Harry.
Kirkland, don't look at your phone. You can look me in the
If
eyes.
Jigglypuff wasn't made of fur, I would maybe back you guys up, but
I ain't backing.
I can't handle that
I
Jigglypuff.
can't. Oh,
Kirkland, come on.
You know you want to.
oh wow, no.
Captain
Captain.
Marvel?
Not for me.
Okay.
I think this one, isn't strictly a geek film, but it's my most anticipated movie, and it's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I don't know if you guys want to allow that one on there,
I don't
but
back it.
I personally think that should be on there.
I'm not excited.
Considering that, we're going to do a retro of all the Tarantino movies, I think that one should be allowed on this list, personally. Even if it won't be allowed on, Best Actor, Best Film, whatever. I don't know. If we're going to do a retro, I think it deserves
I
to be
think we can
anticipated.
make an exception for Tarantino movies as non-geeky movies in a way. For in general, just to be on these.
That's a
lists.
discussion for another day.
But I'll support it. I will second that.
Dude,
Alright.
it's all up to you.
It doesn't.
I've never heard of this movie before, so.
So I'm gonna say that's not most
Tarantino's ninth movie. Do you know who Quentin Tarantino is?
Yeah, Django Unchained,
Bobby Durden.
Do you know any other Tarantino?
Kill Bill.
Do you like those movies?
Kill Bill 2.
I like those movies, yeah. Is it kind of the same, like, universe kind of style? Like, is it a Western?
Well,
like,
it's a Tarantino movie, so
It's
it's
all linked together.
Okay, it's not.
But
really
is it like
asking
Hateful Eight,
questions.
Django Unchained kind of theme?
No.
Like, what kind of, like,
It's in
era?
the it's in the
That's the
70s,
Western.
early 70s, late 60s.
the lead actor is Tom Cruise.
No.
That's not true. What's his name?
Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt.
And Leonardo
Leo,
DiCaprio.
or it's a two-name.
Together.
Really?
He Tom
It's
Cruise
rumored they
plays
have a
Brad
sex
Pitt's
scene.
stunt double, best friend
Not
called
rumored, I made it.
Doesn't
Yeah, suggest it was
Margot Robbie's.
Damn, shut up the list real quick there.
Margot Robbie?
I'm gonna put up with their Shazam.
I'll give
I
it
was
that.
gonna
That
throw
sounds
Boom!
pretty
We
good.
got 3.
Okay.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood's on there.
But isn't it a geek film, Taylor?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Sci-fi.
Hey, we're
horror?
the GeekVerse, and we're doing the Tarantino retro.
It
It's
doesn't
on
matter.
there.
We've covered anything.
I don't know, I
I'm not
feel
throwing
like-
WrestleMania on
I
here,
feel like
so.
Tarantino's movies are like distorted kind of universes that I feel like I could fall under a kind of like a geek category.
Other than Glorious Bastards, they're not. That's every movie's a distorted universe.
I don't know,
That's
I
like
feel like even
biography.
Django Unchained, it's
I would
in a
say
distorted
they're-
universe. Like I feel like there's lots of like
I
each
don't know.
movie just has
I
a
think
different
they
kind of
should be
atmosphere
on.
to it. I feel like it would.
I think they should be.
When we talked about
included
last year about like what is
on
it called, like what comes into like a Comic-Con or something, Tarantino doesn't go to Comic-Con. All those films are crime films, things like that.
Maybe
have
they ask
filmed-
and he says no. I don't.
No, they have film geek tendencies, but they're not geek films to me. They're like
I would.
Yeah.
But-
See, I don't know.
I know, it's a
would
weird
give an
area for me
exception.
because I want there to be more categories for this anyway. Like, I would want there to be more movies than we currently have, but I don't know, that's a group discussion for another day as well, so.
we have the
Like,
discussion.
I feel like Mission Impossible should have been allowed to be eligible, but I don't know.
Yeah, I would have voted for that. That movie was good.
All second Shazam.
Yeah, I
We're
would
back
jump
that
on that train right there.
That train,
Lion King.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Yeah.
not for me.
Since we're on that Disney train, Aladdin.
Nope.
No.
I'll vote.
Yeah, you will, Kirkland. Yeah, Aladdin.
You want to vote for Pokemon too?
Oh, we can do
Come on,
Put
Kirkland.
his hand down.
Come on, make the deal. Aladdin, Will Smith. You see that Jafar?
Yeah, we did. That's why it's not going up.
Yeah.
Ooh. I have not seen Jafar, but
Jafar.
I'm gonna keep my vote for Lion King.
Jafar.
Oh no, Aladdin.
Jafar.
Sorry, I read
Jafar.
So no Aladdin vote?
I'm just do you want a third? Do you want a third Pokemon and I'll third Aladdin?
I don't think I need it that much.
So
Toy
I guess.
Story 4?
Yeah, I'd back that up.
No, we're gonna loan 10.
Someone
I'll-
else
I'll
has to.
I'll hop on it.
Toy Story,
I'll hop on
yeah.
that.
I didn't know that came out this year.
It made
so.
Tim Allen cry on set. That's.
Who's
I'm
Tim
gonna
Allen?
say it
Toy
chapter
Story
2.
4.
Oh,
Right.
in chapter
It's
2
Tim
for
Allen.
sure.
Yeah.
In chapter 2, Buzz Lightyear.
Tim Allen.
Yeah, it 2 for sure.
Hereditary 2.
I don't
Is
think
that
we're gonna see-
confirmed?
No, it's not. Yeah, he's
It's
dropping a
about.
spoon.
What's it about?
I'd say Lego Movie 2. I know it's coming out really soon, but I'm excited to see it.
I wouldn't, because the
That's
only
the s-
reason I'm happy to see it is because Taylor said, don't make me sit alone in a kid's movie, so.
No, 2 p.m. and a matinee showing with little kids. I got fucking destroyed going there.
Why
What
did
do
you
you
try
mean
to convince me
destroy
to
it?
go?
Well, they-
I've been to
I'm gonna
matinees
teach you why you
before.
convinced me to go.
Matinees are wonderful.
No, I
You're
said.
like, buy your tickets. So I'm like,
No, the story goes. I said, you gonna go see it? He's like, yeah, but you should see with me. I can't see it alone. I'm like, well, you could drop a review for it. He's like, yeah, but I'd be alone in a kid's movie at 2 p.m. So I had to go reluctantly
Is it
buy
on a
ticket for
weekday?
I don't even want to see.
weekend, Saturday, 2 p.m.
Oh, okay. That's when the kids show up. If it's
Oh,
a
yeah.
weekday matinee, it's
You
wonderful.
should just suck
You wanna
it up.
come? 2 p.m.?
Which day is it?
Saturday. It's this Saturday.
Oh, I work.
For
I think
my
tickets are sold out already, Travis was saying, so.
Well, there's
We
a-
get scalped and those little kids are
Oh yeah,
I don't
we
think I'm
start
gonna vote for it, to be
approaching
honest,
little
so.
kids. Hey, you want some tickets? Yeah, it's chapter 2. No Lego movie for me.
Does anyone want to do Captain Marvel?
No, we shot her down quickly.
Unfortunately, the trailer.
I'm pretty content with this list.
Yeah, I am.
There's Dark Phoenix.
No.
That is a big entry point. To be sure.
Yeah.
How to Train Your Dragon.
Yes.
I back that
The
up.
New Mutants.
Fuck yes.
Wait, New Mutants, is that like the horror one thing?
That's soon,
Yeah,
February 20th.
That might not even come out.
It might never
in
release.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But damn, if I didn't love that trailer.
Oh man, that was a great
There's
trailer.
Hellboy.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 I'm in.
I don't know if it's
I'm down.
eligible, but I'd throw out Jordan Peele's new movie. I can't remember the name of.
I would throw us.
Us.
Yeah.
Us.
I like that
And
trailer.
we haven't. What? Don't tell us.
I
We
guess it's
haven't
like a
seen the trailer.
horror.
You haven't
thriller.
seen the trailer?
No, we're not watching on purpose.
Yeah, it's a good point.
The last trailer ruined my perspective of Get Out.
Yeah.
I had watched Get Out like 2 or 3 more times before I really liked it, and I think the trailer is the reason.
You were there in 2019 movie premiere when we said there's one movie we're not going to watch a trailer for, and that's us.
Sure.
But you watched it.
You jerk.
Alright.
I don't remember.
I got
it.
recorded proof.
Alright. I watched it and I loved
Is
it.
it on there? Is it on
Great
there?
song.
About Pet Cemetery.
I would, yeah. Those trailers have been great.
Unfortunately, I can't yet.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I can. I like the trailer now.
I'm into
I
that.
can't. I was going to ask what are you
I don't think I even seen the
I
trailer.
said, yeah, I'm not gonna watch
into
the
it.
original, so it's as excited as I'm gonna get, I guess.
What about Men in Black?
What's
No.
that?
And Men like International.
I'm not into
yes, but no.
Maybe if it
Yes,
was
but
Men in
no.
Black Panther too, then.
Men in Black
Ooh,
Panther.
that's the porn version. Men in Black Panther 2.
So no for Hellboy. You didn't get that.
No.
What?
Hell no.
No help.
That trailer's
Oh.
garbage.
Anything else?
I think that's good if we boil it down now, because we know the top. We know
It's,
2. We know 3. I guarantee you.
Dumbo?
Apparently, it's expected to come out in 2019, but if I don't get the backing, that's okay. I'm gonna go for Zombieland 2.
I'll back that up.
back it up.
I'm not
Whoa.
going to.
No, I'm skeptical.
I'm very skeptical. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I heard 3 though. That was
Also, Pet Cemetery is with a S, not a C.
that's true.
She's misspelling a lot of things. I feel like that's weird. That's the only thing you mentioned.
Did you make the 2 and like the Z?
I don't really know what happened
That's cool.
there.
You should have said yes.
It also kind of looks like a banana peel.
They might do that. They might do that for the actual sequel, a 2 for the Z. So
Good for them. What is this?
Are you not doing your
Share with the
Dumbo?
group.
Dumbo? No, I'm not one for Dumbo.
What about that?
Frozen 2?
Frank's
Are
Frozen.
you
Two.
excited for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? Come on.
The Frozen
Yeah,
2
but it's not a
2019.
geeky movie.
Yeah.
Sure it is.
What about that?
Sure it is.
I
Hobbs and
100%
Shaw
would like
movie.
Frozen
The
2.
70s.
I'll back
The
Frozen
70s.
2.
Hobbs and
Yeah.
Shaw is not a geek movie. It's an action movie.
What is
Yeah.
this?
But you guys review Fast and the Furious.
But that doesn't. I review a lot of stuff. That doesn't mean it makes it a geek. Just because Travis reviews this doesn't mean it's geek.
like
A Star is Born is a geek movie. I haven't reviewed it with my mouth.
yeah.
Okay, is anyone gonna jump on with me and Tyler for Frozen 2?
Hell no.
That movie's
That movie.
garbage.
You guys
Oh,
all
just catchy songs. That's it.
Not even.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck off.
Fuck that movie.
Did you? Oh, hell
Actually,
yeah.
I
it's
actually
Frozen
hate
is.
movie, but
I hate Frozen.
you hate Frozen 2?
Yeah.
Okay, do we need to add more? Because I know there's 3 that are going to be locked, and then we need to just go 2.
Bro, the
I
entire
know 100% those top 3 are locked.
No, you
You
don't.
don't know
Yeah.
anything about.
You don't
What
know
about,
anything about Travis.
Yeah.
The Kid Who Would Be King.
No, that's out this week. It's out right now.
Oh,
No review coming from us. Even though it reviewed very well.
Yeah, I wonder where Glass would have been had it, been before this.
I still would have put it on here.
I would have put
Whatever.
Glass, yeah.
I don't know if it would have made top 5, but it would have been a contender.
Possibly.
Yeah, I don't think it would have made top 5, but
Yeah. I think that's enough.
Alright, I think we logged Endgame in.
Endgame's a
Just
lock.
get it over with.
Endgame and Star Wars.
Get it over
No,
with.
not Star Wars.
Star Wars is a
No.
lock.
I don't want to log Star Wars in.
Hey,
I think it's definitely.
I don't even like Star Wars, and I'm easily excited for that movie.
I
Hell
just-
yeah.
Kylo Ren, baby.
Yeah, it's the conclusion.
I
of the
really-
movie.
Actually, right.
Yeah,
Force
I-
babies. Force babies.
I didn't even know what happened to Ray. I
Was
didn't know what
that
happened
just
to
made
Ren.
more like a geek version?
J-
Let's
it's gonna
walk
be this
it
year.
in.
JJ's back. You
I
know.
can't wait to see
Nine.
Phasma come back.
I think she's gonna come back legit.
Oh yeah.
And this is the other
And
lock.
Spider-Man, it's got
Mysterio.
Mysterio.
Jake
Jake
Gyllenhaal,
Gyllenhaal.
Mysterio, I'm in.
Yeah, you know,
Are
you
you
can't
logging
not
it
lock
too,
that in.
Spider-Man?
Franklin's dead.
Yeah.
So now it's just coming
Oh yeah.
Power down.
Now it gets interesting. For me, I think my next highest one would be It Chapter 2.
Yeah, I
I
was
agree
thinking the
with you.
same thing.
The first one is excellent,
Yeah.
and I'm really curious to see
Yeah.
what they do.
I'm excited to watch it with
Yeah.
Kyle.
Because we need to think about it this way. Yeah, you guys
Is
want
that
to watch it? Let's say if we could only watch 5 movies, these are one, and It to me is 1.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think that's a lock.
It Chapter 2.
It's only one more
Now we
spot.
just get rid of a
Boom.
bunch. I'm gonna say How to Train Your Dragon.
No.
Cross it out.
For me,
Okay,
I would,
Frozen
at this
2.
point, I would
Just
go
fuck that
either
movie.
Lion
I'm talking
King,
about
Toy
Toy
Story,
Story.
or How to Train Your Dragon. Like, I feel like
I'll jump
really,
on Toy Story with you, not Lion
Over
King.
Joker.
I would strongly go with
Well,
Toy Story.
if he's starting a bandwagon, I don't.
If you go with Toy Story, you're not watching Joker.
I want Joker, but I don't. Yeah, that's true.
Can you live with yourself?
No, but I feel like I can get more momentum on Toy Story than.
I would say things are easier. It's easier to make decisions if you only have to look at one line. Let's get rid of all of those three.
Yep.
Whoa.
There you go.
I feel
Wow,
like
that was not fair. You can't make that executive
I
decision.
feel
You
like
said it.
Zombieland. I'm gonna just write Zombieland down here.
I'm not voting for Zombieland.
I'm not either.
I want
The last thing that got directed was Venom.
the reason.
Great movie.
The reason I won't do Zombieland
Best
2
and worst.
is because the last time I watched Zombieland 1 again, I was like, man, I don't like this as much as I remember liking it.
Oh,
So
so good.
Yeah, I like it.
maybe
I
good.
like the first one. I just feel like it's been so long it could get
Yeah.
Anchorman 2.
But then
I
it's
definitely
not.
like, for me, it's like, yeah, I really enjoyed the first Zombieland, but I don't want to rewatch it and I don't want to see a new one. I just want that nostalgia to stay as nostalgia.
So we're just gonna get rid of like these bottom three. So that
Yeah, Dragon's not on there for me.
I'm getting rid of Dragon
Yeah.
to be sure.
That's a quick.
I feel
That
like
movie's got such feels.
Does it?
I should go.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
hasn't got much
It's
votes
so
though.
It
good.
does.
I don't know. It's like 3-3.
I would.
No, it's not. It's gone.
I feel like I should go. Is it considered a geek movie? Like
It's a
yes.
horror movie.
Get Out was really good.
Oh,
but
the
I
trailer's
don't know.
phenomenal.
And Get Out, we
Have you seen
Chasing
it?
it
I
all.
think-
I read the
I think you get rid of
synopsis.
I think there's an argument for
Have
us
you seen
because we're so excited for it, we're not watching trailers.
Probably.
I'll say here's the thing. Shazam.
I think you should.
I like the trailer, but I mean I've changed now that I'm gonna be gone when it comes out. I'm much less excited for it.
Yeah.
And I can tell you one thing: I'm not gonna go see it when I'm in Nepal. So I'd get rid
Yep.
of Shazam.
I'll get rid of Shazam.
I'm fine to back that.
Well, yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Sorry,
Alright.
Shazam.
You made.
Now we're getting to the controversial
I'd get rid of Lion
territory.
King.
I would also get the Lion King.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I would too.
no.
See, oh,
No.
wow.
Kirkland?
No, not yet.
Oh, no.
As you
You
guys
gotta
know,
convince me.
my old school Disney movies have stayed for old school Disney movies for me. I haven't watched any of them.
There's.
Well, we
Don't take your loving for a Lion
Alright.
King for this because it's just gonna be a remake. So you're just watching the same movie over the.
Yeah,
I
but
would
live
get Toy
action,
Story.
when you see Mufasa get live action thrown off
I
that,
wasn't
like,
done yet.
in live action.
Alright, let me finish my point. My point was going to be, however, I am excited to rewatch all the Toy Stories and go see this new one. For me, it's between Toy Story and Us at this point. Those are my two, and I'm not sure what I want to do between those two. That's I need some help from you guys to make that decision. But I know Lion King can get kicked, and I'm okay to kick Joker as well.
I will agree on the kicking Joker. At this point,
I don't think I can agree to that.
I wouldn't, but I'm gonna see where momentum goes.
well, me and Taylor are both agreeing that Joker can be kicked.
Yeah, if these are the only 5 movies I could ever watch, like, for throughout 2019, I feel like I got enough superhero
Well, if
stuff
Kirkland
in there.
votes Joker, then it's 4, and that's enough. How do you feel?
I feel more inclined to take off Lion King now.
Oh!
Is that enough for
That's
Lion
gone.
King?
That's
I'll take
four.
Lion King.
How do you feel about Joker now?
Comparing, well.
So it's
comparing to
us, Toy
4.
Story, and Joker.
That is a wild combination.
That's a great triple header.
I would take out Us.
I would if
I
I could
mean,
only pick one. I love what Jordan Peele did with Get Out, but if I could only pick one, I'm either picking Joker
Yeah.
or Toy Story 4.
Yeah.
You know, I'll take Toy Story over Us because I honestly didn't like Get Out when I first watched it. So
Yeah.
it was upon later rewatch that I was more into it. So I don't know, maybe I won't like Us. So
I'm gonna ask vote
I vote to take out Us as well.
Taylor because
Say,
I'll get rid of Us.
Dylan, I got a question for you.
What's the question?
Now, what happens with Toy Story if they get, like, the Incredibles 2 effect with it? How do you feel?
Well, that doesn't change things. Incredibles 2 is still my most anticipated movie of the year. I was so excited for it. The fact that it
True.
sucked, like that just goes to show why I disliked it so much, right? Because I was so excited for it and it was so bad.
I'm gonna go ahead and just state because
I also have less emotional attachment to Toy Story, so if it's bad, I'm not
It doesn't
going to feel
matter.
as negatively on it.
Fair
no.
point.
out of these two options, I have absolutely zero interest in Toy Story whatsoever. I have no interest in the Joker, but I have like 1% over 0%.
Interesting.
Wow.
For Joker.
I didn't know you were that big of a Toy Story hater.
It's over, it's done, I don't need
it
another
is the
one.
best trilogy of all time, highest
Well, it's
rated
not gonna be a
trilogy of all
trilogy,
it's a
time. It
quadrilogy.
still is until
They
June.
call it a quadronia.
I think
It is.
I think we keep Joker on this one. My reasoning is similar to Jessica's in that I absolutely loved the original, like the trilogy of Toy Story, and I was happy with where it ended, and so I don't need another Toy Story movie in my life. Whereas for Joker, I think with how the Dark Knight, having Joker in there, absolutely fell in love with the character, and I want to see more and a different take on that character
Walking Phoenix.
that isn't the other one that that person did that I still haven't seen.
The way I see it, I'm like, there's one that's not even up here, Captain Marvel. I'm more excited for Captain Marvel than I am Joker. So yeah, I would bump it
You
down.
got Keanu Reeves too in Toy Story. I mean, you can't go wrong with some Keanu.
Well, you can.
I guess we can just push to a vote now.
Yeah,
Just
I'm Joker.
Joker for me.
Toy Story.
I'm Joker as well.
Oh, Joker takes the cake.
Joker gets it.
You wouldn't have
they're voting to.
Keep Joker.
I thought you said you were 1% Toy Story and 0% Joker.
Other way around.
Other way around.
No, she said she had enough Toy Story,
Yeah.
which is not true. But
You wouldn't have allowed
had it been Lion King,
What?
Joker would not be
no,
the
it's
John
actually it's a
Wick.
Cosmo show.
Okay.
Kicked it. Threw it up in
All right, read off that last category we have, then we can get the hell out of here. A nearly 4-hour cast.
Most anticipated movies for 2019.
Best year yet?
Avengers
Yeah.
Endgame, Star Wars Episode 9, Spider-Man Far From Home, Joker, and It Chapter
It's
2.
gonna be a great
And
year.
it's just like a whole shit ton of the exact same thing that we saw this year.
What?
Well, there was no Star Wars movie that was out proper. There was no Spider-Man movie that was out. That's a sequel, so sure. Joker, very unique.
I mean, you're actually not
There's
wrong
no
at all.
clown
3 of
movie.
those are the same.
Yeah. Like,
But quality. The other two, we'll see. So
We'll see.
We'll see.
We got JJ though, so.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yay!
all the links are down below. Taylor, you're not going because you'll be here, make us be here for another half an hour. We're already approaching a 4-hour cast, so thank you very much for tuning in. If you want to know where to go, everything is down below. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back next week. We promise you it will not be boring.
Thank
Boom!
you.
Golden
Bye.
Geeks!
Later, nerds!
Cut the check.
Don't forget, an hour and a half in, listen for the crack.
Yeah,
I'll put it in the notes.
I got it right here.
Yeah.
Hour and a half.
Listen for Jessica's
That was
knee
like a
crack.
lightning bolt.
I didn't hear it.
Oh, here, let me try again.
I
I'm
think
sure
we're
you
out of the
will.
room. You're in the bathroom.
You ready?
Oh, am I-
Ready?
Listen.
Oh!
That was worse.
It sounds like Hereditary.
What's that noise? Oh, it's just Jessica's knees.